Join us on a mouth-watering journey through New York, from street food to Michelin stars and must-try viral bites. Hope you brought your appetites. We're gonna eat. Starting with Disso's Italian Sandwich Society, New York's only Italian deli on wheels. Best sandwich ever. Feels like I'm back in Italy. Totally recommend. Friendly people and great service with great food. What else to ask? So I'm reviewing Disso's only to take a moment to say it's the best Italian sandwich I have eaten, and I've eaten a ton in my life. The quality of meats, the mozzarella, the bread, nothing is more satisfying. Sally balls and Fat Pete are delicious. This truck is right next to my new office and is already a favorite of mine. So you can see they've got rave reviews from the office workers who are hungry, and now I'm hungry.
How can I help you today?
Yeah, I would love to get one of the Big Paulies, and then I want to do a Carmine. I want to do the spicy chicken, and can we make it Don Fanucci size?
Sure, that's one of our biggest sandwich.
Okay, I'm excited, I'm hungry.
We're gonna start with the Big Poli with the brick oven rustic Italian. We're gonna add some Parm cheese and fresh basil. Here we're gonna have our homemade marinara sauce. We're gonna have the fresh mozzarella. This is one of the most popular.
And this is not the biggest sandwich, this is the normal sandwich.
Yeah, the normal one. Right now we got our biggest sandwich. This is called the Don Fanucci, and we're gonna do the chipotle aioli, the spicy honey, pickles, and arugula. We're gonna add some grilled onions, our spicy soppressata, and provolone cheese. And then boom. This is it. This is gonna be for the Carmine. Here we're gonna have our homemade marinara sauce, broccoli wrap, fresh mozzarella. We're gonna add some mortadella and our breaded chicken. I think the Don Fanucci is at least 5 pounds, by the way. Oh my goodness. Gonna need a workout after I eat this, and to eat this is a workout.
You have another sandwich here as a bonus, okay?
Well, you threw another one in? Oh my God, thank you guys so much. All right, we're taking our seat on 6.5 Ave, New York's hidden street. I want to start with the spicy chicken Don Fanucci because this thing's insane. They let me in on a secret, the Don Fanucci. Tell me in the comments if you know where that reference comes from. It's a secret menu item. They didn't have it listed. The owner told me about it. They said this is the largest Italian sandwich in New York. I don't know if it's the largest, but it's definitely the largest one you can get on a food truck. Oh my goodness, look at this. I think I would need a week to eat this thing. Starting off, we've got the grande ciabatta bread, chicken cutlet, hot soppressata, provolone cheese, grilled onions, arugula pickles, spicy honey, chipotle aioli spread. This thing has a little bit of everything. This is our first stop, so I'm not gonna pretend like I'm gonna finish all this, but this will go to good use. To my cameraman James and my wife Adriana and myself later. It'll be eaten eventually. More manageable when you split it into 4. If you just got this for lunch, I think you'd be okay. Look how stacked this is. Oh, this is calling to me. Let me take a big bite. The grande ciabatta. The flavor of that bread and the crunch. It leads you into all the other ingredients, and somehow this just works. Chicken cutlet, nice and tender, good flavor, provolone cheese, never going wrong with that. Spicy soppressata, not that hot, little spicy, just the right balance of ingredients here. Nobody talked about the Don Fanucci in the ratings I saw, but they should. I think this would be good for a little office party. Ooh, look at this. Oh, wow. The Big Poli. Oh, I can smell the mozzarella. I smell the sauce already. I love the whole, like, it's an Italian secret society. They have mafia nicknames for a lot of their sandwiches. It's very clever. And this isn't even the biggest sandwich they have. Look how stacked this is. So we've got breaded chicken cutlet parm, fresh mozz, homemade marinara, shaved Parmesan Reggiano cheese, fresh basil, okay? On the brick oven rustic Italian bread. My mouth is watering. Let's see if I can get this all in one big bite. This is the most Italian-American sandwich you could possibly get. Chicken parms, layers of it, and the mozz on top and the marinara sauce. So many flavors going on. I love the bread too. It's so soft. This would be what I would order for lunch if I was having a really rough day at the office, or I was just walking by as a tourist, and I wanted that classic New York Italian experience. That's the thing with Italian sandwiches, they never go out of style. They've been around so long. And this one's gonna be tough to top. All right, we have the Carmine, which is a slight variation of the Big Poli, chicken cutlet, mortadella, broccoli rabe, fresh mozzarella, homemade marinara. Let's see if the broccoli rabe makes a difference here. Oof, look at this. It's like Big Poli's cut cousin, you know, a guy who knows a guy. That's a great thing about a spot like Diso's. You're not getting skimped on ingredients. This is the Italian deli experience, even as a food truck. So, all right, let's see if my mouth can fit over all this in one bite. It's not as intense as the Big Polly. I think the broccoli calms it down a little bit, but doesn't have those same like intense tomato flavor notes with the cheese, but equally good. My favorite thing about this type of sandwich is just how the bread soaks in all of the sauce and the juices. I understand the Diso's praise right now. They actually have multiple locations, so you have to check their website to like where they're gonna be on a certain day, which I find exciting because different people in different neighborhoods can try them. But I've never recommended an Italian deli food truck before. They're the only one in the city, and I say try them out for sure. I'm impressed. Tony Dragon's Grill, another place I absolutely love the name, and people rave about this spot. Want to eat a burger in New York? Go here. Definitely go. I went 3 times during my trip to New York. Eat everything. Tony Dragon's takes truck food to a whole new level. The food does not disappoint. The chicken has always been tender in all the dishes I've ordered. They are great for team lunches. I order from my desk and the orders are done within 15 minutes. Lamb gyro was the best I've ever had. Explosion of flavors. Will definitely come back for more. Oof, okay, I'm pumped, I'm pumped.
My name is Konstantinos Dragonis. I'm the son of Tony. We use the freshest, highest quality ingredients possible, and we do not compromise on the taste. The truck actually started as a small stainless steel wagon in 1986. My father started out selling pretzels and hot dogs. He started adding a grill to the little hot dog cart, and it started to get bigger, and he started selling chicken breast and burgers. Now it's expanded into a truck, and we do all kinds of bowls, sandwiches, and all kinds of fresh proteins. The typical customer at Tony Dragon's is white collar, blue collar, no collar, everybody. We operate in the Upper East Side. The spectrum is so wide.
Awesome, yeah, I'd love to try the ribeye steak and chicken bowl. And could I also do the 7-ounce gypsy burger?
We got our brioche bun with fresh melted mozzarella. This burger features mayonnaise. And the star of the show is our chili moni, house-made tomato jalapeno puree. We make it from scratch every morning. It's a little spicy, but not too much. Top it off with a little bit of salt. I'm gonna close that up for you. It's a little messy, but it's worth it.
Messy is always worth it. These guys are busy. You can see they're a neighborhood staple. So we have the gypsy burger, 7 ounces. But you know that the meat quality here is elevated over your typical food truck. Messy might be an understatement, but we're gonna make it work. There's no classy way to eat this, so we're just gonna take a big bite. I don't know if it's the chili moni or how tender and juicy this burger is, but that is one of the most unique burgers I've ever tried in my entire life. I don't know if I've ever used the words, a burger melts in your mouth, but this burger actually does that. The combination of flavors going on, I gotta tell you, I actually had not heard of this truck, and I've looked up best burgers in New York before, and I know they've been on some lists. I'm kind of ashamed that I've never tried this before as a burger fan. This is the kind of burger that you would expect to be served at some higher end restaurant, and here it is at a food truck 1 block from Central Park. This is amazing, absolute home run.
My name is John. I'm from California. I'm a gypsy from California. Chili moni started, I guess, years ago when our family all made it for barbecues, steaks. It consists of tomatoes, grilled peppers, jalapeno peppers, garlic, oil, salt, pepper, I think a little bit of butter. It's a must-have when we make barbecues and stuff, and I came all the way from California just to come try the truck because it's the best burger, personally, to me, in the world. From what I remember, a gypsy guy came, I think when they first opened up, he was like, hey, you guys should make a burger with this thing we make called chili moni. Showed him how to make it, and then it kind of was a success, and it blew up from here on out.
We're gonna make the chicken and steak grouping bowl, which is a really popular dish. So we got the arugula in the bowl. We're gonna come over to the station of rice, add the rice in there. He's putting the ribeye steak on the grill. He's gonna sear that on both sides. Ideally, we like to pull that at a medium rare and then cut it up. Salt and pepper, chicken breast. slice it up the way he does. We use very high quality ribeye steak, equivalent to steakhouse quality. Our chicken breast is famous for how succulent it is. Top it off right there with some tomato and cucumber. And he's gonna apply our vinaigrette, which is our house-made vinaigrette. We even have bottled it up and we sell it by popular demand. That's our house-made tzatziki sauce, features yogurt, cucumber, and dill. Voila.
That Gypsy Burger is going to be a tough act to follow. We've got the ribeye and chicken bowl. I like what they're doing here because you've got something really healthy. You've also got that Greek touch to it. Nice and tender. I'm telling you, this meat is better than some meat I've had at steakhouses. It should be Tony Dragon's Steakhouse, not Tony Dragon's Grill. Open up a steakhouse, I'll come. With its tzatziki sauce, that Greek flair, some of the grilled chicken. We could put this on a stick, like chicken souvlaki. It would kill. They're really doing almost the impossible here. You're putting incredible, juicy meat into a healthy bowl. Who does that? Usually when I'm eating something healthy, the taste is kind of secondary. But here it's about the taste first, and then you realize this is a healthy meal too. I'm a fan. So good. Here's the play. You go to Tony Dragon's Grill, take your food to go, and walk to Central Park. Or just come here, period, because this really is a hidden gem. We've got Casa Birria on the Upper East Side. There are so many birria trucks in Manhattan, but very few have 4.7 on Google. Everything is simple, flavorful, fresh, and affordable. Cannot go wrong with this little truck. Friendly and always happy to make a recommendation. The Melita is delicious, crispy cheese and beefy goodness. Probably the best birria in Manhattan. If you like beef, then try birria. The meat is juicy and tender. Amazing birria tacos. I've had plenty of tacos in my life from all over the country, but this one is definitely at the top of my list. Strong words. I love birria. Let's give it a go. Hey, how are you? I wanted to get the birria combo with consomme. Everything, yeah, con todo. Piping hot, definitely looks good. Look at this consomme, guys. Cilantro, onions, we got everything in there. And we got birria tacos with the salsa on top. We're doing this in true Upper East Side fashion. We've got a nice doorman building to my right and a doorman building to the left. Birria tacos in the middle. Very colorful, smell amazing too. Let me put a little lime on top. Look at that. Birria tacos really blew up on the New York food scene, I'd say 4 or 5 years ago. Now I feel like you could find them on just about every corner of the city. You dunk this corn tortilla, you dunk it in the consomme, and you enjoy. Juicy, tender. It's passing all the tests that I would generally have for a birria taco, and I've had all the really famous ones in the city. You know what I like about this one? The tortilla, nice and crunchy. Upper East Side, wow. Didn't think this spot would be hiding up here. Is this the best birria taco I've had in my life, including going to Mexico? No. Is this the best birria taco I've had in New York? Also, gonna say no. Is this very good? Oh, heck yeah. If I lived in the Upper East Side, would I come here once a week? Very, very likely. Wherever you're watching from, our birria taco is now a thing in your city too. Because this was originally like hangover food in Mexico for brunches. My wife Adriana has explained to me all about that. This is what you want out of a birria taco. This is neighborhood people loving their spot. Totally respect that. I definitely approve this. If you're wondering, my all-time favorites in New York, I'm gonna go with Birrialandia, then Nene's Taqueria. Very, very close second. These guys would be in the equation though, definitely top 5. So this is the most unassuming food truck in a neighborhood that's just lined with them. I ordered the lamb and chicken shawarma. Thank you. This spot has an almost flawless 4.9 on Google and 0 social media presence. Wow, this place is amazing, an absolute gem of a find, so close to Times Square. Moody was working the truck and has the best customer service. Such a nice guy, and the food is incredible. I've had street food all over New York City. Trust me, this is one of the best places ever. Best biryani, best chicken, crispiest fries ever. You'd be nuts to stand in a Dell's line when this is around the corner. Better, faster, more options, and a no-brainer. Wow, those are some fighting words right there. Wow. This is a lot of white sauce. This is your typical halal food in New York. For those who don't know what halal is, it's food made under Islamic law. The halal guys, I would say, popularized it quite a bit. Now there's hundreds of trucks doing it. Everybody has their favorite. And from the looks of it, this could be interesting. $14, and I think I got the entire food truck on one plate. From the French fries on top to the biryani rice buried underneath, chicken, lamb, veggies, white sauce, a little hot sauce. This is New York halal food, essentially. You could really put this in in a textbook. I think we got some lamb. I'm gonna take a few bites. Lamb's tender, juicy, okay. Hot sauce actually hot. Try some of the chicken. tender. This is just one of those meals, if you ordered, I think you'd be happy. I don't know if it's going to be generating the kind of buzz like an Adele's, which we've covered before, which is still my favorite halal food in all of New York. They're a bit controversial right now because the wait is like an hour or two, unless you arrive right as they open at 5 o'clock. One of the best meals you can bring back to your hotel room. This is just like a symphony of flavors going on. This is one of those meals that just grows on you the more you eat it. It didn't blow me away. First bite, it wasn't love at first bite, but it's love after bite number 10. This is what New York halal is really all about. I talked to the employee, I said, where's the food from? Middle East. How long have you been around? Long time. It's a New York conversation right there. I had a feeling when he was that sort of terse, it was gonna be good. I feel like I've tried just about every single ingredient on this. I think the white sauce is a little bit sweeter than I'm used to. I think the 4.9 rating on Google, I think it's like their loyal, hardcore fan base. Do I think it's a 4.9? No, I'm not ranking places today. I wouldn't say no if you brought me this, although there are other halal trucks around here, which I do prefer. Again, Adele's, if you're willing to wait an hour or two, and Royal Halal, which we've covered in the past as well. Also like better, a little bit different style, of course, but it's good enough. In this video, I'm gonna go to all the most viral TikTok spots in NYC to see if they taste as good as they look. But there's a catch. Every viral food will be rated by me and my co-host, and at the end, we will crown a winner, starting with 8-Bit Bites. All right, Mike, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
You can play over 10,000 retro games from the 80s and 90s for free at this restaurant in the East Village. This is 8-Bit Bites, and they're on a mission to help you eat and play like a kid again.
You hear that? When you walk in, you get like the Mario boost sound. Yeah, we'll do the $10 lunch special, classic chicken, and 2 tenders. They have so many options here, it's wild. And Mike asked me what was my favorite game as a kid, Street Fighter 2. Let's see if I remember how to play this.
Hold on.
Come on. Woo! This is gonna get me back into gaming, I think.
This controls are weird.
That's it, blame the controller. There we
Damn,
go.
dude! Did you grow up playing this game in the arcade?
I was a master at this game at Pizza Hut, Paramus, New Jersey, okay?
Oh, you wanna hit me? I'm gonna beat you with my vacuum cleaner.
All right, total school lunch vibes here. All right.
Love it.
You got the fried chicken.
Did.
I got the hamburger special. And the French fries, we talked about
Yeah,
this.
these are good.
All right, let's do it. Crispy.
Definitely.
Let's take a bite, we'll talk about it, let's do it. It's at least as good as I was expecting for a halal spot. Juicy, you know, is this the best smash burger in New York? No. Is this the best smash burger where you can play Super Nintendo games while you're eating? Hell yes it is. What about yours? You get a lot of sauce.
I know, I'm making a mess.
That's a tough thing with that beard, man.
Oh man, it's all over it. Vibes is on 100. Food's good.
I can't think of too many spots in the city where you can play The Simpsons and eat burgers. Bring kids here. This would be a great spot for kids.
Yeah, my son would love this.
The employee was telling me that they're open till 4 a.m. on weekends and people come in drunk,
Good man.
order milkshakes, and play video games all night.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. It is time for our first ranking. I think that vibe is unmatched. I think something like this should be in every neighborhood of New York. Food was decent. Would I call it gourmet? Would I call it the best burger in the city? No. I'm going 7.5.
I'd give the vibes a 10. 100%. I give the food about a 6.5. But the vibes are on point. 2 a.m. milkshake?
Yeah.
I'm with it.
8-Bit Bites kicks things off with a solid 7.0, but our next stop has serious potential to steal the show.
Have you heard of them?
I've not.
You're about to learn.
Let's learn.
Probé los mejores tacos de carnitas en Nueva York. Yo pedí 3 tacos de maciza y los amé desde la primera mordida, se los juro. Tienen mucho espacio para sentarte a comer y la atención es increíble, se los
I think she's
prometo.
Mexican,
Me encantó el
too.
concepto de este lugar.
Yeah.
Which means I
Definitivamente
trust
se
her opinion
ganaron
a lot
un
on
10 de
this.
10.
Carnitas Ramirez on 3rd and Avenue is serving nose to tail pig and snout to stomach to tail, even to the ear. All your shots
Snout, stomach.
Ear tacos.
So Taqueria Ramirez, the original's in Greenpoint, and some are arguing it's the best taco in New York right now. So this is their outpost in the East Village. Let's go. I feel like I'm back in Mexico City, stepping in here. Una sortida, una costilla, una maciza, una cachete. That's it. Gracias. Oh, this is great. This is a plate I would expect in Mexico, but not in New York. All right, dude, what do you think when you look at this? Just tell me.
Where's your portion?
Where's mine? Oh, it's all you, man. We got the sortita, the perfect carnitas taco, bits of different pork cuts. Then we've got the costilla, which is the rib, juicy lean meat. I just kept seeing the picture of this pork butt, so I wanted to order the maciza, which is lean meat with a bit of fat. I can imagine there's some fat back there. And then we got the cachete, which are cheeks. They have 15 different cuts. You can get the brain, you can get the uterus. You're like, no.
I'm good.
No. By the way, the perfect side dish is the chicharrones, which are fried pork skin. Adding a little lime is just perfect. I eat this all the time when I visit Adriana's family in Mexico. Exactly the crunch, texture, and the flavor you want from the chicharron. Oh. Will this justify $5 a taco? Let's do it, let's do it. They rub a little extra lard on all of the tacos before they send them out.
Sounds really healthy.
It sounds really tasty though. The costilla, nice and juicy. They mentioned there's like a little cartilage still on it. Doesn't bother me. Corn tortilla is excellent.
So is one of these in Brooklyn?
Yes, there's the original Taqueria Ramirez in Greenpoint.
Okay.
They do everything there. This is just pork.
Interesting. I wonder if they're gonna open another one with just chicken and then another one with just beef. Let me know how the butt tastes.
Juicy, fatty. Baby's got back. The crowd in there, it's a mix of hipsters, influencers, and construction workers just sitting on buckets.
Construction workers. That's your key right there. You know, whatever it is good.
Oh yeah, I legit think I could take my wife's parents when they visit New York for the first time here. They would think they were in San Luis. All right, Mike, I want you to lead off.
I'm gonna give it a strong 9. It was delicious. The tortilla, the meat was just incredibly flavorful. This is yum.
I am going to give this a 9 as well. I think this is one of the best tacos I've ever had in New York. The New York taco game is improving a lot because of places like this. They're just elevating the game, and also the vibes inside, the employees super friendly. This is what you want in a taco shop. The East Village is lucky to have them.
Carnitas Ramirez rockets to the top of the leaderboard with an impressive 9. Up next, a viral spot serving up affordable pasta. Can it rise to the challenge?
Next up, Pasta Sol and their viral Parmesan pasta wheel. She gave it a 9 out of 10.
I don't know about that, but let's go see.
All right, 10 out of 10. Everyone's happy. Thank you, Nuria FDZZZ. Now we're gonna check us out.
Let's go check it out.
Hey, how are you? I'd love to try the fettuccine alfredo. It's the $9.90 one. We're not judging this based on like how good the pasta is overall. It's also based on the price. This is cheap.
I'm judging the pasta.
You do you, I do me. But I got the $9.90 fettuccine alfredo. You got the fettuccine alfredo adding the bolognese for an extra $3. Let's rock, let's try it. And I'll tell you one thing, they're not skimping you on the Parmesan or any of the cheese. This is super, super cheesy.
Don't come here if you want good pasta. If you want a value, sure. Good pasta.
I think this is the first time we're gonna run into a little bit of a disagreement potentially here.
It's okay, we can still be friends.
No, why not? I'm actually really happy. Super cheesy, no issue with the pasta. Now you're also half Italian. I think could that be affecting you here?
I mean, listen, this isn't bad, but it's not good.
It's actually been a bit of a trend recently, this like $9 or $10 pasta. In our last TikTok video, we covered gnocchi on 9th, and I like this more. Time for the rankings. I'm gonna leave this one off. I'm looking at the entire value here. You get to eat pasta for less than $10 sitting outside in a patio like that. Did I think it was great? No. Did I think it was very good? It was all right. I'm going with 7.
It wasn't horrible, it wasn't good. I'd give it like maybe 6.
Okay.
Mike and I meet in the middle. Pasta Sol lands on 6.5. Now we're diving straight into the madness of Midtown for a sandwich that's got everyone talking.
All right, so this is called Bird Box. I've seen this one pop up more than any other thing on TikTok. Let's check this crazy thing out.
So the other day, I tried what might be
I've
the
seen
best
this.
fried chicken sandwich I've ever had in my entire life. This is Chef Chris, who's a 2 Michelin star chef, and who has this crazy process of making these sandwiches. Each piece gets slow brined in a salt bath and then marinated in buttermilk curry for 5 days
Does he have to
being
hold it
double
while he's
fried.
frying it?
Basted
He is,
in
yeah,
spiced
look.
duck fat
He's
and
holding
then
the leg.
served on a toasted bun with
Maybe
2
it's for the
different types
chef.
of mayo and pickle. The process of making a single sandwich takes 7 days, which is wild.
7 days.
I'm excited. Let's
Yeah.
go.
We're in business.
Technically, we cannot park where we're sitting right now, so we're gonna have to do the review right here in front of the meter.
I've eaten in worse places before. We'll
Yeah.
be good, we'll be good. Mike, I present to you your very own Claude the Claw. You ever seen a sandwich quite like this before?
I never have.
I don't know whether to take a bite of this thing or pay my respects to Claude.
Claude's done. I'm taking a bite.
Dude, that's a lot of chicken. One of the thickest stuffed chicken thighs I've seen in a while on a sandwich.
Not too shabby.
I mean, this thing is double fried. We saw on the TikTok. This is a Michelin star chef who's running this ghost kitchen. I've read you are not supposed to eat the claw.
No?
Or it will haunt you.
Oh, really?
You can shake his hand. These are raised by local farmers. Claude lived a good life. Natural diet, movement, fresh air, and sunshine. Now the question here, and we're gonna get to this, is it's $18. For 10 bucks, I think this would have been a no-brainer, super high score. Couple things though. The sauce, what do you think of the flavor of it? I'm enjoying it.
Better than your average chicken sandwich, because now everybody has a chicken sandwich on the menu, right? Holding it like this would probably make better content.
I think it's gonna break though, right?
Is it?
I don't know. You tell me. Go ahead. Oh. This is difficult for me to score because I know how good of a chicken this is. It's unique. I see why it's viral. But then there's the high price. Like I understand why it's expensive. We're in Midtown. I get it.
If it didn't have this, it wouldn't be viral. But it's good. The bread could be better.
Okay.
The sauce could be better. I give it a 7. Better than average.
I'm actually pretty close to Mike on this. I'm going with a 7.3. I love how unique it is. But for that price, yeah, 7.3.
Cool. Claude the Claw and Bird Box lands a solid 7.15 as we head for dessert at a very festive spot.
Union Square Holiday Market. This was named the best holiday market in America in 2023. It's time for dessert.
Let's see.
Wow. Okay, this is the viral chocolate-covered strawberry that everyone's eating.
Jeez, that looks messy.
It's so good. Okay, I know why it's viral, like duh. Wait, this is crack.
This is crack.
I've never tried crack, so I wouldn't know.
NYC, but gluten-free, thank you. Let's check this out. Oh, wow. It's like a chocolate water fountain right there. Many, many napkins, please. This looks messy. I don't know if we have more napkins or strawberries. We're ready to rock. What are you thinking looking at this?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a second. Ready?
You know what this reminds me of? You ever go to a hotel and like the hotel welcomes you with a little fruit platter, maybe some chocolate?
Chocolate's better than the strawberries.
Yes, agree with you. For 14 bucks, sharing this with your wife, girlfriend, significant other, whoever, I think this would be a good play. I was expecting it to be messier too, you know?
Yeah.
I'm okay. You know, looking at the value, not the cheapest thing, but we are at the holiday market. You know, you're gonna spend money here. You just expect that walking in. I thought the chocolate was great, strawberry, okay. I'm gonna go 7.5.
Exactly the same thing I had in mind. Had the strawberries been better, it very well could have been an 8.5 or 9.
Chocolate on Tap scores an impressive 7.5 for dessert, but with one spot left, could this viral hot chocolate have what it takes to topple Carnitas Ramirez?
This is gonna be a crazy hot chocolate.
Toasted marshmallow hot chocolate from Cocoa House is honestly next level delicious.
I mean, that looks like something you would expect to find here.
It's good. We'll have to see.
Let's do it. Anything special about the chocolate we should know about?
I can't tell you the recipe, but I believe it's one of the best chocolates in the world. How do you guys like your marshmallows?
I'll do medium.
I'm with you. Same thing.
It's not a s'more without chocolate, guys.
I'm excited.
It looks good.
A chocolate cookie stick attached to a s'more with chocolate syrup and graham cracker crust on the side. And he said, dip, then sip. Woo, this is a hell of a viral concoction.
That chocolate is really delicious.
The guy there was saying that he used to work at Max Brenner, which anyone who knows New York, that's a big deal here for hot chocolate. This is just something that's fun to eat and drink. It's like a little cigar.
I'm trying to see if you can use it as a straw. Doesn't work.
Dude, this is a hell of a dessert. This is a hell of a cap to our video, too.
Definitely.
You have a score yet?
So I thought this was really good. The chocolate itself, to me, is the best part. But I would give it an 8.
I think it's just like the ultimate dessert to walk around the holiday market. You know, so many of these desserts you see on TikTok are letdowns. This is not a letdown. I'm going with an 8.2.
Carnitas Ramirez wins the day with a 9.0, and it wasn't even close.
Matter of fact, I want to go get some more tacos. I'll be right back.
I'm visiting the cheapest Michelin star restaurants in NYC, but with a twist. I've only got $300 to spend between the 3 spots, and I've never been to a Michelin star restaurant before.
There are 50,000 restaurants in NYC, but only 73 of them, including the 3 we're visiting today, have a Michelin star. And because this is such a big moment for me, I brought my wife to the first spot, which has me a little worried about my budget because she can eat.
First up is Ushimoco, a Mexican restaurant known for their wood-fired tacos.
Walking in, the vibe was nothing like I thought it'd be. I was expecting everyone to be in full suits and for them to stare at me because I clearly wasn't dressed up, but instead, it was chill.
This is your first time in a Michelin star restaurant. Mine too. What do you like about the decorations here?
I like the fact that everything is set out there because of winter, but you can top range here.
They also had an open kitchen so I could see if they were doing anything weird with my food. Ushimoco has been open since 2018 and has earned Michelin stars multiple years in a row. The owner was inspired by ancient Mexican cooking, and that's why they prepare all of their food on a wood fire, giving it a rich, smoky flavor. I'm worried we have a tight budget and Adriana wants to eat everything on the menu. To make sure we don't go totally overboard here, we're going to order 1 appetizer, 1 entree, and 1 dessert from each location. Our first course is here, smoked mango. I didn't even know this was possible. I hope this is big enough to share. This may be the cheapest item at the cheapest Michelin star restaurant in New York.
It's sticky like a dessert. a little nice and sweet too. What would you rank it 1 to 10?
I think 8.
A mighty appetizer with an 8 out of 10 to start us off.
The Ashimoko guacamole. There's the guacamole, there's the queso fresco, and there's
Smoked cherry tomatoes. It seems like every dish here has something smoked on it.
And the tostadas are so fresh and delicious.
the quality of the avocado. I could even just tell that, and the tomato being nice and smoky. I think this is the best guacamole I've ever had in a restaurant in my entire life.
I'm Mexican, I cannot say that.
I'm going to give this a 7.25. We'll meet.
Next up, we have the famous wood-fired tacos. Adriana got the Arrachera flank steak tacos.
23 bucks. That's $11.50 a taco.
I gotta say, this is the most expensive taco I ever had in my entire life.
For my entree, I got these delicious-looking lamb barbacoa tacos.
$25, one of the most expensive things on the menu. $12.50 for a taco. This is not your ordinary taco, though, as you could probably see for the presentation.
Definitely.
What do you think?
Just looking at it, my mouth has started to water.
Okay, I got a little worried. Could just 2 tacos fill up a hungry Mexican girl?
We've got our super expensive tacos, ready for a taste test. Bon appetit. When I took a bite of the tortilla, it was so pillowy, the texture, and then getting into that lamb barbacoa, there was like this smoky, earthy flavor to it, and the salsa was just the right temperature. That is a bite I'm not soon to forget. What about you?
This is so tender. Very, very impressed.
I'm actually savoring each bite. Like, I don't want to eat this fast.
Exactly.
There is a famous movie in Mexico where the guy says, these are the best tacos. I want to go in the kitchen and kill the chef. I want to go shoot the chef. They're that good. What would you possibly rank that?
I think I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'm trying Adriana's Arrachera flank steak. I have to. That was like a $3 bite right there. Oh, that meat is incredible. You're absolutely right. I think I like hers better than mine.
The wood-fired tacos definitely lived up to the hype, and since we each only had 2, well, I had 2.5, fortunately we had room for dessert.
We have caramel on top of espresso ice cream on a chocolate garnache and a Oaxacan chocolate cake.
Let's destroy
Oh, yes. What would you give this, 1 to 10?
this. I think 8.
I'm gonna match 8.5 on the dessert. You come back. Oh yes. A Michelin experience from beginning to end.
We spent $88 for 2 people for our first ever Michelin star meal together. That leaves me with only $212 for the next 2 restaurants. And I need to be careful because the last one is really expensive. But there was a problem. Adriana was so full, she couldn't go on. Which means that now I have to finish this journey by myself. Oh, and with my camera guy, of course. Next up, we have Casa Mano. They've been awarded a Michelin star every year since 2009. But they've dominated for almost 2 decades with one very special dish, their lamb belly. I need to know if that'll be better than those tacos from earlier.
This is a Spanish tapas spa. You order everything, and they bring it to you in different courses. They're saying, like, we should order 4, 6 plates. It's got a friendly vibe here. I'm digging it. I wish I could order a bottle of wine, but the budget will not allow for it, unfortunately. All right, this is the first free thing we're getting at a Michelin star restaurant. Bread, olive oil, and olives on top.
And I know this bread will be better than that Olive Garden bread I had last video. If you know, you know.
I know this olive oil is gonna be incredible. Maybe not the freshest bread, but the olive oil definitely makes up for it. I had a lot of olive oil when I was in Spain. Really rich, creamy, strong flavor of the olive. I'm not ranking anything free in this video, but off to a pleasant little start.
The first tapas arrived and it was way bigger than I thought it'd be.
Now that, my friends, is a salad. Presentation, I'm noticing this at the Michelin star restaurants. A lot of thoughts going into that. So this is the ensalada mono. So it's a manchego cheese, which is aged 3 months, which is like a true symbol of like the Spanish culinary style. And we've also got pimentón marcona almonds. I wanted to make sure that we had lettuce, some of the almonds, and the cheese on one bite, okay? The cheese and the almonds balance this salad out so perfectly, and the greens are nice and fresh. Again, salads normally are not a big deal to me, but when you add that Tres Manchego cheese, it is a complete game changer. It just elevates a boring salad. I mean, it's tough for me to give a salad a very high score, but I'll give this 7.5.
7.5 for a salad. Might be the highest I've ever rated a salad in my entire life.
These are the creamy eggs. I thought this was one of the most fascinating items
items on the menu. It's sea urchin, walnuts, and ancient anchovy oil. And anyone who's ever been to Spain knows that their anchovies are phenomenal. Let's see how this all pairs together. I don't know if I've ever eaten sea urchin before. I don't know what I've been waiting for though. The combination of flavors there with the anchovy oil, it's bold. It's a little bit like on the fishy seafood side if you're not into that, but I am into it and I'm excited for more bites. It feels luxurious. It feels like something wealthy people would eat. Also keep in mind, sea urchin is not a cheap food to eat, okay? All that considered, value taste, I'm gonna rank this 8. Great appetizer, great appetizer. Next up, I got the pork belly. At $26, it was a bit pricey, but it looked amazing.
We've got the pork fat and the meat all together in one bite. It smells absolutely incredible. Really soft, chewy texture. I think they cut their own meat here. They're attached to some sort of a butcher shop. What makes them unique? That is definitely some of the best pork I've had at a Spanish restaurant outside of Spain. I'm gonna give it 7.5.
While the pork belly was absolutely divine, the legendary lamb belly had just arrived.
We've got lamb belly with mint yogurt sauce and roasted vegetables. It sounds healthy, it sounds delicious. That's what I've been looking for all day. That feeling that you've just eaten something incredible and you want to dive back in for more. That lamb was so rich, tender, the meaty flavors paired with that mint yogurt sauce. That took me somewhere I want to go back to right now. It's a shame that this is meant for sharing because I would just want to eat this lamb belly all by itself just for me. It's that good. This may be the best thing I've had all day and it's not even close. I'm gonna go 9.2.
But we weren't even close to finished.
I love his handle. You see that? I'd like to say very Spanish, but I don't know if it's very Spanish or not. But it is café con leche. Nice coffee. I don't even think I need to put any sugar in it. I'm liking it so much. Café con leche, I'll go with a 7.
While Cafe Mono was fantastic and I'll be dreaming of that sweet, sweet lamb belly, we did do some financial damage here, spending $104. That means I'll have just $108 going into our most expensive restaurant yet. Which brings us to 70 Pine Street, an imposing tower built in 1932. This building has a secret, which we'll show you at the end. As I walked in, I felt like I was entering Lex Luthor's secret lair, but luckily for Lex, I didn't have any time to call Superman because I finally arrived at the most expensive spot of the day. Crown Shy shares a lot in common with the other Michelin stars on the list. Easygoing has an open kitchen and they've won a Michelin star every year since they opened in 2019. The menu was small, which made ordering way easier. We started with free bread again, and this one surprised me.
Fantastic. If the Olive Garden's bread was this good, I would go there all the time just for the bread. I'm not even gonna rate it because it's free.
For the appetizer, I went for the Gruyere fritters. I can never get that word right.
The Gruyere fritters with chili lime. These things, they just look fun. This is actually a lot funner than I was expecting from the spot. They look like little churros filled with cheese. Nice, light, airy texture. It goes down so easy. It's cheesy, it's savory. I love what they did here. This could win best appetizer of the video because I'm gonna give this a 9.
The main course was definitely a bold choice. $45 for a grilled citrus marinated chicken with something extra sticking out, but I couldn't help but feel like I had eaten something like this before. Maybe this was Claude the Claw's cousin.
Controversial in some circles. I did not have this on my bingo card for a Michelin star restaurant, but when I knew it was there, I'm like, okay, we gotta try it. I'm gonna get a little bit of that sauce right there. It's got a nice, like, smoky, crispy outer layer here, and then it's moist on the inside. This is the kind of dish I think that is gonna grow on me the more I eat it. What I really wanna do is I wanna try some of the hot sauce. All right, let's see how hot this is. Mild. This hot sauce, if we turn this into a chicken sandwich, similar to this, maybe a little less fancy, I would love this hot sauce on it. One of my favorite parts of this dish right now, as the name indicates, it has a very strong citrusy flavor, which is not a bad thing. You know, this turns out what could be a boring grilled chicken dish into something I think interesting with the flavors and with the claw too. It's Instagrammable, and it's at a Michelin star restaurant. Not to mention their Instagram, something really cool is you can preview all of their food. They put their dishes on the page. That's how I saw this. I don't know if I loved it, considering the price too. I'm gonna go with an 8.
There it is, roasted banana ice cream with peanut butter and popcorn brittle. This sounds nuts.
The banana ice cream with the peanut butter and the popcorn brittle on the side. It's a nice, like, sweet and salty harmony going on. A lot of layers too. This is a really unique dessert. This is a fun dessert. They have made dessert fun again.
I'm gonna go with 7.75.
Going to these budget Michelin star restaurants made me realize something crazy. The food here is about the same price as all the normal restaurants I go to, but worlds better in quality and service. I can't believe I've lived here for 13 years and I'm just now going to these. What have I been doing all this time? But there's still the money situation to talk about. I spent $80 here, leaving me with 28 bucks left. Remember that secret I was talking about? Follow me. Take this elevator up to the 63rd floor of the same building and get out at Overstory, ranked one of the 50 best bars in the world. Spending the last $28 here is easy since my cocktail was $26. These are expensive, but that's not the real reason you come here. Step outside and see this, what could be the best rooftop view in all of New York.
And this, my friends, is the nicest view of any rooftop in New York City, as far as I'm concerned. This is an insane 360-degree view as there's a little snow falling right now. What a way to spend the end of my budget. This is crazy. Wow. I think this is the best view of New York that most people don't know about, but I'm absolutely blown away by this. And a very expensive, but a very good cocktail. I'm totally expecting to see the bat signal somewhere here right now. This fog in the sky, Batman vibes high here.
These are the best NYC food trucks to visit in 2025. Trust me, I've tried hundreds over the years, and none have better food or vibes than these. Starting with the most famous hot dog in America at the Hot Dog King. Dan Rossi may be New York's most legendary street food vendor. This Vietnam vet has been arrested before and forced to sleep in his van just to maintain his hot dog cart's prime location in front of the Met Museum. And while his story is inspiring, people keep coming back because he makes a damn good hot dog. Grilled and not boiled like the majority of New York wieners, one all-beef frank will run you $4, with a jumbo being $7. If you don't know what to get, order it New York style. Mustard, sauerkraut, and a little bit of onion. Sit on the steps of the Met and enjoy New York's most iconic street food. If you're planning on going to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, save a little appetite for the Hot Dog King. Later on in this video, we'll share another hot dog vendor who has a lower profile but is equally worthy of a visit. Tony Dragon's Grill does what I consider practically impossible, combining hearty and amazing Mediterranean food with some healthy options. Run by Greek immigrant Antonio Dragonis since 1986 and a few blocks from Central Park, this is an Upper East Side local's best-kept secret. Hear me out. Their grilled chicken breast bowl combined with steak, if you want some extra protein, arugula, and rice pilaf is one of my favorite all-time New York street food lunches. The meat, so tender. I've had worse cuts of beef at steakhouses before. But the real gem on the menu isn't something I would consider healthy, but insanely delicious. Their Gypsy Burger with melty fresh mozzarella on brioche, mayo, and chili moni. This has got to be one of New York's top burgers from a food truck and deserves to be on more burger lists. The premium meat and their chili moni is a killer combo. The spice notes had me loving life. You can't go wrong with a place that emphasizes fresh ingredients. Anytime you're in Central Park and want an amazing lunch option that will please everybody, find Tony Dragon's. And as a little bonus, if you need a gift, their vinaigrette salad dressing has been in our fridge for months and is absolutely incredible. Diso's Italian Sandwich Society is New York's only food truck dedicated to the Italian sandwich. You could probably guess that from the name, but while New York has plenty of delis specializing in hero stuff with cold cuts, this one is special. For one, just look at the names. It's like an entire crew of wise guys. Mickey Scars, Jimmy Gooch, Big Paulie. Mess with this joint and you'll be finding yourself at the bottom of the Hudson sleeping with the fishes. My favorite is the Big Paulie, brick oven rustic Italian bread, Parmesan cheese, fresh basil, homemade marinara, fresh mozzarella with breaded chicken cutlet. This thing hits. That perfect blend of bold New York style Italian sandwich flavors. The chicken cutlet was tender and the sauces and cheeses brought it all together. If you really want to have some fun, order any of the sandwiches Don Fanucci style, a secret menu item, and they'll supersize it to one of the biggest sandwiches in New York you can order at $28. But fair warning, it could feed 2, maybe even 3 people. I enjoyed all the sandwiches I tried there. I was really impressed by how fresh, doughy, and crunchy the Italian breads were. Prices start at $14 for a full hero and $11 for a half. Definitely cheaper than the more famous Italian delis in the city. Just a note, you need to check their website as they change their location daily, and they have 2 different trucks, so if you're in Midtown, you will always be near one. Birrialandia. From an unknown to one of the best taco trucks in the whole city, Birrialandia has exploded in the last 5 years. I'd call this the best taco in New York if you order their legendary namesake birria tacos with consomme. We were one of the first social media channels to cover them in 2019 after they opened, thanks to my food insider and friend Greg. They've since been recognized by the New York Times and many others. They now have 5 different trucks in NYC with 2 in Manhattan alone. Your order is simple, a trio of the birria tacos with a consomme in a separate cup. You're essentially dipping the taco in its own juices, and the result, pure happiness. Even my wife from Mexico was impressed by them, and because they have so many trucks now, you won't have crazy waits anymore. The New York Mexican food scene has really come into its own lately. We've got a few more Mexican trucks coming up later on in the video. Adele's across the street from Radio City Music Hall is a very controversial pick, a victim of their own success. Many brave hour-plus waits to try their famed halal platters. My personal favorite is the combo, which has chicken and lamb gyro over spicy rice, although you can tone down the heat in the rice if you want. With veggies and french fries, comes out to around $12 and you get your money's worth. This could easily feed 2 people with how generous they are. The white sauce, unreal, the best I've had in the city. The meat, mildly spicy and seasoned just right. The flavors blend so well with the rice, creating a tasty experience that has been the talk of Instagram and TikTok for years. I rarely will tell you that a cart where you have to wait 30 minutes to an hour is worth it, but if you have the time to budget for it, try what could be New York's best halal street food at least once. We do have another halal truck on this video where the wait time won't be bad at all, and I am still shocked they haven't opened more than 1 truck with their popularity, but they know what works and keep it that way. A little insider tip, make sure to take some extra sauce to keep on the side for when you want to eat it later at your hotel or apartment. Today's video is sponsored by Klook, and if you love eating your way through New York, then Klook is your spot for booking food tours. Klook is an experiences booking platform with thousands of destinations around the world. If you're visiting NYC, it's so easy to use. Just open the app and search the hundreds of options in this city alone. And it doesn't matter where you're from because there's over a dozen languages and 40 currencies on the app. I just took their Brooklyn Neighborhood Eats walking food tour, and as a local guide myself, I was even impressed at the spots we visited. The tour guide was friendly, and the food was delicious. Everything from bagels to Lebanese food, dessert, and so much more. We also got to walk and explore some of the most beautiful streets in Brooklyn, and I left feeling pretty full. Klook is running an amazing end-of-year sale with 20% off Japan tours and experiences. Book early for Japan 2025. Sign up for Klook today using the link below. Use my creator code JOHNBARR to book your trip with a special discount. Download the Klook app on your phone. It only takes a minute, and you can start booking your next travel destination today. The Queens Night Market is a bit of cheating because it's not just one food truck, but an entire outdoor food market made up of many vendors from around Queens. It's like eating around the world. The market is sponsored, so the prices are capped at $5 or $6, meaning this is one of the most accessible ways for anybody to try some of the best food in New York. Some of our favorites were the Bafana sandwich from Joey Nata's, a Portuguese roll with tender strips of pork marinated in a beer and wine sauce. Total damage just $6. Or a keema palata from Burmese Bites, which are like Burmese quesadillas with minced chicken. Better yet, the Sega wet plates from the Ethiopian style, a slow-cooked beef simmered in Berber with veggie sides. Or try something impossible to find elsewhere in New York, like the cassava leaves with moringa leaf rice from Sierra Leone. Save some room for dessert at mooncakes, an Indonesian specialty. Yes, think of this like packing all the cultures of the world into one insanely delicious market. This place is so distinctly New York. The vendors are awesome, and they have live music and plenty of space for families to spread out. I found Petey's breakfast cart when we were shooting a breakfast food video, and this guy really impressed me. His menu is bare bones, coffee, pastries, and donuts. This is how locals do it in the morning when they're in a rush. But what sets him apart is his personality. He keeps it real. In fact, he's become a bit of a social media star. Check out his Instagram for an idea. Born and bred in the city, Petey's a fun character to visit and have a conversation with. I recommend you try his Cadillac, which is a mix of coffee and hot chocolate. We could say a poor man's mocha, but I'm all about local experiences on this channel, and spending a few minutes with Petey in the morning definitely qualifies. Chinatown is New York's best neighborhood for tasty, cheap eats, and Jin Men Barbecue just sprung up there recently with the cheapest food truck on today's video. They're Tianjin style from northern China with lamb, beef, and chicken kebab skewers starting at just $2 each. They even have some more exotic items available like chicken heart, beef aorta, and whole squid. The meat is tender and well seasoned. This is a steal. It's really hard to find protein this cheap, and if you're hopping around all of Chinatown's awesome noodles, dumpling, and dim sum shops and need a break from carb overload, this is your spot for one or maybe a dozen of those tasty skewers. Billy's hot dog stand may not have the international recognition of the hot dog king, but in his little corner of the Upper West Side, he's still royalty. Now, this isn't any fancy grill setup, it's old school boiled franks, also known as dirty water dogs. Billy chats up everyone that stops by, and he's been a viewer favorite for all the years we've covered him. At $3 each, and he just had to raise prices, it's still a great deal. Add some mustard, onion, and you're set. The hot dogs have a great snap, and there's something nostalgic about eating one of these, whether you grew up in New York or not. If you're roaming the northern part of Central Park, swing by and tell him I said hi. Frankie's Souvlaki is not even the most famous Greek food truck on this video, but it deserves just as much recognition. With 4 trucks in the city, we'll talk about the Astoria, Queens location because that's the Greek capital of New York. This food truck is an institution. They've been around for decades. You can smell the souvlaki down the block. Our pick are the lamb souvlaki skewers, which are quite generously portioned with a little lemon, salt, and oregano, super tender and tasty, the perfect food to walk and eat with. They have a truck at 86 and Lexington on the Upper East Side if you're visiting Manhattan. Royal Grill Halal is another food truck that gets overshadowed by some bigger names in Midtown. These guys are the real deal for Bengali Indian-style chicken and lamb over rice at a food truck. It doesn't get much better. Their chicken tikka plate is phenomenal. I just revisited them recently with my wife, ordered chicken tikka plates, and took it to the Bryant Park Winter Village. People were watching us jealous of our lunch, and for $10, I guarantee we had the cheapest item there. The plate is packed with spice, white sauce, hot sauce, green mint chutney, and a secret menu addition, a mango pickle. It's a lot of flavors and just the right kick. This may be the biggest sleeper pick on the entire video. If you want a quick grab-and-go chicken over rice meal that local New Yorkers get down with, try them. Back to Jackson Heights, Queens, we go for Las Quesadillas, which specializes in the classic Mexican dish, quesadilla. Bet you saw that coming. And you won't find too many trucks that have a dozen different varieties like they do. Try the tinga or mole. Everything is made fresh. The corn tortilla is so chewy and the flavor of the masa really stands out. These taste homemade. It's very light, the perfect snack, and if you want something a bit heartier, order a tlacoyo made fresh with masa, beans, lettuce, cream, and cheese. A great option for my vegetarians watching. This is pure comfort food in one of the most diverse parts of New York. New York has some of the best Bengali food in the US. There's so many vendors selling fushka in this part of Queens that they've nicknamed it Fushka Alley. If you don't know what fushka is, it's a crispy orb-shaped snack made of a semolina shell filled with a variety of savory ingredients and a tangy tamarind chutney. Outside of fushka, this truck has plenty of tasty alternatives like bel puri, a savory Bengali snack, fried on the bottom with chickpea spread on top, tamarind sauce, cucumber, a little bit of cilantro, chopped red onion. They look like a little Bengali tostada, and they're fantastic. Crunchy, spicy, and crispy, packed with an amazing balance of flavors, a textural masterpiece. Mango lassi is an interesting dessert you can add, sweet and savory mango, topped with some masala spice and mustard oil. It's delicious, and if you really want to be local, order a little chai tea to top it all off. The perfect palate cleanser with some underlying spice. Add them to any Queens street food crawl. Tia Julia is an absolute gem in Elmhurst, Queens. Their sandwich is a thing of beauty. Called the semita, which refers to the round, eggy bread with sesame seeds, it's one of Mexico's answers to the New York hero sandwich. We ordered the breaded chicken, which comes with Oaxaca cheese, thin breaded chicken, chipotle, beans, and popolo leaf. For about $10, this thing is gigantic. The Milanesa chicken packs a punch with the chipotle, and it's so creamy with avocado, cheese, and mayo. Easily one of the best sandwich food trucks in New York City. You can even add some cafe de olla coffee with a little bit of cinnamon in it. It'll perk you up for the rest of the night, I guarantee it. Swing by, find a sandwich type you like, and enjoy an authentic samita at a truck where they have telenovelas playing off the TVs outside. King Souvlaki may be the most famous Greek gyro food truck in the entire city. Open since the 70s, and they've got 4 different trucks all over Queens. We stopped by the OG Astoria location, and my insider's local pick is half pork gyro, which is hand-stacked and very authentic, with the other half being pork souvlaki. It comes with tzatziki, real yogurt on the side. The souvlaki is tender and marinated, which soaks up a lot of the flavors. One of New York's best Greek food options, food truck or not.
In this video, I'll be visiting 3 restaurants hidden in NYC gas stations. Yes, the places you go to feed your car, not you. Will it be worth it? I don't know. Will I get sick? Maybe. But I've never heard of anything like this before, and they're blowing up on Instagram. Starting with Smacking Burger. Evan, this is the last gas station in Lower Manhattan. Did you know that?
I didn't even know we had gas stations in New York.
You want to see what this looks like?
Yeah.
This is Smacking Burger located in West Village, and what makes this place stand out are their different variations of smash burgers and their crispy loaded fries.
That's a lot of
classic
everything.
burger, their mushroom burger, their Oklahoma burger, but my favorite was the Big Smack.
I want that Oklahoma in me right this second.
Get this man is Oklahoma, let's go. This place is popping, just open and it's packed. I think they might make more money on the burgers than the gas. 1 classic, 1 Big Smack, 1 Oklahoma, 1 world famous fry. Yeah, that's it. Imagine I tripped right now, it would suck. Evan, Christmas has just come early.
Christmas don't taste as good.
The Big Smack, not the Big Mac. We've got a double smash patty with caramelized onions, pickles, shreddis, American cheese, and signature smack sauce on the Martin sesame bun. Evan, what's on the Oklahoma?
You know, I like a challenge. Let's see if I can take a bite and guess. You're speaking to me. I got a double smash patty.
Yep.
Caramelized onions.
Yep.
American.
Yep.
I'm gonna go bread and butter pickles maybe?
Just pickles listed.
A lot of butter too, which I love.
You're missing 1 sauce.
Is it a garlic aioli?
Horseradish. You were close, you were close.
It doesn't overpower, it doesn't take over, it just really complements everything you have in here. 10 out of 10 recommend.
I haven't had a Big Mac, I think, since I was in high school. But the Big Smack, on the other hand, we're gonna try. That was bold. Going through that sesame bun and 2 smash burgers with all that cheese and their smack sauce. Whew. I haven't reacted to a fast food burger like this in a long time.
Sir, that's not fast food, that's art.
You're right.
You know what else is nice? Is that they don't dry the patty out. Because when you smash them this thin,
they're not dry at all. Extremely juicy. Imagine you were drunk and you just needed this later. Now, how many of these would you kill?
I could eat like 4 of these right now.
People are saying this is one of the best new smash burger spots in the city. What do you think?
If you'd have told me that these came from a restaurant, I'd believe you. Instead, we're sitting outside at a gas station.
Did you know 75% of people living in Manhattan do not own a car?
I believe that because I have no clue how to drive.
Do you even have a license?
Sir, I'm from New York. We don't drive here.
I grew up in Jersey. I know how to drive, but I can sell my car like 10 years ago.
We got the fries here, and it almost looks like a take on the In-N-Out animal fry.
We got a single smash patty with the caramelized onions, chopped pickles, over crispy fries, topped with their signature smack sauce, and a dab of hot chimi.
I don't know how you spell love, but I think it's spelled loaded fries.
The way to Evan's heart is through loaded fries. Shall we?
Let's get in there.
Oh, you're dancing. That's it. That's the reaction. Forget the animal fries. Come here for their loaded fries.
New York does it better.
I saw how many people were inside. It was like a who's who of New York. You had hipsters, you had finance bros, you had mechanics on break for lunch. It's everything. It is New York City eating inside a gas station. So you can order the individual sauces, like 99 cents each. We have a little sauce bar here, but I'm not even sure what I like more. Fries or the burgers. Both fantastic.
All the way. Oh, thank you so much.
We just got gifted all the way. You know we have 2 more spots left, right?
It's just like dessert. There's always room for more.
Yeah. Double smash patty, onions, pickles, shreddis, tomato, American cheese, crispy bacon. So on top of everything, we got bacon, and this one's like piping hot.
Hold on, I need a picture of that.
We all need a picture of this one.
Thank you, sir.
Someone's got to eat this. Adding the bacon on top, I'm gonna go into a meat coma after all this.
Well, it's a good thing you're in the meat packing district. Ah!
He's been waiting to use that joke all day.
This is the most unassuming gas station place you can imagine. You could literally walk past this a million times and never know that one of the best burgers in the city is here.
I'm not surprised this blew up so much. We are at Fry Factory. Come to this Shell station and head over there. Ready?
Today, we're at Fry Factory. You can get gas, grab some fried chicken, and maybe some corn. Feels crispy, juicy, tender, and so freaking tasty. If you're in Brooklyn, run here immediately. Definitely worth it.
We ran here.
If you remember when we went to Charles Hand Fried the first time, you know I love a good piece of fried chicken.
I brought the right co-host.
So we really, really need to tear into this right now.
But first, we're gonna pick one random item inside the gas station that we find unique. What is it?
Hardened Days.
It's so awkward to ask for these things.
Read the top.
Bigger, longer, more time, more sperms. Hardened Days. This is gonna get demonetized, I just know it. We've been waiting for this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. These bags were so big, she couldn't even fit it outside of their to-go window.
Do you hear that? Sounds like Elton John playing right now, and I think I feel the love tonight.
All right, the signature sugar fire chicken.
Ooh, look at the crisp on that. Let's do
All
this.
right, let's rock on this. Really crispy.
You can see all the crisp. There's like those little beads of flavor right there. This is absolutely spectacular. It's nice and juicy, it's crispy. The seasoning is perfect.
Maybe a little spicier than I'm used to on fried chicken. The owners are from Bangladesh, so they're doing things their own style. This is halal, so it's like permissible by Muslim law. Although we're in Little Haiti, you have a lot of cultures mixing together here.
You know, we were talking with the owner. They were telling us that there's people who come here from Queens and Brooklyn and Long Island. This is the epitome of New York, where people are just coming together just to share in some really good food.
I mean, that's the power of social media. Just a couple of Instagrammers. Hopefully this YouTube video will help. And people want to find out about this gas station craze.
And these are some really unique places that you're starting to see pop up.
Next one could even be the most unique. We got their tenders. Ooh.
Oh, look at that. Look at that sauce drip.
It's a thing of beauty. Do not skip the sauces. This is like a teriyaki kind of flavoring.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to cook breast meat, so it's not dry. This is cooked immaculately. Definitely pronounced that wrong, but we're just gonna go with that. We're gonna pretend everything's good. The breading is so light. I could eat like 50,000 of these. This is great.
You know what also is amazing about this spot? The prices. They have like, I think 3 pieces starting at $5.99. This is something for the community. I don't think this is the type of business where they're trying to get rich quick. Gas stations, maybe the next big thing in New York. In a city where over 50% of people don't even own cars. So we got the seasoned fries, chopped masala, and Cajun seasoning. We have a mix of like the Bengali culture and the Southern culture.
You know what I really love about this place? It's all just really well seasoned food. It's not like how people just throw seasonings on there just for the sake of throwing seasonings on there.
Yeah, they did not overdo this with the spices.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's the perfect amount. And I do not even need any sauce, period, for these fries.
Though we do have a lot of sauce.
We have like 9 different varieties if we want, but
we are the sauce boss. That might be copyrighted from somewhere else though. Just saying.
Well, you got the cake boss, you got who's the boss, do you have the sauce boss? This could be the sleeper pick of the day. Fried chicken sandwich.
It's got that nice lettuce, it's got the pickles.
I didn't have this fried chicken sandwich on my bingo card, but the owner told me it was her favorite. It's this thick, here we go. You know what? This might be my favorite thing here. You have that juicy tender with this sauce on top. Woo! Chicken nice and crispy as well. Good soft bun. So good.
Can't say that.
Lemon pepper wings. Damn.
This is the start of my show. Like, this is it. John, you know, it's good knowing you. Yeah, so
I got one at least. No, dude, these are so light and airy.
The lemon pepper is so pronounced. This is amazing.
Maybe we're eating too much, but does that shell look like a potato chip to you?
Now I want chips.
We had Mobile, we had Shell. Now we are at a BP in Bushwick for Blue Hour.
Didn't expect to find crave-worthy food in this New York City gas station, but options like a chopped cheese and chicken over rice hit the spot. Blue Hour is a halal food counter located inside a Bushwick gas station. They also do a version of the Crunch Wrap called the Quench Wop.
The cuts are pretty classic, better ingredients, better seasoning, Blue Hour.
What do you think?
Let's stop talking, let's start eating.
But before we do, we gotta find a weird item. So much potential. I got it. I'm going with this quality perfume for your car. Looks like a Converse for babies. Oh man, I think you win.
Dancing cactus.
This is the Christmas gift I never knew I needed.
Hi, my name is Ali Zaman.
This feels like a speakeasy bar when I walked in here. I never would have expected this from the outside.
Yeah, a lot of people come in and they say it's like a video game side mission, you know, or like in GTA.
How did you come up with the idea for opening up inside of a gas station like this?
The opportunity presented itself. My cousin saw that the kitchen was ready, and for months he was like, maybe we should open something here, and then we finally did.
What are some of the signatures you think we should try?
Our chicken over rice, I feel very proud of. If you're into something a little bit more like Italian flair, I had a sandwich in Staten Island once. We made our own, we called it the Crown Jewel. So our chicken over rice is unique. We have duck fat that we marinated in.
Oh.
Yeah. We use a long grain basmati rice, shredded cabbage, diced tomatoes. We feel very proud of our white sauce. Hot sauce, 3 chili blend, just enough. Sumac and cilantro onions. Our crunch wraps, it is definitely inspired by Taco Bell. We obviously changed the name. We have a 12-inch tortilla, specially seasoned taco beef, shredded Monterey Jack and cheddar. We have our tostada, this cheese sauce we make in-house. Then we have the freshly diced tomatoes, crunchy iceberg lettuce. I personally love a lot of sour cream. We slap it right back on the grill to give it that signature brown top.
Money shot right there.
You have that perfect bite. We used to have a chicken parm, which I really was proud of, but I wanted something a little more unique. I went to an Italian deli in Staten Island, and I had something very similar to this, the Crown Jewel. We use it on the fresh Parisi bread, extra virgin olive oil, the balsamic glaze, the bed of the eggplant, dry oregano. We get a free massage from Rafa every time I'm in here. It's okay, don't worry, don't be shy. Fresh mozzarella, get the cheese melty. Our fresh basil. Now you have the fresh arugula, some more balsamic glaze. We'll cut that in half. That might be my favorite sandwich here. You know, drunk people come in and they want like a really greasy sandwich. That's the Bizarro, and this is like the Superman, you know what I mean?
So you're not that drunk yet if you order this.
No, this is like, you know.
Sober food. First time in channel history we are eating on a lotto table. We're gonna try to win the food lottery today with all of these picks here, and we have to start with what I think is the most unique item of the entire video, the Crown Jewel. Now, I was not expecting to find an authentic Italian deli sandwich here. Breaded chicken cutlet, which they bread in-house, and breaded eggplant with fresh mozzarella on top. Let's take a big old bite. This is the absolute last thing I was expecting to get here. Wow. This is elevating gas station food like past what you would expect. I think gas station food gets a bad rap.
This feels like I am in Bronx, Italy, or someplace out in Staten Island.
Well, that's where they got the inspiration for this from, Staten Island.
Really?
So you're on the right track, yeah. I'm telling you, like actually finding halal Italian deli food like this, I don't even know where else you would look for it. All right, I have the Crunch Wrap, not the Crunch Wrap. A lot of similar ingredients, but this is an enhanced version of it. I've actually never tried this at Taco Bell.
Just looking at how it's made, you are in for an absolute treat.
Look how thick this thing is. This is ridiculous.
That's a thick boy right there.
Here we go. Take a big bite. That has a lot of different layers to it. I'm telling you, from like the crunchiness of tostada in the middle to some of the spices I'm feeling right now from the beef. Whew, this is like Taco Bell on steroids, okay?
I wish I could join you, but you know what? I've got my own journey to take.
Take that journey right now with that chopped cheese.
Absolutely. We have the quintessential New York sandwich here. The only thing that's missing right now is a bite, a Yankee hat, and a pair of Timbs. I'm gonna say something sacrilegious for a second. Haji's got nothing on this. Like honestly, the meat is seasoned really, really well. And it almost tastes like it has like a charred taste to it. The bread has a really nice crust on it too, but on the inside it's pillowy soft.
You know, you're seeing the evolution of the chopped cheese. Haji started it, and it's evolving into its own thing right now. I think both of us should try the chicken over rice. The char-grilled chicken being marinated in the duck fat combined with the rice. This is definitely one of the biggest surprises I've had in a very long time when it comes to halal food, when it comes to your typical chicken over rice. There is nothing typical about this.
Let's get that big bite right there. Oh, yeah. Whoa, feeling some things right now. I like that. I'm picking up a lot of different spices in there. It's just a complete dish. Like nothing was forgotten.
People have compared it to a bit like a jerk chicken flavor, and then he was talking about their Afghan background in making this. Like it's definitely a different spice than I'm used to for chicken over rice.
If you had told me and you plated that up nicely and said, hey, yeah, I got this from an Afghan restaurant, I'd been like, yeah, 100%.
The first two spots, amazing as well. You at least could see from the outside what they were. Here, you really have to walk in through the door to say, oh, there's like a little hidden restaurant here, a little hidden eatery. It's incredible. It's really a surprise.
We need to have more food adventures together.
We do. If you want Evan back on the channel, tell me in the comments. New York's most iconic food spots are disappearing, and today we're on a mission to highlight them. These legendary family businesses have fed locals for generations. We're meeting up with 5 NYC food legends so we can find out what makes them truly irreplaceable. Only one problem, I don't have connections to these food icons, but I know someone who does. I'm joined with New York's unofficial talent scout, New York Nico, and we're starting at the Hot Dog King.
Right outside the Met Museum. You'll meet the Hot Dog King in a few minutes. He's been selling hot dogs for, I think, about 40 years now. He's got a very interesting story. I won't give too much away.
I'm Dan Rossi, the New York Hot Dog King.
How did you get into the hot dog business? Take us back to the beginning.
Oh boy. I was a sheet metal worker. One of the men in the shop had a heart attack and he asked me to make him a hot dog cart because he was going to retire. And when I got done with it, he felt better he wasn't going to retire. So we went ahead and tried to sell it. I sold it within 1 day. I doubled the money it cost me. So I built one, I built another. 10 years later, had 499 carts on the street. I was the largest vending company in the history of New York City. Had no problem with a guy named Donald Trump who opposed veteran vendors, and I'm a disabled veteran. I did a couple of tours in Vietnam. Me and him went head to head. He had Rudy Giuliani in his pocket. Next thing I know, I'm out of business.
I've heard that you've run into some trouble where you can't leave your spot.
Yeah. What's happening now, originally it was just having problems with the Met, but then it turned out where they started to reinforce the black market of the industry. They would hire these veterans that were down and out, tell them stories that they can take any spot they want. And one morning we came and they were plopped right here. They just picked them up off the street and they were just trying to muscle the spot. That was happening about 12 years ago. First 3 years what I did was I would set up a chair in the push cart and I would doze off. And then they passed the rule that you can't be in the push cart, so I ended up moving into the van. This is it. I just lay out some blankets and I go to sleep. It's kind of lousy.
It's crazy.
You know, I'd much rather be home in a bed.
What keeps you going, being willing to sleep in your car almost every night for years just to keep this one space?
It's a question of survival. When they came and they attacked me and took my company, they forced me into bankruptcy and homelessness. So I went from having a great life to having nothing.
On a more positive note, what are your favorite things about being a vendor here?
Oh, I love people. You can sit here, you can laugh all day long with some of these things. I mean, you get people that are arguing over whether it's ketchup or mustard.
Ketchup or mustard, what do you think?
Never put ketchup on. But I do it, but in the beginning it was hard for me to do it.
Yeah. Dan, can you tell us the difference between how you do it and like a typical dirty water dog in the city?
You don't want to have dirty water dogs. I'll tell you why. The water sucks out the flavor. So in the beginning, you're getting a really cardboard hot dog, really. But at the end of the day, that water is actually dark brown green. The hot dogs, when you take them out, they're green.
Yeah.
And a lot of the vendors, what they'll do is they'll wrap them up and they'll sell them to somebody the next day. You want to stay far away from it. If you came here 6 months from now or a year from now, you're going to get the same thing. So you're going to get a better one because we're working on our own brand now. So you're going to get a better, yeah.
I haven't tried the New York, so I'll try that.
I'll do a New York also.
New York is nice. It's just mustard, sauerkraut, just a little bit onion. And that's New York. That's the best way to have a hot dog.
How much longer do you think you're going to work here?
90 years old. Then I go to Alaska. I'm going to Pan for gold.
How old are you now?
75 in 2 days.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, happy early
Thank
birthday.
you.
We're going to go eat these on the steps of the Met, just like a tourist would. New York style, sauerkraut, onion, mustard. Let's rock. It's got a really nice snap, very crunchy. What do you think sets this apart from like other hot dogs you've had?
The fact that it's grilled and the guy who's selling it to you. He has amazing personality, it just makes it taste better.
It's really the truth. When you like the person that's selling you the food, I think it does taste better. You're helping to support a disabled veteran. And he is in like the one spot that as a tourist, if you're watching, you're very likely to go to, the Met. He's right outside of the door. The man's got a story and he's extremely friendly. I mean, throughout everything he's been through here, been arrested before. And this is the type of person we're showcasing. We still got 4 more to go. A lot of interesting stories and a lot of reasons to keep coming to these businesses because they're not gonna be here forever.
He says he wants to work until he's 90. That's only another 15 years of the Hot Dog King. Gotta appreciate these places while they're still here. Good glizzy?
Very good glizzy. Nico, we've got Rosario's, one of my favorite little hidden gems in Astoria because it looks like an Italian deli from the outside, but on the inside, some of the best pizza in the city.
One of the best in the business.
Looks like a deli, smells like a deli.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
business has been around since 1986. I was down the block, I had a little shop, walked away from it. This opened up at the beginning of 2001. Nice size store, people could come in, have pizza. We have also some groceries, all Italian stuff.
What's your favorite thing about running this store?
I like food. I like talking to people. People say, oh, I want to retire. I don't know, I'm not going to retire because I like to come here.
And what makes your pizza different than other spots?
My pizza is made with fresh mozzarella, which we make ourselves. The sauce we definitely cook. If you actually have a batch, we just made it.
Really good.
The American style is a lot of cheese. I personally want to be able to taste the sauce, the dough, and the cheese.
Which cheese is this?
There's a blend of pecorino here, some grana.
How many minutes does it cook for?
About 7 minutes. This is a traditional pie.
Oh, thank you so much. These look fantastic. I mean, Nico, we just saw the whole process, how they make their own mozzarella here.
I like how you pronounce mozzarella.
Oh yeah, I tried to get Italian there. The sauce made in-house. I mean, Rosario is just a legend. I think his pizza is so distinctive looking that if you were at an event, you would know this was a Rosario slice.
This one I feel like is super distinct. Also, there's not many pizza places that have the owner's face on the box.
Yeah, exactly. His face is also on t-shirts. A little Easter egg, if you were watching my Bronx Pizza video, Greg, my co-host, was wearing a Rosario shirt in that one. It would make for an amazing gift. This is definitely one of the better slices in New York. It's just the perfect balance of cheese to sauce.
So good.
I think in general, Queens does not get a good enough reputation for their pizza. They have so many amazing spots. I think
they really do.
Brooklyn and the city get way more attention.
It's also affordable. Less than $20 for an 18-inch pie.
Think about how many different shops this is in one. It's an Italian grocery store. It's a deli where you can get sandwiches and a pizza shop on top of that. They also have amazing drinks from Italy, like the Sicily Blood Orange Soda. I recommend you pair it with that. I know it's New York pizza, it's tough to rank, but you know, where does this sit for you?
Definitely top 10.
I gotta agree.
It's all about what you're in the mood for, but I'm always in the mood for this guy.
A lot of our legends today, they may be up there in years, but they don't want to slow down. Like, this is their life's passion. This is what they do. It's what they've been doing forever.
No signs of slowing down. No signs of slowing down. I only found out about this spot 6 or 7 months ago, so unfortunately, they didn't make it into my book. Keeps me up at night, because it definitely is in my top 100.
Part 2.
Part 2, but yeah, this place is legendary.
Come for the pizza, stay for the t-shirt. All right. Nico, we're at Meisel's Chocolate in Midtown, and you could just blink and walk past this place, but that would be a big mistake, right?
That would be a huge mistake. The chocolate here, amazing. The curation, incredible. But the person who owns this shop, Camilla Meisel, is just a one-of-a-kind, such a sweetheart, knows her Can I curse?
Yes, you can curse.
She knows her stuff. The community loves her, and she loves the community back. Here we are.
All right, this reminds me of the chocolate shop from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where he goes and he buys the bar.
She decorates it every holiday. She's set up for Halloween. She takes a lot of pride in her decorating.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, pleasure. I came to New York in the beginning of 1980. We escaped from Poland, and 2 days later the martial law started, so the borders were closed, no communication with anybody. I came to Manhattan. A craziness, every corner, yelling, people screaming, doing stuff. I stood up in a moment and I just said to myself, that's it. This is my city. I took over the shop in 1990. I'm from Europe, I'm from Poland. Everybody were cooking and baking. So I was watching this when I was a little girl. I have a photographic memory and it became a passion basically. During the COVID, no customers, I was alone in the shop. Yeah, I got in trouble with the landlord and I have difficulties to pay. A lot of people helped me. Brandon from Humans of New York opened for me the GoFundMe page. Also, Nico from New York, he advertised me. Joel Gergilo from NBC, they put me on the programs. This is such a deep and huge appreciation for people because people help me to continue and to stay over here.
So clearly you get a lot of visitors, right?
Yes, I do, and people really knows me. It's such a nice feeling. I love people, I love the connection with people, and it's the most important thing.
I'm curious, the chocolate, how much of this is baked in-house?
I bake all of my cookies. The chocolates, I pay somebody else to do it for me, okay, because I don't have enough space. My favorite, dark chocolate pecans, hazelnuts, almonds, and then licorice. I have over 100 different types of licorice. All of the licorice are different shape. Each shape is going to taste different. You divide by unsalted and salted. Then I give you the canal houses. I like this one very much. And then I give you the herbal one. Couple of this one. This is spicy and slightly salted, okay?
Okay.
I give you some mental licorice from Switzerland. Okay, here you go. And let me give you some chocolate. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just got 5-10 pounds of candy. And Nico, what an amazing woman.
The best, right?
Now we're gonna try some of these sweets on 6.5 Ave, New York's only hidden street. What's crazy is people come from all over the world for her licorice. She has licorice from so many different countries in there. I was dying to try some of her homemade chocolate. She just gave us a little bit of everything. I've never tried her chocolate.
So good.
It's really a lost art what she's doing in there because New York has plenty of candy stores, but how many of them are you gonna have the owner just sitting there and chatting with you?
There really aren't a lot of places like that in New York. She has stuff that you can't find anywhere else.
It's on the most unassuming street too. If she was closer to Times Square, I don't think she would have had any of those problems that she had. And you actually helped set up the GoFundMe.
We raised a good amount of money for her and she's very grateful. We're very grateful for her.
We all should be. That's like a true New York icon right there. I always love immigrant stories like that. Actually, it reminds me of my own mom. My mom's from Ukraine, so I know exactly what it was like. People who had to leave during the Cold War and like restart their lives, and some of them have started tremendous businesses. She's just a prime example. Many of you are staying in Midtown Manhattan. If you walk in there, I promise you're gonna buy something. I promise you, you will find something unique, interesting, and tasty.
Go to Meisel's.
We've got Anthony and Son Panini Shop. This is a staple here in Williamsburg, and there's just tons of local characters here, right?
A good amount of the characters that you might recognize from my page came from Anthony and Son's Panini Shop. Irma, Charlie the Wolf, Big Joe Gambino, Mario, some really great Italian Americans.
All right, let's find some characters in there. That is a lot of sandwiches, a lot of paninis. I want to order the whole place.
That's an Italian shirt, sir. You can tell I'm an Italian place. I'm Antonio Curcio, and I own Anthony and Son Panini Shop. I came here as a tourist in 1988. 5 years later, I started Anthony and Son. It was a little bit fruit store, a little bit at a time. We went to grocery, then we went to organic. We started making panini, and that's what we do today. My personal favorite is the FDNY.
Fine, I'll do Godfather, I'll do FDNY.
Okay. So first you do the garlic bread, then we do a little bit vodka sauce. We do chicken cutlet, fresh mozzarella, melted the mozzarella a little bit. You want spicy or sweet? Spicy. And that's the famous sandwich, FDNY.
Pretty simple.
That's the best. So we do a little bit oregano, a little bit garlic, a little bit crushed pepper, and a little bit olive oil. I slice one after another.
How many different types of meat is this?
That's 6 different Italian cutlets. That's the Godfather. Now, I put a fresh mozzarella, and you say you want spicy pepper, a little bit arugula. We're not done yet. Mortadella, prosciutto, and that's the last thing. That's the Godfather.
It's amazing how this used to be like an Italian store. They got sauces, they had everything you would need. Oh, we got plenty to eat right now. We got so much to eat. That guy knows what he's doing. I could just tell instantly. Nico opted for the healthy. I opted for the FDNY, the chicken cutlet, the mutts, the vodka sauce. So how many of these sandwiches have you had in your life?
A lot. I do eat here quite a bit.
Now that's a chicken cutlet. I mean, sure, you can find chicken cutlets all over the city, but with garlic bread, this amount of mutts and the vodka sauce.
They make the mozzarella here, they make the garlic bread here.
Like, this is standing out big time. Just one of these will put you to sleep. That's it.
I know. You can't eat the whole thing.
If I do, I gotta go take a nap right now. I'm telling you, vodka sauce on a sandwich is my kryptonite, man. I could never avoid it. So you've known this family for a while. Yeah. I mean, Anthony's a character, 100%. I love guys like that, and they're sort of like the staples that can hold a neighborhood together, right?
Oh, for sure. You know, you have like Emily's Pork Store down the block, you have Carmine's, you have Model T Meats. It's still got that Italian old school charm.
Yeah, it's true. Spots like this are tough to come by. There are famous delis in New York still, but there's less and less of them. And then when you look at this quality, you know, that list goes even lower. There's gotta be like top 10 sandwiches I've ever had in New York.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Oh yeah, it's the kind of spot where I could see like transplants, little hipsters coming in, but old school people coming in as well.
That's exactly what it is.
Perfect balance.
The reason why you know it's good is because all of the city workers come here. Firefighters, cops, garbage men, they all come to Anthony and Sons. That's how you know a place is good.
Now, if you enjoy watching this channel, you probably like to know where to go in New York and who to support. Well, Nico has a new book called New York Nico's Guide to NYC.
Boom, there it is. A lifetime in the making. 100 of some of my favorite spots in New York. Whether that's food related or retail, it's all in here. It's great for tourists and locals alike. If you're a local, a lot of these spots, maybe you've had their food before, but you don't know the amazing backstory. So Brooklyn, you got a map of Brooklyn. All my spots are highlighted on there. And then boom, Anthony and Sons. Photos, history, tips. That's the FDNY that John just ate. And that's my dog, Toby. The book is just full of some of my favorite places in New York that I think everybody should experience.
I've covered a lot, but not all the places in that book, so I'm gonna personally buy it and I'm going to use it in future videos. If you'd like to pre-order, depending when you watch, or order it, because it's coming out shortly, QR code here, link down in the description. Great stocking stuffer for Christmas as well. Nico, we're at Lily's Baked Goods, and this is an absolute institution in Harlem, right?
So yeah, Lily's has been around since 1965. He's been making baked goods for that long. And he's, I believe, in his early to mid 80s, and he's still working every day. Not a lot of people like that anymore.
No, definitely not. Yeah. Let's check this out.
My name is Alvin B. Smalls. I'm 82 years old.
Hi, my name is Kellen Tiller Smalls, and I am partner here at Lily's Baked Goods.
Lily, can you tell us about the history of first how you got into baking arugula?
Well, I found this recipe in the newspaper about 60 years ago, and with the little experience I had, I played with it around and do this, change that. And for my blessing, it came out this way.
How long have you been in this location here in Harlem?
This location, 25 years.
In the beginning, there were a number of different struggles that had to do with funding. Black business couldn't get funded. So we've endured that. Then we endured a lot of change that happened during COVID, where we were providing door-to-door service, straight from the store, straight to your door. We are a destination on many of the tourist list of things to do and get to. And we have a lot of neighborhood people. We have a lot of elderly people who've been with us for a very long time. We have an awful lot of Jewish patrons here that tell us that it's better than their bubbies. Alvin has created a dessert that fits in your hand, and that many people who never knew what it was before now know what it is.
Well, everybody should have at least one. It's the best. Fresh, good ingredients. For 60 years, I used the same brand of flour. I use pure apricot, pure raspberry.
Everything's at a premium. It's a premium dessert.
All right, we got some goodies from Lily. You know, every time I go there, I get a smile on my face.
Great people, great baked goods.
You know, Lily does his hamantash and his rugula different than your average Jewish bakery. I'm Jewish, you're Jewish. I have to say, he has elevated the game with his style. Probably some of the best rugula I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah. His is always moist, it always tastes fresh.
Little raisin baked inside here, chocolate cream on top, like little sugar crystals baked in there.
Lily really knows what he's doing.
He's been baking since the mid-60s. He's been doing rugula since the 80s. I mean, to survive so many years in any location in New York, you have to be top-notch. New Yorkers are a picky bunch.
Yeah, he has a very, very devoted following. That's what gives a lot of these businesses their staying power, loyal customers.
That's how you stay alive in New York. The hamantash or the rugula.
The hamantash is great, but the rugula, there's like nothing better than the rugula.
Yeah. Lily is one of the last commercial bakers in New York making rugula. It's unique, it's different, you owe it to yourself to give them a try.
NYC has world-class Michelin restaurants, and because their food is the best in the world, it's also the most expensive. Most people could never afford to eat a Michelin-listed meal, but that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I found a way to eat Michelin-quality food on a budget, and we'll show you a handful of places that you won't believe exist. But there's a twist. We're going to rate one dish at each restaurant on how surprising and unique it was, and at the end of the video, we'll average out the scores and crown a winner. First thing you need to know is how to find them. On the Michelin Guide website, search your city, hit distinction to see the options. You probably know about the 1, 2, and 3 stars, but those are too expensive. The really special places we're visiting today are the Bib Gourmands. They have the same insane quality as the stars, but nowhere near the cost. Looks like we've made it to our first place.
We're at Potluck Club on the outskirts of Chinatown, and the Michelin Guide says some good stuff. Christie Street wins big with his high-energy Chinese restaurant that is always down to have a good time. The stylish room leans on a Hong Kong cinema motif with posters and stills from famous flicks. This place already looks like a vibe. I feel like we're about to go on a date to a movie theater. Corey, take us through this place.
Welcome to Potluck Club. Right when you get in, you know, we wanted you to kind of be immersed in our culture. This is our host stand. Telephone booths look like this in Chinatown. Chinatown, so we kind of replicated that. This is our movie feature wall. You know, growing up as kids, we didn't really go to Hong Kong till we were kind of adults. So everything we learned about our culture was through movies. This is actually my favorite. This is called the God of Cookery. It kind of comes into play here because we do have a restaurant. Open kitchen, we wanted people to be able to see how everything gets made. And then we do have a super secret Easter egg in this restaurant.
Okay.
This is the hidden people. Always.
You know what? I'm not gonna tell you what I just saw. You have to come to the restaurant to see for yourself.
I started this with 4 of my other friends, all born and raised in Chinatown. Chef Zan Chen, he's been working in kitchens all his life. He's worked in Italian kitchens, French kitchens, Mediterranean kitchens, but never Chinese food. Our grandparents, our parents, and even like the OGs from the community, in the beginning they're like, this is not Chinese food, guys. Our menu is a little bit shorter compared to like a Chinese menu that literally has like 250 items. It's just a little bit different, you know? We want to represent kids that grew up in Chinatown in the 80s and 90s and who we are now.
I mean, I see everything you said through the decorations, but what about through the food?
We say this is Cantonese American food, but through the lens of Chef Zan, who was influenced by almost every culture in this melting pot of the city, right? And that's what he kind of puts on the table.
What are your favorite things on the menu? What are the best sellers?
My favorite thing on the menu, chicken and biscuits. It's such an American item, and Chef did it with Cantonese flavor, so that's what I truly love about it. Also, an absolute hitter on the menu is the oyster mushroom rice rolls with steak.
Right now I'm making the jellyfish tiger salad, long cut scallion, Chinese celery, cilantro. This is just marinated jellyfish. We're putting a little bit of lemon zest into this, and then this is more of the vinaigrette that we use to marinate. So it's the sesame seeds. Traditionally, these rice noodle rolls are with like peanut butter sauce and fish balls. I thought it would be fun to instead use this as the beef chow fun base. We'll add a little bit of steak. This is some roasted oyster mushrooms and some asparagus. Dressed it with a little bit of oyster sauce and a little bit of sweet soy sauce. Garlic chives that we're gonna add in towards the end. Toss, toss, toss to incorporate. All right.
They call this place Potluck Club, and I feel like that's exactly what we have in front of us right now.
And I'm ready to go.
I have the pork pot sticker. She has the vegetarian. You can see the chili sauce coming out. This thing's packed with flavor.
I could go vegetarian. You give me this every day.
This is one of the more traditional things on the menu. I want to try the jellyfish tiger salad. I've never tried jellyfish. You?
This is my first time, so I'm super excited.
All right, let's rock on this.
I can't even describe it, but I love it.
I wasn't sure what to expect with the jellyfish. They cover it with so many different sauces that something that's normally a bit bland can actually pack a bit of a punch. I didn't even know that was a delicacy, to be honest with you, before I came here.
Yeah, you have to try it.
We have a contender for surprise dish of the restaurant. Chicken and biscuits, not on my bingo card for a Cantonese restaurant. It's double fried. And we got the biscuit, we got the pickled jalapeno on top. You're salivating.
Excited.
That is so crispy.
It's so crispy outside, but it's still super juicy inside.
I need to know what this biscuit tastes like with a little bit of the plum jam. Scallion biscuit, wow.
I need this for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving would be way less boring with some scallion biscuits and chili plum jam. You're loving that jam there. Tell us what a business like this means to you as an immigrant and seeing like the changes in Mexican food in the US.
Well, maybe I was too hard on Mexican food in the US. I was very like negative about it. Like, this is not Mexican, we don't do it like this. But then after hearing his story, it makes me realize that it's part of the food like to evolve because it's getting mixed with another culture. So it makes me look at it in a different perspective.
That's what you come to a restaurant like this for. You come to try something different. And so far, this has been very tasty.
Amazing.
All right, tiger shrimp with candied walnuts.
Oh, smell it.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, it smells so nice. And it tastes even better.
That is the most interesting shrimp I've had in a really long time. Calabrian chili oil. A lot of people like to put that on pizza. Seeing that fusion here. Rice roll noodles, and I have a little steak on top. This is like the perfect little piece. Oh.
It was. Oh my goodness.
Nice spongy texture.
Oh my God.
Lots of flavor.
The steak.
The steak isn't even standard. That's just like an addition they gave us, but the rice roll noodle stands by itself. All right, crispy drunken chicken. Look how tender this is.
Oh my my god. It's one of the most delicious chicken I ever had.
I think they've elevated the game a little bit. I love this. Come with a big group and order a little bit of everything.
I'm still processing what just happened.
You heard the word Michelin a lot of times, and you think it's some stuffy place where you gotta dress up, and here people are casual, they're just hanging out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I can be just myself. Love it.
The surprise dish of the restaurant is gonna be the fried chicken with biscuit, because that's not something that I saw coming from a Cantonese restaurant.
I know you might be like, it's just fried chicken. No, you have to try that fried chicken.
1 to a 10. What are you going with?
10. I loved it.
I'm gonna go with 9.2. That's gonna be tough to beat.
Adriana joined me on a short walk over to 8282, perhaps the trendiest Michelin spot in the video.
Let's see what Michelin has to say. There's a first time for everything at this rambunctious little restaurant on the Lower East Side. The team works with a solid foundation of Korean flavors, and from there, springboards it into uncharted waters. Creative, bold dishes, all of which beg to be shared, run up and down this menu. The name 828 also refers to Korea's country code, +82.
Hi, my name is Ji-young Kim. I'm the co-owner of 8282.
Tell us the story of how this restaurant came to be.
Yeah, so during COVID, my boyfriend at the time, now husband, had a Japanese sushi restaurant in East Village that closed, unfortunately. And we're both Korean, and this was a time when Squid Games was very popular with all of the Korean culture. I told him, hey, like, New York is ready for a modern Korean food that doesn't have to be fine dining.
What's the concept behind the food here?
If our food is evoking a certain memory from you, whether you are or you aren't Korean, we did our job right. And chef is French trained, also he loves Peruvian food. Obviously we're at a Japanese restaurant, so a lot of the flavors come from what New Yorkers would recognize, right? Kind of a global palette.
What are some of the most popular dishes on the menu?
I would say our Korean KFC. We have pickled red peppers, that's spicy, a little bit acidic. Our 8282 steak, we use hanger steak that's marinated, obviously cooked to perfection, and then we have different sides, a sweet potato puree and a Brussels sprout. So, and then the takgalbi kimchi bob, it has kimchi, it has gochujang. It's a very flavorful dish. A lot of Koreans, when they're visiting New York, this is kind of like they're getting their fix.
Thank you, cheers.
Thank you. This is kind of a trending rice cake with a lot of cheese because Koreans love cheese. But it's not a traditional tteokbokki, right?
I'm excited.
Look at that rice cake. Looks like pasta a little bit, no? Like penne, he said. Right?
Spanish, that sounds so wrong.
Don't Google Translate that.
I'm gonna do.
It's like just hot enough, just spicy enough.
And cheesy. Spicy. It's so good. I love the sauce.
Soy sauce, the first thing that hits me, man. What a flavor.
And the chicken is super tender.
I can see why this is a bestseller here.
This is our soy marinated Korean style steak.
Oh, my mouth is watering already.
Down the hatch. I'm actually at a loss for words right now. I like what they say on their t-shirts. You're not your typical Korean. Like, that is such an amazing steak right there.
I'm enjoying every bite.
This is only $28. That's a heck of a value.
This is our takgalbi kimchi bob. There's a bed of kimchi rice, gochujang marinated chicken, scallions, seaweed crumbs, pearl leaves, a bed of mozzarella cheese, and voila. Enjoy!
Thank you. I have not had a dish today that I have not loved here. It's hard with marinated chicken and kimchi rice to go wrong, and the mozzarella cheese baked in. Very good combo.
Love it.
What's it like running a restaurant with your husband?
How is it like filming with your wife?
We don't do it very often, but when we do it, I do like to remind everybody that if you like New York City content, she has an amazing store of artwork dedicated to New York City. I'm gonna put a QR code to it right here somewhere. Check out her store. Perfect for Christmas gifts. And now back to you.
No, it's great. It's tight. It's tight. Cool.
What kind of vibe would you say 8282 is?
I think everyone fits here, and that's something I like about these places that you are showing. That you can be yourself and come and enjoy these Michelin places.
I think this should be the ultimate spot to go to before going out in the Lower East Side or Lower Manhattan. Start a fun night here. Uh-oh. Soju with beer.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty simple.
Alright, this is a Korean roll. gulp. If you don't drink this in one gulp, it's actually bad sex, but I'm gonna say bad luck.
You can say bad sex.
Bad sex. For 5 years.
Cheers.
Second baby, second baby.
Oh man, I'm gonna regret that one tomorrow. I think in all my years of making YouTube videos, I have never had an owner just sit and drink with us for 2 hours like that. It is time for the surprise dish of the restaurant. What do you got?
Of course, the steak.
8282 steak. What are you giving it, 1 to 10?
11.
Oh!
That's awesome, guys.
I don't even know if that's legal. We don't have rules with this thing. Actually, for the value, 9.5. That's gonna be tough to beat today.
Well, the bar is set pretty high with 2 spots ranking over 9 on the surprise dish score. Can this next place keep up?
Hey, we're at Agi's Counter in Crown Heights. Let's see what Michelin had to say about this. You have room for one more dish, right? Chef Jeremy Salomon takes inspiration and the restaurant's name from his Hungarian grandmother for a delightfully casual but fine-tuned effort. Hey, what are you doing with my camera guy? Just kidding, everyone. This is my twin brother, Alan. He's gonna be making a little cameo at Agi's. Also, check out his YouTube channel. It just started one.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Solomon, and I'm the owner of Agi's Counter. My restaurant's inspired by Hungarian and Eastern European cuisine. My grandmother, who's Agi, is from Budapest, and she moved to Queens, New York in 1956, and she's still alive today. Our restaurant is an all-day diner. We're by no means a traditional or authentic Hungarian restaurant. We're inspired by Eastern European cuisines. It's really through the lens of a second-generation American Hungarian. The tuna melt is not Hungarian, although we get asked that a lot. It goes on our house-made potato Pullman bread. We shred the tuna and it gets mixed with pickled peppers and celery and mayo, served with a really delicious mustard and the Agi's Counter slaw. The caraway Caesar is one of my favorites. It's made with bitter leaves such as radicchio, finished with a Caesar dressing that's loaded with anchovy and toasted crushed caraway, and finished with Grana Padano cheese. And the chicken liver mousse, yeah. My grandmother used to make it with Philadelphia cream cheese, so I'm doing the same thing here. Lots of onions, port wine, and it's finished with a cherry agrodolce.
We continue the Michelin quest with Adriana, and you are a huge fan of cafes. What do you think of the vibe here?
Oh, it's really cozy. All the vibe here is amazing.
Adriana said that she wanted the tuna melt.
I'm so excited.
Now this is a confit tuna melt, so it was grilled in its own fat. I think you have this expectation of what a tuna melt should taste like at a diner, and this is just elevating it way higher.
I love the perfect crunchiness of the bread, and it's super soft in the middle and delicious. Thank you.
I have not seen a chef this excited about a salad on the menu in a really long time. Oh, it smells great. It's definitely not boring, I'll tell you that.
From the presentation to the taste, it's super unique.
Have you ever heard of a restaurant opened after somebody's grandma? It's like one of the sweetest things I've ever heard. And I feel very connected to it because his grandmother was a Holocaust survivor from Hungary. My grandmother was a Holocaust survivor from Hungary as well. And I know how important food is to the culture. Speaking of the culture, he said that this dish right here, the chicken liver mousse, was directly inspired by his grandma. Wow. It hits a lot of different sweet and savory notes, and it's like almost on a French toast. I didn't think I would like this, but I actually do. Green deviled eggs with hot sauce and anchovy on top. It's good. It's a very interesting mix, eating it with the fish. It's like it's an interesting blend. I'm liking it. He's trying to steal my channel again. Very curious about this. Hot sauce, the egg, the anchovy, it all works, he's right. This is a little appetizer that packs a serious punch. It's that time, we're gonna rank the surprise dish of the meal. What are you going for here?
I'm gonna get the tuna melt. It's one of my favorite things to get. So I'm definitely gonna give him a 9.
I'm gonna give it 8.2. A place like Agi's, this is a neighborhood staple. This just shows you what's possible with the Gourmand Bibs and why you have to visit these restaurants.
We got a new co-host, Ben from the Bing Buzz, and a new country, our neighbors up north.
We're at Mile End in Brooklyn. This is what the Michelin Guide said. Borum Hill's most bodacious deli serves up killer smoked meats among other treats whose caloric content rivals a week's worth of eating. This is Montreal Jewish fare, the stuff comfort food dreams are made of. I'm getting hungry just hearing that. Let's get in there. Getting those old school Jewish deli vibes already.
Very cool, very Canadian.
Keyword Canadian. We'll do the Montreal smoked meat for sure, the large one, a Reuben, the General Tso poutine. We'll also do the potato latkes.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Now, for those who aren't familiar with what Montreal smoked meat is made from the whole entire brisket fatty and lean part. They even smoke it in-house for about 8 hours. Dude, I don't even know where to begin with this.
To warm up our jaws.
All right, here we go. Nice smoky flavor. Like,
it's meatier than I expected. The salt level is really good, actually.
it's only been a bite, but I'm impressed how this thing's holding together. Yours, on the other hand, I don't know. You can just dunk that in mustard, though.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Look at this power play move here.
It's a lot more toned down compared to a New York deli sandwich. Like if I eat at a Cat's Deli sandwich, I need a day to recover.
Oh, yes. We've got the Reuben. We've got corned beef with sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, Russian dressing, stacked between pumpernickel bread.
Presentation on point.
Let's see how it tastes. You don't just taste the meat, I'm also tasting that melted Swiss and the sauerkraut and the Russian dressing.
I think the sauerkraut gives it an extra texture. I almost like this one more than the other.
This is just more of like a bolder New York style flavor. You know what's amazing about a spot like this? All you hear about are old school Jewish delis closing. How often do you hear about a new one opening up? Michelin has gotten a lot of viral attention for their Christmas menu. Now, anyone who doesn't know, it is very common on Christmas for Jews to eat Chinese food. So what better way to combine the best of the Jewish world and the Chinese world and the Montreal Canadian world than General Tso's chicken, okay? So instead of the gravy, it's General Tso's sauce, chicken, and mayo.
I honestly don't know how I feel about this. And as a Chinese American, I actually don't eat General Tso chicken a lot. Would you have gotten this if I wasn't here, John?
If it was Christmas, I would have, yes. I forgot to mention, there's cheese curds in here as well.
Wow.
This could be the only place on earth that serves General Tso's poutine. We don't know, but I'm just assuming.
It wouldn't be in a Chinese restaurant, so safe to say.
All right, let's go for it. That is surprisingly amazing. That is a flavor combo that I didn't see coming.
That's a good dish. On a really lazy day, I could see myself just downing a whole plate of this by myself.
This could be like the new late night food in New York.
Yeah. It is a Jewish deli, but the General Tso chicken is on point. It's like gourmet quality chicken, actually.
It's definitely elevated. One of the most Jewish foods you can order. Potato latke. We've got applesauce, we've got sour cream, we've got a little appetite left. Interesting. I would say this is probably like the most traditional of all the foods we've had so far, that most reminded me of what like I would eat during a Jewish holiday.
Pretty good.
Crispy, yeah. I love this because normally on the channel, I'm with Ben and his lovely wife Ming. We do a lot of Chinese food together. So for you to check out a little bit of my culture,
it's my honor. I just don't have anything to compare it to.
First time for everything.
Exactly.
The surprise dish at Michelin. What do you got?
The Chinese Jewish fusion dish.
I'm gonna agree. 1 to 10. What are you giving it?
7.9.
I'm gonna give it 7.7. It surprised me a heck of a lot.
As soon as that camera's off, I'm gonna pig out on this.
Oh yes. Are you surprised that a Jewish deli is on the Michelin list?
Honestly, I am, and a Canadian Jewish deli. I'm just glad to see that Canada is contributing to the ever-growing New York food scene.
With 8282 Steak still leading on the surprise dish chart, will our next spot have any tricks up their sleeve?
Ruffian is tiny but mighty. Global themes dominate their a la carte and 4-course tasting menus that change every quarter. A wine bar on the list. I'm really intrigued by this.
This is fancy.
Hi, I'm Patrick Corneau, owner of Ruffian.
How did this beautiful bar restaurant come to be?
It opened now almost 10 years ago. Myself and some of my friends have been working originally at the restaurant Tabla, and we were looking to do a restaurant or something like that, and ultimately settled upon doing a wine bar. But we had very big aspirations, so we still had full food menu, challenging ourselves to cook ambitious food that would be appropriate to be a nice setup for wine. We were doing orange wines and Eastern European wines, I think well before they were fashionable. We cook mostly vegetarian dishes, even though we're focused on Eastern European cuisine that is usually very meat heavy.
What are some of the best sellers for food on your menu?
We change the menu a lot. We always have a khachapuri, like Georgian style cheese. We do kind of a focus each season on a different culture. The Caucasus in winter, Balkans in spring, the East Mediterranean in summer, and we do the Austro-Hungarian Empire in fall.
What has it meant to you and the staff of the restaurant to be recognized by Michelin so many years in a row?
Yeah, it was surprising when it first happened because it was in the middle of COVID. We started the year serving food from our front door and wine in paper cups. To now have gotten it multiple years in a row since, I think we all take a lot of pride in. To have a Bib Gourmand, maybe as opposed to a Michelin star, when I'm going out to eat, I always think that means it's going to be maybe a bit more adventurous.
Definitely.
And in a lot of ways means more to have that.
How many bottles do you have?
10,000 bottles? I don't know.
10,000 bottles in here.
Something like that. This is our charred caraflax cabbage goulash with whipped potatoes. Lighter, more elegant version of the classic Hungarian dish. And it allows us to pull out the blowtorch, which is always fun.
We have non-alcoholic wine. You do not have to drink to drink. It is interesting for me to look at a menu and see that they mark if something is not vegetarian rather than if it's vegetarian.
It's like a little reverse there.
So you're gonna go for the Altenburg Kriek Below Frankish Red, and I have the Mash Pit Orange. I can feel those forward notes, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't drink wine very often.
I'm more of a beer guy, but this is actually pretty smooth.
We saw it getting made, the vegetarian goulash, and it's with a roasted caraflex cabbage. Since the menu is seasonal, they told us we're the first people to try this. The sauce has a lot of flavor, a lot of spices going on.
Really crunchy. It's not a texture you would get in a meat dish.
I'm enjoying this a lot. Increasing in popularity a lot in New York is khachapuri, which is a well-known dish from Georgia. So it's a cheese bread. This has some egg yolk, mushroom, potato, apple butter, ajika. A lot of things going on here.
This is a good-looking piece of dish.
It's like my vegetarian Georgian grandma made this for me. This feeds my soul.
And there's actually a lot of different flavors in there.
They gave us a bit of a tasting menu, but they have a separate tasting menu. 4 courses for $60. Wine would be an extra $55.
Just 2 dudes sipping on wine on a Tuesday afternoon without their wives.
Forget going to a bar to watch football. We're going to wine bars for Georgian food, vegetarian stuff. We have the cabbage and parsnip dumplings.
The presentation is stunning.
Okay, let's do it. It's just the kind of food you have to savor, all the flavors and textures and spices that are going on.
It has a subtle sweetness to it. I think with the wine will go really well.
I don't think that Eastern European food is necessarily as popular around the country as it is in the New York area.
Especially in the East Village. And I can see why this place is doing well. The wine is good, the food is delicate, it's a good vibe overall.
Spots like this, I think, have given a lot of other wine bars some life, showing that you can have a small but a really potent menu paired with wine, and people will come. Of the surprises from a very surprising, impressive spot like Ruffian, what would you say was the one dish?
This is tough, but I'm gonna go with the roasted caraflex.
I don't know, man. The khachapuri really blew me away.
I agree with you on that, but that was like the best cabbage I ever had in my life.
Rock, paper, scissors, best of one. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Boom! Cabbage it is. I give it a 7.458.
I'm gonna give it 7.3. I liked it a lot.
Definitely worth trying.
We brought alongside an extra co-host, Ben's wife, Ming from the Bing Buzz, and I was extra curious about this sleek sushi spot.
We're at Domo Domo. Let's see what Michelin's got to say. Sushi is plentiful in New York, of course, but this kitchen ups the ante of their hand rolls with top-notch nori, rice, and fish. It's not just about sushi here, though. All right, let's see what it is about.
I am super excited to eat here tonight.
So Domo Domo is known as being one of the first hand roll bars in New York. What are we gonna order tonight?
We're gonna get the Domokaze tonight, which is their signature course. We have sushi and a lot of hot and cold dishes too. This is the seasonal oysters, and this is the spicy tuna cone. It's like a little ice cream cone.
They took their time with this.
Yes, they
There was
did.
a lot of effort that went into the presentation here.
It's like sour and sweet at the same time.
What she said. I'm not somebody that eats oysters very often, but when I do, I want them like this. We almost forgot our ice cream cone.
Ah, ice cream. That's cute.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You can immediately tell the great sashimi from the Pretenders. Just one bite. What's inside of this?
Spicy mayo sauce.
Yeah.
This was definitely surprising.
It could be. It's a candidate.
Yeah, it is.
We've got the grilled shrimp with apple, so that's ginger sweet chili, cinnamon apple, and ricotta. Let's try it.
Let's go. The texture gets better with every bite, surprisingly. All the ingredients are listed in the name. You actually taste everything.
I like the spices.
Yeah.
I like the flavor profile. What is it?
Next we have Wagyu Carpaccio with American Wagyu, shimeji mushroom with yuzu sesame sauce.
We're doing raw fish. We're also doing raw meat as well.
This yuzu sesame sauce is good.
I've actually never had Wagyu raw like that before. Also, we originally thought that the plate was made of ice. It's actually crystal. We've got the miso black cod here with the kubacha puree, black lime, and dill. It's really good, actually. It's very autumn tasting.
So soft and buttery.
Honestly, I always think of cod as kind of a boring fish to eat, but this is getting me excited. Thank you. I am the type of person that usually orders like the cheap lunch sushi deals off DoorDash. This is way above my pay grade and I'm not complaining at all. Yeah, this is definitely elevating my taste buds here.
Yum. So far, the sushi pieces are very fresh, very soft.
This isn't a surprise. Like, I was expecting this to be as good as it is.
It better be good.
This really, really impressed me a lot. We got a variety of hand rolls, and this is what Domo Domo is known for. So this is like the star of the show. Which one do you have?
I have the uni wagyu hand roll.
I got the lobster straight up. Let's do it. We're all nodding our heads. We don't want to talk. That is amazing. I really love the textures.
I like the uni as an ingredient too because of the varying temperatures as well.
That first bite was good. They nailed the hand roll for sure.
That wasn't a Michelin bib experience. That was a Michelin 1, 2, 3 star right there. Just when you thought we saw everything, we get this dessert spread.
We got the hojicha tiramisu, the matcha cheesecake, the black sesame panna cotta, and the lemon sorbet.
An advanced move. Get 4 desserts for 4 people.
Yes. You try every single one.
Desserts could be a surprise ranking candidate coming up. I don't know.
There's many good choices here. Flavors are strong.
Sweet sour, yeah.
Really refreshing. This is a black sesame panna cotta.
What's a panna cotta? Good question. If we don't know, it must be good. Different.
It's like a pudding.
Like a paste, that's the word. You know what a lot of people watching this must be thinking? Is this enough food for a tasting menu?
First 4 courses came out, I'm like, I am still hungry. When all the sushi came out, I was like, all right, I think I'll be full by the end.
Well-deserved Michelin bib status.
And there is not an empty seat in the house right now. Tough to do. Okay, there's one empty table. We're gonna ignore that one.
Don't look at that one.
All right, it's that time. Surprise dish of the meal. Ming, we'll start with you.
Definitely the miso black cod.
It's hard. I'll go with the desserts. I think they nailed it, super detail-oriented.
I'm gonna agree with Ming. I thought the miso black cod, especially with that puree, was really impressive. That was my surprise dish, so we have majority here. Now we're gonna vote 1 to 10. What did you think of the miso black cod?
I'm gonna say like a 9 or 8.5.
8.457.
8.2, big surprise. And honestly, this whole meal was super impressive.
Agree.
So good.
And the final tallies are in. The surprise dish winner, 8282 steak. That's right, they went over a 10. I didn't even know that was possible, but who cares? Potluck's fried chicken and biscuit at 9.6, the tuna melt from Augie's Counter at 8.6, the miso black cod from Domo Domo 8.4, General Tso's poutine from Mile End 7.8, and Ruffian's cabbage goulash rounding it out at 7.4. Every surprise dish hit the spot.
I'm tired of going to the same restaurants every day. That's why I'm going to 5 of the strangest themed restaurants in America to cure my boredom.
We're gonna do 3 things at each theme restaurant. Order the strangest item on the menu. Find some collectible item to buy. Determine if the spot is worth the hype or not. Stick around till the end because we saved our weirdest one for last.
Starting with Beetle House, where every day is Halloween.
That's right, a bar dedicated to all things Tim Burton.
This is from their website. Those wayward mortals who cross the threshold into the afterlife will be entertained by our ghastly sights and sounds. There are sights to see, frights to have, and tricks and treats galore. Ooh, boy.
This place sounded scary, so I called in a friend who's used to this kind of stuff. But when we walked in, it got even creepier.
What is this place?
So you know how I said I was trying to escape boredom today? Every time something exciting happens, this meter is gonna go up. And when something boring happens, it's gonna go down.
At a Tim Burton restaurant, ordering the strangest item isn't needed because everything they give is insane, starting with their cocktails.
My drink is on fire.
Is it safe to hold this?
You wanna try? Go ahead.
I'm afraid it's gonna like blow up in my hand.
Yours is fizzing a little bit too.
My drink's alive.
Let's try it. Cheers. Tongue doesn't burn off.
Oh, what? There's a lot going on here.
Normally when you get these weird cocktails that are fizzing or smoking, it stops after 20 seconds. It's been here for a few minutes and it has not stopped at all.
What the heck is that? That looks like a human eyeball.
That's cold and alcoholic as hell.
Our reservation required a $65 three-course menu.
Nightmare on 6 straight meats and frites.
The risotto and fries were decent, but you won't believe what they served us next.
We've got the Johnny Depp double play here. We got the Sweeney Todd, we got the Edward Scissorhands. What the hell is going on? We have weapons in our dinner? This is literally a razor. You could off somebody with this, I think.
Look at mine.
Are those actual scissors? You know, we said we were gonna order the strangest thing on the menu. That was not our deal. Don't run with those, please. Don't run with those. You cut the steak with a razor, man? I use an electric shaver at home, by the way. I have no idea how to use this kind of razor.
I'm gonna cut his steak.
Can you? Yeah, you can. I've lived in New York for over a decade. I've never seen this.
This should be illegal.
I was about to hack into my steak with a real knife when this happened.
I hear something.
Lydia Adams from Beetlejuice popped out.
I think that's our waiter.
Our waiter just turned into a performer.
She killed it. Or maybe she was already dead. I'm really not sure. Now, about these entrees.
That's not bad at all. A little too salty, perhaps, but outside of that, way better than I expected. They put pear into the steak.
Actually, a good burger.
So Edward Burger Hands is actually worth it. Johnny Depp would be proud of you, you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out our souvenir was easy to find because they told me I could take the razor home with me. Next was dessert. Action Kid got a slice of cake that he said was pretty good. I was enjoying my death by chocolate cake when we got another creepy appearance.
I just saw a creepy looking Santa running around.
It is I, Santa Claus, joining you for this very haunted holiday. What is your name?
I'm Kenneth.
Kenneth, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Now, what is this?
He's a YouTuber.
You have a tube? Just for you? Hello, haunted holidays.
We survived. We did.
That was about $100 a person with tax and tip and the drink. Worth it or not?
You really have to be in the mood for like this Halloween stuff. You do get 2 performances in there, so that's like an added bonus, but it is pricey.
The food was better than I expected. If you're a huge Tim Burton fan, I think in New York you pay for experiences. Yes, it's worth it, but if you're just an average Joe off the street and you don't care about this stuff, we'll go with inconclusive. The food sucked. I would have definitely said not worth it. Food was okay.
For restaurant number 2, we walked 4 whole minutes in the freezing cold to Kenka, a Japanese izakaya-themed restaurant with more than a few quirks.
Didn't you go on a date here once years ago?
I was like, hey, this place kind of looks cool. Let's pop in. I was surprised.
Why is this place so popular?
Delightful Japanese cuisine, the cheap drinks. They got a little sex dungeon in there.
Is that for free too?
Gosh.
The sex dungeon, I do not know.
This place had the strangest decorations like this, and whatever the this is.
They weren't lying about the sex dungeon part. That's just straight up in your face.
When I saw this thing, I was like, what the hell did I bring a date here for?
I could get lost here, but what I really came for was the menu.
This is like 1960s Japan on one page.
One of the first things I saw looked crazy. That'll be coming up later.
This place is so quirky. You have speakers blasting what sounds like Japanese elementary school or kids music. It's like we're on a Japanese TV show for 10-year-olds.
Such a strange place.
There's some important rules here. No fighting, having sex, or drugs. You will get ejected. In the event that a customer has had too much to drink and vomits outside of the restroom, we will be forced to charge that customer $20 for the cleaning up and inconvenience to other customers. I thought they would charge more than $20 for that.
Thank you. So the strangest thing on the menu so far is that you can get a pitcher for $8. The cost of one beer in New York is typically $7 or $8. I got an entire pitcher for myself. This could end very poorly because my co-host does not drink.
That's ridiculous, man. $8 for all that beer?
Wild. Unfortunately, I did some homework on this place and I wanted to order some really crazy items, and I asked the waiter and he looked at me like I had 2 legs or whatever. I asked if they had the bull or turkey tentacles, which they used to have, and he said, no, I never heard of that. I was so bummed because I know that you had the balls to eat some right? So we're gonna have to eat some penis and testicles another day.
Yeah.
sucks, you know?
In addition to our mystery item, we decided to order a round of takoyaki roulette. 6 takoyaki balls are delivered to the table. One of them is filled with spicy wasabi.
Few rules. No smelling first, no poking, right down the chute. Are you ready for takoyaki roulette?
Maybe not.
Somebody's night was about to get ruined.
Rock, paper to see who goes first.
All right, rock,
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
What are the odds it'll be the first one? That would be horrible. No wasabi. This is kind of fun. This adds a little excitement to dinner. I'm getting nervous. Probably so screwed. I'm good.
Oh, man.
3 left.
All right.
Pick a winner. Hey, you cheated. You didn't take a full bite. I feel like we should find the wasabi now and make him eat it, but we're not that mean. Forgetting that one of them has a ton of super spicy wasabi hidden, it's actually very good. Since one of these must have wasabi, let's do them at the same time. Cheers.
Here we go. Cheers.
This is torture. Sinus is clearing. Like I'm tearing up. Woo! I just saw my life flashing before my eyes.
Relax, it's just wasabi.
Woo! I was sure that I didn't have it. Oh my gosh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I survived. Oh goodness, look what just arrived. It is, you know, it's exactly what it looks like. It is a fried frog. It is literally the frog's body. You got the frog's legs here, and you have the little hands. I don't see his face. I think if I saw his face, I wouldn't be able to eat him. I would feel too personal of a connection. I insist you go first.
This frog lived long enough and then it croaked, so gotta get ready. Here we go, frog leg. Frog's kind of stringy, kind of has the texture of like chicken.
Should I just go for it?
Why not, man? Go ahead.
That was so awkward. It does kind of taste like chicken a little bit. Maybe because it's fried. Should I try to get this little hand here? This is so hard to eat. All right, I'm trying the thigh now. You know what? It definitely tastes like chicken now. I would not order this again.
Nah.
You want to order strange food? Come here, you have some strange times. I don't think I'm gonna finish the rest of this frog. It's too hard to eat. The whole bill came out to $31. This is so cheap.
This is like hidden gem here in the East Village with these prices.
Well, there's nothing hidden about it. The place is completely full.
There were no collectible items for sale, but that didn't stop us from leaving empty-handed.
There's just one last thing we gotta do.
Outside, they have a cotton candy machine where you can try your hand at spinning your own cotton candy. Unfortunately, we struggled a bit with the concept.
What does he do?
Here?
Tell him what to do.
Out there. Oh, I see.
But a friendly bystander stepped in to save us from looking like fools.
Amateur cotton candy. It's windy out, but I'll try.
Strike, home run.
Really good cotton candy.
Kenka, worth the hype or not as a themed restaurant? I'm gonna say completely worth it. This place is cheap as hell. You'll get drunk quickly on $8 pitchers. You can do the takoyaki, wasabi, sexual innuendo everywhere. What's not to love?
Worth it for the cotton candy experience also.
On our way to another strange themed spot, Action Kid got stopped by some fans.
Mom loves you. Can I take a picture with you? Why not? Take care.
How do you feel when someone says, my mom loves you?
We needed something quiet after that loud Japanese-themed restaurant, but what came next was a bit extreme.
Burp Castle. This is a monk-themed bar where if you talk over a whisper, they will yell at you. I usually like to talk very loud, so we're gonna have to go to practice. All right, let's be chill and let's go.
Yeah.
This is the strangest place. There were Gregorian chants playing and paintings of monks and religious figures all over the place. I wasn't sure if this was a church, a library, or just a weird dream.
Are there any seats anywhere?
As for strangest thing on the menu, since we have to whisper the whole time we're in here, I'd say any beer is going to be an equally strange experience.
I'm even afraid to clank glasses here.
This is the weirdest place I've been to.
As soon as you walk in, everybody stares at you. I feel like I'm being judged at every moment. There's a certain irony because the more you drink, the louder you tend to get. This place is wild. You just walk in here by accident, oh, you are gonna get it bad.
What would happen if you farted in here?
You would definitely be ejected. That would be the end of you.
Monks don't fart.
Beer's good too. Duvel, $11, very strong. So we just got shushed. We talked a little loud. I think that's our cue to go.
Yeah, we're getting judged too badly.
It's a good spot, it's just not for us.
Our journey of the strangest restaurants in America continues at one of my favorite restaurant themes, a Harry Potter restaurant. Well, that's a lie. According to the Cauldron's FAQ, it's not officially affiliated with Harry Potter. I didn't tell my wife Adriana that, though.
After you, I know you're excited.
Yes, I am.
We signed up for a potion making class for $57.99 a person. I had no idea what that entailed, but we just went went with it. The class was actually in a back room behind the Cauldron's main bar, and it had a nice speakeasy feel to it.
Minus 2 points for tardiness.
Sorry.
What a great start. We got these cool robes and listened to our potion master, who had a great British accent, by the way.
Please, everyone be careful. Don't want to lose another student this week.
Explain what potions we were about to concoct. We just wanted to stay out of trouble, which didn't happen.
Does have an extra wand I can borrow? No one brought a wand? This has never happened before in the history of the Cauldron. How about if you borrow one of mine?
Our first drink of the night was simple enough to make.
As I'm sure wizards such as yourselves know, when a magical beast dies, if you chop its head off and mount it on a wall, and then touch the tip of your wand to the cauldron icon next to its neck, a delicious beverage pours forth.
What the... Not sure how the dragon knew whether I wanted alcohol or not, but okay. It wasn't hard to order the strangest item on the menu since waving a magic wand to make potions already checks that box.
Doesn't even taste like alcohol, it's magic.
Yeah, you feel the magic later, and now you are drunk.
The potion room had some really cool theming. I wouldn't say it was 100% Harry Potter, but it had mystical, magical vibes to be sure. After we finished our deceased magical beast juice, it was time to get started on our second potion. The instructions confused the hell out of us.
It looks like a red snow shovel. What's a reindeer bath? What's this? It doesn't say.
Oh, this is so hard.
I was not good at chemistry in high school. I'm a little worried.
But in order to ask for help, I had to do my best evil laugh every single time. I looked up and noticed that we were behind the rest of the class. It felt like high school all over again, but unlike in high school, I have a secret weapon now. Someone way smarter than me.
I'm gonna let her take the lead here.
Hope I don't have questions.
When Adriana took over, I could feel the fear from the rest of the class.
Just when all hope was lost.
And just like that, we completed our first potion of the night.
Salud.
Salud.
Not bad. We put so much work into it. I definitely taste the vodka, though. Harry Potter made a strong punch.
2 potions deep, they brought out equipment that I actually think was in my high school chemistry class. I was a little nervous, but I had faith that Adriana would somehow figure these contraptions out. And figure them out she did. There was plenty of measuring, mixing, bubbling, and burning.
Alcohol and fire. What could possibly go wrong?
But the end result was definitely worth it. Harry Potter would be proud.
Got into my nose. Oh wow, that's so good.
I'm about to burn my tongue off right now. Cheers, people. Wow, that's a lot of smoke. That's good though. I'm gonna live to be 1,000 now. That is the craziest cocktail I've ever had in my life. I've been drinking for 20 years.
One final loud, evil, fiery laugh. Congratulations, give yourself a round of applause.
For the collectible challenge, I decided to buy Adriana a magic wand. It was like Christmas, her birthday, and an anniversary gift all in one, but don't tell her that. It was the least I could do for saving us from being last in potion class, something I haven't done since high school.
Now I can make you a frog anytime I want.
Strange Theme Restaurant, worth it or not, the Cauldron?
I swear, I'm not saying this just because I love Harry Potter. The atmosphere is amazing. The host is awesome.
I mean, $57 and you get like 3 or 4 drinks? This one's a no-brainer. Harry Potter themed or not, yes. By this point, the excitement meter has been building, but we might have saved perhaps our strangest themed restaurant for last.
This looks just like our drink.
It's called Trailer Park. And we get to the door and see they have a private party until 8:15. So we did what any reasonable couple would do to kill an hour. Adriana went to Target, I went across the street to Lions, Tigers, and Squares for a delicious slice of Detroit-style pizza, the perfect excuse to try a new place.
Better than I expected, for sure.
Easy 7 out of 10.
Detroit-style pizza, who knew?
With the party ending, we stepped inside the one place you'll never find in New York City, a trailer park. Seriously.
Where have we just walked into? It's like the 1990s all in one case here.
It had a real trailer built inside and every American stereotype ever. A little back room that was themed after a bowling alley called Galaxy Lane. And Elvis, my God, he was staring at us from every direction. Like, what was this doing in New York? How had I never gone here before? This is my favorite part of the menu. They have a holiday party. They also do engagement, divorce, bail jumping, parole violation parties. I didn't even go to bars and I remember these from when I was a kid. Ordering a strange item on this menu wouldn't be too difficult. Ah, there it is. A mother-in-law revenge burger. It's like a sloppy Joe seasoned with your mother-in-law's judgment. Jim Bob's IQ cocktail. Cheers. Like a Long Island iced tea from your crazy uncle that you never talked to. It was time to dive into this monster burger my mother-in-law made for me. It's more goo than bun. I don't even know how I'm gonna take a bite of this. I don't even know if I can do this in one hand. It's actually not that spicy. It's not bad. And I'm gonna finish it. I was honestly more afraid. So messy. So messy. It's the mini shindig, mini sliders, and it comes in a pink Cadillac.
That's so cool. I think it's a perfect size. It's salty and sweet at the same time. So I'm a fan.
Burgers aren't bad. Next, we had some moon pies. Apparently, they're 2 round graham crackers with marshmallow filling in the center.
No wonder why Americans are so
Something.
But it's so good.
But it's so good. Adriana is officially an American after this meal.
I have a food coma.
Spot, we'll do that. We needed a collectible of some sort from this place, but then I saw it. The old photo booth. Perfect. A night to remember, but if I wanted to forget it, then apparently Jim Bob's IQ has me covered. Trailer Park Lounge, worth it or not?
I always love to see places like this that show you American culture.
This bar is like pure guilty pleasure.
And the food is not bad.
Food's not bad at all. Moon pies, awesome staff. Yes, worth it. These budget NYC meals can feed your entire family for $10 or less and taste amazing. These are the 15 spots that nobody is talking about, especially number 15, which might be the best deal I've ever seen here in the most expensive city in America. We'll start with what could be the top sandwich special in all of New York City for only $10 at the last place you'd expected, a dive bar. Joey Rose's in Manhattan's Lower East Side would actually be an amazing place to just hang out with its vintage 80s theme created by comedian Joe DeRosa. But forget Mortal Kombat and $3 lager pints, you're here for their $10 sandwich specials. This is not just one token menu item, no, they have 8 of them. And just to elevate this budget experience, their bread is baked in-house daily. My personal favorite is the Rosie, mortadella, white American cheese, tomatoes, hot cherries, mayo, oregano. These sandwiches have personality and you don't need the jaws of life to bite into them. The eatability is tremendous and so is the taste. The dad is a heavier version, mortadella, Genoa salami, ham, provolone, Asiago, and more. Whoever's dad this was named after deserves a medal. I can't imagine these prices lasting here much longer, so go let your inner 80s, 90s kid out, even if you don't drink at Joey Rose's. And if you do drink, I can't imagine what could be better than washing down one of these Italian subs with an ice-cold beer in a funky retro vibe. Listen up, New York's cheapest burger is inside of a supermarket in the expensive neighborhood of Greenpoint, Brooklyn. And spoiler, it's actually amazing. Head into Jubilee Marketplace where burgers start at $2.15 and cheeseburgers are $2.55. The owner was inspired by White Manna, a New Jersey institution for their little sliders, and they are able to keep prices so low because they have a butcher shop downstairs connected to the supermarket, which keeps costs down and your wallet heavier. As for the burgers, 2.5-ounce patties topped with garlic confit, smashed with love, salt, onions, American cheese, add some not-so-secret sauce, ketchup, mustard, mayo, relish, and Frank's hot sauce, a little Dijon, put it inside a potato bun, and you have a small masterpiece. I bet you can't eat just one. Super juicy and super simple. This is what supporting your local community is all about. Forget White Castle. Come here. For under $15, your stuff, money back guarantee. West Rice Roll King is the first but not last Chinatown spot we're featuring on this video. And America's best neighborhood for cheap eats won't let you down with these incredible rice rolls starting at just $2.95. They've got every type of meat imaginable. But for my vegetarians watching, I've got you. The mixed sauce rice roll at only $3.95 blew me away. Topped with a sweet sesame sauce with a nice peanut flavor, it's bold in the best possible way. This lands somewhere between an epic snack and a nice small lunch. You can't go wrong with the beef topped with fish balls either if you want a savorier experience, but these are so easy to customize. Eat your feast inside at the counter or take it around the corner to the park. This is one of my all-time Chinatown cheap eats favorites. Bolivian Llama Party wins for best restaurant name on this video, first of all. You know this is going to be good considering they're the only Bolivian restaurant in the entire city. You come here for their legendary salteñas, which are just $5.45. The best way to describe it is like a soupy dumpling meeting an empanada. Each salteña is hand-braided and takes 3 days to make. It's a soupy base mixed with chicken, peas, carrots, potatoes, and egg. The funnest part is actually eating them. Shake them, take a bite, and unleash a flavor explosion. It's a whole meal wrapped up in one, an empanada on steroids. Put on some extra green sauce, and this is the kind of unique dish that you'd have to fly to South America to find. But taking the 7 train to Queens is just a lot cheaper. If you still have any appetite left, for $12, their fried chicken sandwich has actually been marked as one of the best in the city by the New York Times. The chicken is marinated in a Bolivian beer, crispy and juicy. If they just sold this sandwich, they would be doing very well. But you have so many options to work with. They only have outdoor dining, so pick a nice day and swing by for some affordable tastes of Bolivia. Souk al-Shater. We're going to stack 2 Sunnyside Queens legends together here. Walk from Bolivian Llama Party to this little Lebanese grocery store meets Eatery. Sure, they've got lots of sweets, veggies, and items to grab off the shelves, but you're here to order the chicken shawarma for $8, sliced right off the skewer. Your mouth is probably watering by now. Add some pickles, pickled turnips, Lebanese garlic spread inside of a thin pita. This is grab-and-go heaven. The meat is so delicately seasoned and the veggies complement the meat so well. You don't need this drowned in sauce. This could be one of the healthiest options on the video. Add a spinach pie or some grape leaves as an extra side dish, and for around $10, you're eating like a seasoned New Yorker. Places like this are staples of Queens, the world's borough. $1.50 fresh pizza. This one's a little controversial, I admit, because less than a year ago, it was only $1 for the same slice. But inflation has finally hit New York's cheap eats mecca, the dollar pizza. They're almost all extinct, and this spot next to Grand Central in Midtown was my all-time favorite for the $1 slice. So for an extra 50 cents, I say you sample this relic from the past. It's honestly not comparable to a higher-end pizzeria, but it's still the cheapest slice of pizza you'll find in New York, and if you're in a rush, there's something magical about this. You never wait more than 30 seconds, and even though the origin of the cheese is a mystery, I can still get down with it. Just pretend it's 50 cents cheaper, and you can say you tried New York's famous dollar slice, sort of. Chinatown is back on the list, and Guy Kitchen, a Thai eatery, is a contender for one of the best deals in the city right now. This titan of cheap eats has an all-day special that still boggles my mind. You can get their Thai Hainanese chicken with a huge bed of rice, or their Thai roasted chicken for only $6.50. Paired with some of their sauces, this thing packs a serious punch and is well below typical 2024 prices. For $15, you could do 2 lunch entrees and still have room for a drink. They have a new menu item we have to highlight, the Thai fried chicken for just $2 extra, crispy and tasty. You've got 3 menu items here under $10 that could easily be an entire meal. This is a great reminder that Chinatown is not just Chinese food. You can pick up this unreal Thai food that is quick, tasty, and cheap. They have some delicious Thai iced teas and other sweet drinks to really satisfy any taste bud in the group. Guy Kitchen is a new classic on Mott Street. Arguably New York's most famous hot dog shop has New York's most affordable breakfast deal for only $3. Gray's Papaya, an institution on the Upper West Side known for their franks and kitschy tropical atmosphere. I still think this is worth a stop for a hot dog, but between 8 to 11 a.m. daily, you can get their bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, or ham, egg, and cheese on a roll and a coffee for $3. And for $3.95, you can add one of their famous hot dogs with egg and cheese on a roll, plus a coffee. This is craziness. It's a bodega special straight out of 2004. For the value, 4 strips of bacon, egg, cheese, ketchup with the coffee, sign me up. But the real winner here is that hot dog special. My friend Ben loved it, and it's a sneaky way to try one of their famous hot dogs and have a nice grab-and-go breakfast at the same time. If you're visiting New York, there's just a 13-minute walk from the Natural History Museum and minutes from Central Park. If you're starting either of your days near there, look them up. Royal Grill Halal Food. This Vendy award-winning food truck just steps from Bryant Park in Midtown still manages to slip under most people's radars. This is the kind of Indian cuisine that you'd be paying double for in a stuffier Manhattan restaurant. Forget the tablecloths and order the chicken tikka over rice for just $9. You can customize just how hot you want it. You won't get skimped on the meat here, I can promise you that. I always order it with as many sauces as I can. Chicken tikka, white yogurt sauce, hot sauce, green chutney, mango pickle. The owner is from Bangladesh, so it's got that flair to it. Very punchy, spicy, creamy, and complemented by the best rice I've ever had at a halal truck before. This is a true best kept secret. Whenever anyone asks me what's the top street food to try in New York, I won't point you to your average hot dog cart. I tell you order some halal chicken over rice with white sauce and you probably won't go wrong. But if you want some of the best and don't want to wait in a super long line at a spot like Adele's, then Royal Grill is your savior. Just minutes from Times Square, the location and the taste make this a win. winner. I'm not sure what's better about going to Fuzhou Weijang Weijia, the actual food or the fact that it's inside a practically abandoned mall basement in Chinatown. This is a type of food adventure you need to sign up for in New York, because once you get down those escalators and actually find the spot, you'll be wondering where it was hiding your entire life. Their small steam buns are $5 for 6 pieces. You can also add 8 steamed dumplings for $4 or 8 fried dumplings for $5, and you'd still be under $15. But if you want one, I'd recommend the steamed buns. Add some soy sauce and devour them. They're soft, they're chewy, they're pillowy. You'll want to take a nap after, guaranteed. This is a hidden gem that looks like a hole in the wall with amazing quality and a hard-working family running it. And the best part is the price, making this one of New York's top budget bites. David's Brisket House is a unicorn. You never hear the words pastrami and cheap eats together, but this jewel in Brooklyn manages to keep prices competitive by offering a small, medium, and large size. $12.99 for a pastrami or corned beef that is this good is unheard of. Their small sandwich, an incredible deal. Now, they're a longtime staple in Bed-Stuy and as New York as you come. A Muslim owner of a traditional Jewish food making pastrami in a historically African-American neighborhood, and the pastrami is some of the most flavorful I've ever tried. Thicker cut and crumbly. Don't sleep on their corned beef or even brisket sandwich as well. Pair them with a Dr. Brown soda, and this is as New York an experience as it gets, where you don't have to order a massive mound of a sandwich and cancel the rest of your afternoon to digest it. This is not something you'll find in every corner of New York. Santa Fe BK in Williamsburg is dedicated to food from New Mexico. They have one of the best lunch specials you need to know about, the green chili cheeseburger, which is New Mexico's most famous burger, and only at lunch to go costs $9, and they sell out daily. A 6-ounce patty from Paisano's famous butcher shop in Brooklyn. Swiss and American cheese, green hatch chili imported from New Mexico. This thing is a work of art. From the wrapping paper and branding to the beauty of the burger, it is absolutely stacked. The cheese melts in your mouth, the burger is juicy, and the hatch green chili has just the right kick, leaving you wondering where this burger has been your entire life. And this is why you visit or live in New York. The melting pot of the Big Apple allows you to try cuisines not just from all over the world, but all over the United States. My burger lovers watching, put this to the top of your list, and then go roam Williamsburg after, one of New York's hippest neighborhoods. If I was filming a movie dedicated to budget bites in New York, I'd probably start at Lucky Rabbit Noodles with their iconic location almost right underneath the Manhattan Bridge in Dumbo, Brooklyn. Their menu is an eclectic mix of Asian fusion, and the chef intentionally made it vegan and vegetarian friendly. While the noodle dishes are over the $15 threshold, if you want to splurge, this would be the spot and that would be the dish. I want to concentrate on their dumplings and sides. The Eastern Cukes for $10 might be the best salad dish I've ever had in New York. Cucumbers with cilantro, Thai basil, scallions, ginger scallion sauce, tahini, fried shallots, mushroom seasoning, lime, ginger on top to create a vegetable dish that's equally healthy and swimming in flavor. The matzo ball soup dumplings are an incredible combo of Jewish meets Asian cuisine. Take a matzo ball dumpling filled with chicken, add some chicken soup broth with Asian spices, fried shallots, and fresh dill. The combination is so satisfying and tasty. The best value could be their truffle mushroom sweet potato dumplings for only $6, completely vegan, black truffle sauce, vegan mayo, scallions, fried shallot, ginger on top of a crispy sweet potato dumpling. The combination of textures and flavors will leave you speechless. Finally, a location that is cheap eats gold and easy for anybody with dietary restrictions to enjoy. Pair that with a location in Dumbo and you have a great excuse to do some sightseeing afterwards. Sinfa Bakery in the vastly overlooked Chinatown in Brooklyn may be my favorite dessert in the city. And you'll like these Portuguese egg tarts so much, you may just turn it into a meal. $1.75 each or get 6 for $10.50, and you will guaranteed be the hit of any party or group you take these to. They're so jiggly and the taste is like eating a gourmet dessert or breakfast. Slightly crispy and buttery, the inside is dense, creamy, the tasty egg yolk holds it all together. They're massive and will fill you up faster than you'd expect. And this is the perfect excuse to head to 8th Ave and Sunset Park for New York's hidden gem Chinatown. If you need more ideas of what to do there, watch this video we just shot a few months ago for an entire itinerary. Remember I told you this last one is the best cheap eats deal in New York? Billy's Hot Dog Cart next to Central Park continues to be a viewer and my personal favorite. $2 for the most famous street food in New York, $2.50 for a hot sausage, and the best part is Billy himself, a Greek immigrant who hustles in all weather for decades and will actually take the time to chat you up. You want a local New Yorker experience? Head to Billy and enjoy some of the best hospitality and perhaps the last place you'd expect it. And for the record, these hot dogs are delicious and the onion sauce is packed with flavor. For $15, you've got 3 to 4 people fed easily. Then go sit at a bench next to Central Park, enjoying a New York delicacy and supporting a small local business.
The Bronx, a borough often overshadowed by its flashier neighbors, but could it secretly be home to New York's best pizza? Today I'm putting it to the test as we visit 4 legendary pizzerias that might just prove everyone, including me, wrong about this underrated borough. Here we go. Our co-host for today is Greg, our resident food guide and native New Yorker. And one thing that all of these pizza spots have in common today is their neighborhood staples. And Pugsley has been around for over 40 years.
This is one of the coolest pizzerias I've ever been to in my life, but it's very old school to the core. Really excited to show you guys this spot.
Let's check this out. All right, now this place, definitely a vibe.
I've never seen a funkier place in my life. This is so cool. You have the graffiti on the walls, you got booths here, the wooden booths, all types of stuff. It's like hanging out in someone's basement.
It's actually perfect for the Fordham crowd. Fordham University is one of the main consumers of this pizza. It feels like an amazing place to have your favorite college slice.
My name is Salvatore Natale.
How did this business come to be? Tell us the story.
What I said, I want to open a place for college. Then I was looking for a store around here, and when I saw this was a junkyard. Originally, this was a horse stable. You know, I had a vision, college here, hang out, pizza, music. I'm a little bit of a musician. I play saxophone.
What year did this open?
1985.
1985, okay.
1985.
Oh, it's right there.
It's right here. We all about love, not a bullshit love. Okay?
I feel you. You guys have been here almost 40 years now.
Yeah.
What makes your pizza different than other places?
You want to know the truth?
Sure.
We don't know what the hell we're doing. We learned from this family. It taught us, first of all, quality. Then prepare the things with love. People say, you instead of this, you can get this, you save the money. I said, no. Quality, making people number one.
As far as the pizza, what are the best sellers?
Peter, what do you think is the best seller?
Regular and penny alla vodka. You got me relaxed. This is my break time.
I got something for you. I'm serenade these 3 gentlemen.
Ready up?
All right.
I feel like we're permanent members of the Pugsley Club now.
We've been initiated.
We've been initiated.
What I'm making you guys is a half penny vodka and a half cheese. So you get to try the best of both worlds. The vodka sauce, I make it. And people say they like it, and I hope they really do. I mean, we sell a lot of it. Gotta be good, right? The pasta, you guys are not gonna believe this, but I boil it myself. Water from Italy, boiled in a pot from Italy. No, Bronx water. Boogie down Bronx water. Okay, so that's the vodka, right? This is the way we do it. Mozzarella. Shout out to Grande. We should call this pie something, like a yin and yang or something. I don't know. That's a good one. That's it. Capiche? Okay, don't go nowhere.
Beep, beep. We wish health, wealth, joy, glory. We go like that.
I don't know what we just went through. It felt like some kind of a ritual, but I want to go through that every day.
And I feel like I've been initiated into some sort of like pizza secret society here in the Bronx. It's just fantastic.
What already impresses me about this penne alla vodka is how sturdy it is. Like you'd think maybe it would kind of topple over. Look at this thing, it's holding up. Have you had many penne slices in your life?
No, maybe a handful as a kid. I kind of stopped eating those over time, but this one's got me excited.
It's one of their best sellers, so we had to start with it.
Ooh, that vodka sauce hits right away.
That was the first thing I noticed. I'm a huge fan of vodka sauce in general, on pizza, on pasta. I even got a little bit of that basil. The cheese is so creamy too.
What I like about this, the penne is not too hard.
Yeah.
This is perfectly done.
This is a classic, and we had Sal, the OG, serenading it at the end, even hitting the gong. Like, if that wasn't a pizza experience in New York, I don't know what is. But growing up in North Jersey, one of my favorite all-time slices when I go out for lunch was a penne slice. This is so much better than the one I grew up with, though. All due respect to Fairlawn, New Jersey, but man, this is a special slice.
Look, this is the bottom of that crust, really baked to perfection.
So, you know, if you're having one of those nights where you're not sure if you're in the mood for pasta or pizza, just combine the best of both worlds, bam. Something that many viewers who aren't from here may not realize is the pizza royalty of New York. We didn't have a chance to meet a Dom DeFara. Even you're wearing a Rosario shirt.
Rosario's one of
out
my
of Queens.
favorites.
Like, when you get to hang out with a pizza legend like Sal, it just makes your day seeing someone who loves his job so much.
This is the beautiful thing about this place. It's a family-run business, and you can tell they love their customers, they love what they do. You can just tell the love they put into the pizza here.
He was honestly underselling himself. He said, we don't know what we're doing. Anyone who tells you they don't know what they're doing knows exactly what they're doing.
He was being humble there, I think.
Even the crust is nice and chewy, it's not too charred. A lot of places, I might enjoy the pizza, but like the crust is where I stop. Not here.
No. It would be a sin to not finish this crust.
All right, Greg, we got the plain right now.
Sal mentioned that they use 00 flour, which is a very high quality pizza flour.
Yeah, all right, let's go with the classic. It's a pretty big slice too.
It is.
It's just the right notes, man. It's so balanced.
I think also that sit for a little while. Something about when you get a classic New York slice, it sits for a little while. All the flavors kind of absorb. So you get that sauce, mozzarella, a little bit of olive oil, the basil, all fusing together.
The cheese to sauce ratio is just perfect on this. And you notice, of course, little char. Like, this is a textbook New York slice here. I don't think you can go wrong with anything at Pugsley. We're gonna talk about this a lot today, but I have been sleeping on the Bronx as far as being a food destination, and I think a lot of my viewers probably have as well. Need to wake up to it. So do I.
It's like I would obviously eat this more often, but I still really enjoyed that. That was like a flavor bomb.
I think I would go with the penne. Nostalgic for me, but elevated version of it. And we're talking about pasta. We are just a few minutes away from Arthur Ave, the Bronx's Little Italy. So here's a power play move. Start or end a trip to the Bronx Little Italy here at Pugsley.
Yeah, I've done it before. A midway point in the Little Italy day was coming here. Yeah, so if you see this sign in your local pizzeria, it's a good sign. It means they use a really good quality cheese, grande.
Look what we just got gifted.
Oh, so happy.
This makes your day, huh?
It really does. I've been trying to get more Spots merch, you know?
Please. Give us merch. Living in New York and running around the city as much as I do, you need the right footwear. And today we have partnered up with Vivaya to show you great shoes for exploring. I love these because I don't need my hands anymore to put my shoes on. No need to bend over like with my other sneakers, where I have to fight sometimes to get my heel in. Just tie the laces once and it's a perfect customized fit. I'm always in a rush, we've got a delivery, I have to run an errand, I'm not wasting time. But with Vivaya's urban sneaker, this isn't a problem. I can race out the door, and as a type A personality living in New York, that's a game changer because I'm on the go, eating and filming a lot. The anti-slip outsole is perfect for walking long distances. They've also got a non-collapsing reinforced heel. The tongue doesn't shift, giving it a nice snug fit. For the ladies watching, my wife Adriana's urban boots are one of her new favorites because she's on the go a lot too, and she loves how easy they are to slip on as a busy mom. The urban boots are water repellent, stay dry even when it's not. The shoes repel light splashes with ease. I have the men's version, and these are definitely going into the rotation for the fall. Use code JOHN12 to get 12% off of your purchase, or follow this QR code right here to get the perfect sidekick on your next trip around New York. Greg, Luciano's is about as no-frills a pizza spot as we're ever gonna show on this channel.
Yeah, we're here at Morris Park in the Bronx area. I've never really spent that much time in, but really curious with this spot. Very no frills, very classic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, I love this.
Me too.
How are you?
How are you?
Which one do you think is the best?
Anything that you eat it.
Anything? Okay.
You only do pizza.
You just stick to pizza, good.
If you like, you open.
Okay, deal. I'm sure we'll like it.
Grande cheese.
Nope.
Once again, it's like I said at the last spot, grande cheese.
This is your clue. Greg just let you in on it. How long has this place been in business?
Maybe 40 years.
40 years here?
This is the grandma. I give you a regular slice. slice.
Okay, those are nice big slices.
One of the biggest slices I've ever seen in New York. Greg, how did you find out about this spot? It's an interesting story, right?
It is. So just randomly, I was on Facebook one day and I saw this Facebook group come up that said Pizzaholics, and it said Luciano's is a really good place. So I was like, all right. I just got it marked it on Google Maps for future reference. If I ever made it to the Bronx, and today's the day.
All right, Luciano's. They gave us a little bit of everything. Let's start with the plain. Not too tangy, not too sweet, just right.
It's another one of those very nostalgic type slices for me. The dough has a certain flavor to it. It's not like overly charred, but it's got a nice flavor, a nice mix of sauce and cheese.
This is the kind of spot I would imagine if I grew up around here, I'd be coming for lunch all the time when I was a kid. This just gives off such neighborhood vibes, like the, the Yankee stuff on the wall and pictures of the customers. And we cover so many places in Manhattan, even in Brooklyn, that it's all about Instagrammable this, Instagrammable that. What can I put on my pizza? Here, they know what they do well.
This is just such a local place to the core. The booths, I can't get enough of these booths. It's just so nostalgic.
I've actually never been to Morris Park myself. This has got a great neighborhood vibe here.
It does. Very good slice.
Like, I can't find a single reason to dock this for anything.
No, this is like, just bringing me back. That's really what it is.
You know, a lot of times when I don't know what to order from a new pizza spot, if I see a grandma slice, I tend to gravitate towards it. I'm into those like saucy pizzas, so let's try this out.
Yeah.
Nice crunch.
This really has like nice subtle flavors. It's not too salty, they don't overdo it on the hard cheese on top. And you really taste the tomatoes. I like that it's not too tangy, it's not sweet. You have that little bit of basil in there to complement it. It's excellent slice.
I think there's a reason he pushed it on us.
It's your very traditional thin crust grandma. Everyone makes it a little different. Sometimes they make it a little thicker like a Sicilian, but this is really more the OG thin crust style.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but out of all the boroughs out there, I feel like the Bronx might get the least love for pizza.
Probably, because Staten Island gets the least amount of love, period. It's always a joke. You see all the memes, right? But Staten Island is known for pizza. Bronx is definitely very underrated for pizza. It really took me years to really dig into the food scene here in the Bronx and find some really great pizza places.
Well, I think the elephant in the room for today's video is there's a lot of viewers out there, they hear the word Bronx, they think danger, crime, not safe to come to.
Yeah, I mean, look back to the 1970s, 1980s, you could see that was where the reputation came from. But the Bronx is a big borough. It's a diverse borough. It's actually got the most parkland of any borough. Over 25% of the borough is covered in parkland.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everything's bigger in the Bronx, okay? The margarita slice. This is what they're really well known for.
Yeah, so with this margarita, it came fresh out of the oven. It's got a lot of olive oil, a lot of chunky tomato, dollops of the fresh mozzarella here, some basil. It looks excellent.
If I saw this out, this would have been the first thing I would have ordered. Damn, that fresh mozzarella, man, that hit. Ooh. We were nervous if we could eat more. Not nervous anymore.
Now, when you see a fresh one like this coming out, you gotta try it. Not too sweet, not too salty, just right.
I mentioned I'm into really saucy pizzas. This is a prime example of what I love.
I knew it. I knew when I saw it, like, this is gonna be your kind of slice. Look at that. Tomatoes are falling all over the place.
This is a good problem to have. I wore a black shirt for a reason, by the way.
I know, I was risking it here with this.
They've been at this location, they told us, for about 30 years. I don't think I need to change anything.
I hope it stays like this forever, really. Like, it actually pains me when I see old school pizzerias change the interior around and make it look more modern. Like, this is like a time capsule. I hope it stays this way.
Every town in America needs a pizza spot like this. No nonsense, head down, make amazing pizza. Tommy's Pizza, man, that is a classic sign right there.
Just seeing that old 7-Up logo there, it's awesome. Some more grande cheese.
This video is not sponsored by them. It just got rolled in. How are you? Hey, how are you?
How you doing, guys?
Good, good. We're just doing 3 planes. Awesome, thanks
very much.
Greg, I gotta say, I've never eaten New York pizza at a counter like this before.
This is a dying breed right here. I'm sitting, eating pizza at the counter.
How you doing, buddy?
I'll tell you, I've been here once. I loved it so much, I had 1 slice, I stayed, I ate, I think 2 more.
If you could do 2 today after all the pizza we've eaten, I'd be impressed.
I think 1's the limit today for me.
This looks fantastic, let's try it. First thing that hit me, light, airy, crispy crust.
You can tell how sturdy it is. When you fold it, it's like crackles a bit. Now, it looks like there's some cornmeal on the bottom here. It adds another interesting bit of texture to it.
Pizza has a slightest tanginess to it. You know what it reminds me of a little bit? And I saw this in a video of my boy Antonio from the Pizza Review channel. Luigi's a little bit.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of like the Luigi's Classic Slice in Brooklyn.
You can tell it's a real neighborhood gem too. And there's a nice bit of herb flavor in the sauce too. I see there's quite a bit of oregano in there too.
This is definitely one of the best plain slices I've had in a really long time. And fun fact, they only have 2 slices here, plain and square. No pineapples, no chicken parm. I don't know what the craziest thing you've ever seen. I saw a Thanksgiving turkey pizza, we covered that once. They don't believe in that here.
As good as I remember, that's for sure.
Can you actually think of another spot in New York that has a counter like this for a pizza spot?
I remember one place in Fresh Meadows, Queens called Brothers Pizza. They're pretty famous. And also old school signage. So it's just another kind of stuck in time type place.
I like this concept. I mean, you can sit in the back. There is a room that has like your typical booths, but look, counter service, okay. They do actually have beef patties, chicken rolls, and cheese calzones. So they do have a couple of other things outside of pizza.
Something just caught my eye. What's the hippie roll?
What's a hippie roll?
Sausage, pepper, and mozzarella.
Okay, I was gonna guess mushroom.
If you're visiting New York and you want to hang out with Greg, take his street food tour. I've had many of you tell me it was one of the best experiences that you had when you visited the city. Check out the link right here. You won't regret taking that tour.
Yeah, I'd love to see you. Come join the tour.
Greg, when you say a place is part of the neighborhood, I think Louie and Ernie's took it to heart because they are built right below a house.
So cool, right?
It opened since 1959. Let's check this out. Oh, we're stepping down into a pizza paradise here. Oh, it smells so good, right? As soon as you walk in. We just want to do one pie sausage.
The tomatoes are sweet because they imported from Italy. Some tomato sauce, you don't need no salt, no sugar. Everything is just salt and pepper and oregano. That's it. And of course, they use grande cheese, the best cheese in the world, for pizza. It's not greasy at all. It's good. Tastes good, you know.
I bet.
It's very good sausage. Over here, this is the best seller. Nice, beautiful pie.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That is the most amount of sausage I've ever seen on a pizza. They were saying that the owner gets 25 pounds in the morning, 25 pounds in the evening, and he still sells out. This is their signature right here.
This is. This is actually the one pizzeria I've been to several times before, coming up from Queens just to come and eat this.
Piping hot here. Look at that. Huge flop here. We gotta hold this up. Like this is the standard Bronx slice we're seeing.
I kind of folded it up at the top here.
All right, let's try it. Nice and crispy, and I got a little bit of that sausage on the first bite. It's got a good kick to it.
Sausage is fantastic. That's the first thing that jumped out right away.
They were telling us to use the San Marzano tomatoes. Different than the California tomatoes a lot of pizzerias use. Has a slightly sweet flavor, which I really, really like. It's like more what you would see on a Neapolitan pizza.
Yeah, I think that does counteract the really like peppery, fennel kick in the sausage. It complements it quite well.
Pizza's well done, man.
I don't usually do this, but take a little bite from the edge here.
All right, let me try. Nice and crispy. I've never had something quite like this before. Just like the type of sausage, the amount of sausage. I think if you were doing a blind taste test, you would know it was a Louie and Ernie slice.
I would know right off the bat, for sure. And I normally don't order sausage pizza. It's usually one of the least ordered toppings for me, but here I have to order it every single time. That's how good it is. Like, just even the flavor of the dough, there's just something about it very unique.
So fun fact, I got to chatting with the owner's daughter, and you know how I said that this is built into somebody's house? Originally, this was a pizzeria in Harlem, and the two owners, Louie and Ernie, moved it here after a year, and the basement here used to be an old candy store, and the current location was taken by the new owner and their family, and they've been here for 30 plus years. So it went from one family-owned business to another, and they are taking excellent care of it. But I've never seen anything quite like it, like a pizzeria built into a house.
Yeah, and it does really feel like a home. You have a skylight above you, like.
A lot of firsts today for me, I gotta tell you, in the Bronx. And something that we have both noticed is these are all neighborhood staples, and all the employees are so friendly. You get that New York stereotype of like gruff, not here.
Cool people up here in the Bronx, that's for sure.
People don't have to put up a front here, they just keep it real. You would think by spot number 4 that we'd be over it, but no.
I'm still enjoying it, even as full as I am.
I could even do one more if we had to.
Yeah, I'd probably regret it later, but I could fit it. So like I said, at the last 3 spots, we've noticed that they also use grande mozzarella cheese. So that's really the gold standard of cheese for pizzerias here in New York.
Greg, what would you tell the viewers if they were feeling a little bit hesitant about taking a pizza crawl in the Bronx?
I would say do your research. The Bronx is very diverse, not only culturally, but also in terms of neighborhoods. It's not the biggest borough, but it's a very unique, diverse borough with a lot of character to it.
And if you don't know where to go, just come to all the spots in this video. You will not regret it.
Yes.
Are TikTok's hottest restaurants actually worth it? Today we'll be ranking the most viral spots in New York from a 1 to 10 to let you know if they live up to the hype or are just overrated. starting with Bell Fries, who have taken the internet by storm with their indulgent creations. I'm joined by New York City YouTuber Action Kid. We're gonna start with Ariel Eats.
If you love animal fries out on the West Coast, don't wait. It's made its way to New York City,
Animal
and you're not gonna want to
fries.
miss out on this.
I've had these before at In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, that's where they got the idea, actually. Wow.
Oh, they put like cheese and some other sauce on it.
We'll do one small of the double truffle. Thank you. You know, a real theme for today's video is gonna be how messy everything is. I'll give Bell Fries credit though. They have these little cubbies here. Like this is your table. We got two things to try out here. First, the double truffle, which has truffle oil, truffle mayo, and Parmesan on top. And you got the animal style.
Yeah, this has got some cheese, some pink sauce, and grilled onions.
We're gonna rank each of the spots from a 1 to a 10. We're gonna factor in the value for the money. And also I think something important is to factor in like how well it photographs and how well it videos, because that's what people are paying for too.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, to me it's like passing the visual check, and we went in right as they opened, and the guy working there, super friendly, give him a raise.
I mean, the smell is just so aromatic already. Like, you could smell it from like a block away.
All right, let's rock. That first bite, I think for me there's two things to look at. It's how good is the fry and how good is the sauce. In this case, we've got both going on. What about yours?
I mean, this fry hits differently. Just something about it, like it packs a punch. And those onions, man, they like bring out so much flavor, and then you got that cheese in there. I'm digging this.
So you think these are better than In-N-Out's?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Far superb.
You are gonna start a West Coast, East Coast war with that statement. Apparently the owner got the idea from In-N-Out, so they're paying tribute to it. It's not exactly the same. They're nice and crispy on the outside, soft texture on the inside, and just the combination of the truffle sauce and the oil, it's working. It's such a good flavor.
Look at this thing now. It's just soaking in all those like sauces and onions and everything.
You know, looking at the value here, it's about $12, $13 for a small.
I mean, for truffle's an expensive ingredient. That's a good value for it.
Oh yeah. They're very particular to say that they are not French fries, they are Bell fries, short for Belgian fries. I did a little homework on the topic. Apparently the story goes that American servicemen from World War I brought this over from southern Belgium, but they called it French fries because that's the language the Belgians were speaking. So they weren't properly credited, and they're trying to bring that back.
I didn't know that. I thought they were always French fries.
These are some of the best fries I've ever had in New York.
These are fantastic. The onions really like pack that much more oomph into this.
Let me try.
Yeah.
Let's trade. This sauce combination with the onions and the cheese would go equally well on a burger or on a sandwich too, which you can do with the In-N-Out burgers.
And I like this truffle oil. It packs a punch.
If I was drunk, I think I would go for this. I think the animal fries would be perfect because this is gonna like prevent any hangover the next day.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely gonna help. Fun fact, they call them animal style at In-N-Out because in the 1960s, there were so many rabid, hungry customers outside that they used to call them animals.
A secret menu item too.
No secret here though, it's on the menu here.
Yeah.
If something goes viral on TikTok, I think the commonality is it looks extreme, or videos or photographs well, but you don't always know about the taste.
Yeah.
And in this case, it passes on both fronts. We've tried both. We are ready for the ranking on a 1 to a 10. I'm going with an 8.1. These are really good. Honestly, some of the best fries I've ever had in New York. I was expecting the sauce to be good, but the fries themselves are really what sold me on this, and that's why I'm giving them such a high score.
I didn't think I'd be so into French fries because I don't normally eat this, but it's getting a 9.0 for me. Like, I think these are the best French fries I ever had, and like all the ingredients they put on here, they just like complement each other so well. Good value for the money too, considering it's truffle.
Yeah.
You know, the classic fries you can get for like $7, so if you want that, you got that.
You know, French fries are typically thought of as a side dish, but they're turning it into a main course. This is a new breed of takeout pasta spot that has gone viral. In this case, it's gnocchi for $10, gnocchi on 9th. This is by Traveling Girl.
Would you pay $10 for gnocchi? This new spot in the East
looks
Village
pretty
has a
good.
simple menu that
Simple,
only
yeah.
serves
Wait, what
gnocchi,
kind of sauce
either
is
with
that?
pomodoro sauce or with vodka
Pomodoro
sauce.
or vodka.
And if you want burrata, it will cost
And then
you
burrata will
$3
cost you
extra.
$3
They put
extra.
it in a takeout container so it's easy to eat on the go
Takeout
or
container,
standing
okay.
around with your friends.
Okay.
Looks decent.
Would I pay 10? I would, yeah. One of the vodkas, con burrata, and then one just al pomodoro. Very minimalistic in here. I like it, right? It's simple.
It's hole in the wall.
You're here for one thing. So I got the gnocchi with vodka sauce and the extra burrata, and they put a bunch of extra things on top.
Chili flakes, Parmesan, olive oil, salt, pepper, and I got the gnocchi pomodoro without burrata.
Different sauces. I have the burrata, he doesn't, so we're gonna basically try their most popular items. They are super nice in there. You know, I've noticed ever since I started doing YouTube 8 years ago, these days, if you have a phone, people really, I think, put an extra effort. They realize the value of this. I've never heard of pasta to go in a Chinese food container, you?
And this is like the first for me.
All right, let's take a few bites.
All right.
I'm definitely glad that I got the burrata. The gnocchi's not blowing me away. I don't believe that they make the gnocchi fresh there. I think the sauce they make fresh. The gnocchi, I've been told, is store-bought, so that's a little strike against it. But with the burrata and the vodka sauce, it's tasty.
I mean, I have to say, in mine, the gnocchi, I wasn't super impressed with it. A little bit mushy, I would say. The pomodoro sauce is kind of average, really. Not totally impressed with this place.
We have to grade this a bit on a curve because it's cheap and it's a to-go lunch. The idea behind this is you grab it and you go and you walk around. It's like a mobile food. So to that, I think it's good value. Would I compare it to a Carbone or like a high-end Italian spot? No, but I don't think that's what they're going for.
I'll have to say it is very filling. One of these, you probably won't even need to eat dinner.
You think about how tough it is to get a $10 lunch, okay? That's gonna fill you up this much. I mean, it's basically all carbs. You might want to take a nap after.
Yeah, you're gonna need a toothpick after this too.
I'm quite a fan of the burrata though. I would say to splurge and add it, or if you're not super hungry, go with how Action Kid did it. Pasta to go could be like one of the new trends in New York. So we're also getting some credit for being a trendsetter. I'm ready to give my ranking. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready too.
I'm gonna go with 6.5. I think there's a value to this. You know, is it the best gnocchi you've ever had? No. Is it interesting if you want a quick lunch in the East Village to save some money? Yeah. I would come back if I was in the area and I just wanted something grab and go.
For me, I'm gonna give this a 6.8. I was wanting to give this low 7s, but I don't know, the pasta just doesn't really sit well with me. It's really something's missing for the flavor and the taste, but value is really good for 10 bucks, and that's the saving grace for this place, I would say, and it fills you up.
One of the city's most viral sandwiches right now is at this Italian sandwich shop, and this is their 5th one in New York. We got a few TikToks to look at, starting with Sophie Green.
The best sandwich in NYC.
I can already tell the bread looks really, really nice. Ooh, prosciutto. Ooh.
That's a lot of prosciutto.
This is not a sharing situation, they're warning us. All right, now we have down patty.
Dying to try this. I like the way they wrap it. It's like kind of like a gift.
In all her glory. Wow. It smells amazing.
This guy really liked it too.
Oh,
look
man.
how much food there is in there.
Wow, the bread kind of looks airy too. Looks like flatbread.
He just had an epiphany.
Oh my God.
he just saw God. Down patty approves. All right, well, it's our turn. See if we approve. Hey, how are you? I'd like to do a La Favolosa and then a Paradiso. Oh, dude, thank you. Let me try some. I love it.
Man, this is good. Real good. They put on a show for us. How much do you think that weighs, John?
Just like half a pound of salami alone. Maybe eating at all the famous Jewish delis in New York has numbed me a bit to spending $20 for a sandwich. Yours is 18.
Oh man, it's sticking to my wrapping paper.
This actually might be the most meat I've ever seen in a sandwich. You?
Yeah, there's a lot in there. I got the La Paradiso, mortadella, stracciatella, pistachio cream, and pistachio.
I got their classic La Favolosa, salami toscana, pecorino cream, artichoke, and spicy eggplants. All'Antico was very famous in Florence when they opened in the 90s, and tourists and locals alike would wait hours for it. Then back in 2021, they opened up their first outpost near Times Square, and now this is the 5th one. So finally, you know, they're spreading the wealth all over the city. I love it. I think it's a great idea for a sandwich chain in New York, huh?
You gotta try it, man.
It's also very impressive how they brush olive oil all over this focaccia bread. And that's gonna be important when we take that first bite. You ready?
Yeah, let's go, toast.
All right, yeah. Toast on toast. The bread was the first thing that hit me, how crunchy it was.
Oh man.
If you like salami, you're gonna be in love with this.
This is fantastic, folks. Focaccia bread is like perfect. You got that amazing mortadella. The pistachio cream hits you like right away with the stracciatella. So good.
It's extremely messy. I mean, let's be real. You know, the pecorino cream and the spicy eggplant adds a really like oily and peppery punch to this. I'm liking this a lot, and I think I'm just gonna enjoy it more with every bite.
No doubt about it.
I don't know if the salami I've had before was too processed, too cured, too something, but this one just has some subtle flavors I'm really enjoying.
And the way they do this mortadella is like so thinly sliced, like you don't even feel like it's so heavy either.
I understand why they say this isn't a sharing situation because, yeah, you could share it, but why would you want to? How would you compare this to your typical Italian-American style deli?
They will use like more commercial meats. You know, they'll put like generic condiments on it. This one, they use pistachio and stracciatella. This premium condiments.
You're right, in a way, it's making some of the Italian-American delis look bad, even though some of them are amazing as well. But I think you're going for a completely different experience. It's like comparing American pizza to Italian pizza, or like New York pizza to Neapolitan pizza. They're very different. Depends what mood you're in. But I'd always be in the mood for something like this.
To be honest, I'm not even that concerned about the price with something like this.
I would be happy to spend 20 bucks on it. This is a full meal. This is like a meal and a half. I'm definitely not somebody that typically goes for salami, but I would want this salami cut up just to take it home. Forget the sandwich. This is the best salami I've ever had in my entire life. Hands down.
I mean, this is freaking good. I don't think I've ever had a sandwich like this before.
Go ahead, what are you gonna rate this?
It's getting a 9.5 for me.
Whoa.
I mean, this is pretty much as best as you can get from a sandwich. The only thing I'm knocking it out for is the price, which it is a tad bit expensive now getting there, but it's pretty much as perfect as you can get with this.
I'm gonna go 8.7. I think this is an amazing sandwich. Is it worth 20 bucks? It's worth 20 bucks if I'm in the mood for this. If I'm in the mood for this, yes. Every day, no. But it's a really, really good Italian sandwich. And I've actually been told by some of my viewers about this that pre or post show on Broadway, the Midtown location is a good spot. People call it a food wasteland, not with them around. I never thought a lunch salad spot could go viral, but this bowl is changing the game.
I finally got to try the viral New York City Australian
Wow,
Japanese
that's a
fusion
salad?
bowls. This
Looks
bowl
like an
opened up
ice
in
cream
NoHo
sundae.
a few weeks ago, straight from Bondi, and the line has been out the door
Yeah,
since.
that's one way of putting
These
it.
bowls are like $17. So
Is that
very
even
skeptical.
healthy anymore?
Turns
Because
out
ice
they're
cream
massive.
sundaes aren't
I
healthy
don't know what they're
in the
putting in
least.
them, but it's
I think they're going for healthy here. I think that is one of the charms, like Instagrammable but healthy. I didn't think it was possible, but apparently it is.
I wish I could name half the ingredients in these bowls.
It
All I
looks
know
good
is
though. They got
these
the
people
lettuce
know what
in
they're
there.
doing.
They got
They also make low-calorie soda
croutons.
from scratch.
I don't know what that
I had the
is.
cucumber and Thai basil one, and it was fire. This is genuinely my new favorite salad in the entire city, and everything happens to be gluten-free. So check it out because you're missing out.
NYC, but gluten-free, likes it a lot. Let's go check it out. Action Kid and I show up, lying down the block. Natural. It's like a day party vibe.
Feels like I'm on a tropical island.
They are from Australia, so I know it's like a surfer vibe. Could we get one of the OGs with salmon sashimi? And I want to do the braised beef. How long have you guys been open?
In April, mid-April, yeah. We had a soft opening for about a week and it was phenomenal. It's just been like non-stop momentum like since then.
We have our $18 salads. Ready to test them out. I don't think I've ever seen a salad this big before in my life. You?
This is ridiculous. Like I said, reacting to the TikTok, it looks like an ice cream sundae.
The interior of this bowl gave me such LA vibes. I could imagine if it was in LA, Justin Bieber would be photographed by the paparazzi coming out with his $18 this bowl. It's crazy because they've got a cult following in Australia. They have 25 locations in Sydney, 10 in Melbourne. This is the first one in New York. I think they picked the right location on the border of the village there in NoHo because that's the crowd that will spend the money on a really good healthy meal.
This is the OG salmon sashimi. It's got kale, beets, red onion, edamame, roasted sesame dressing, seaweed salad, avocado, sancho crispy crunch, and fish roe.
I've got so many ingredients, I gotta read this. So it's braised beef, kale, cucumber, sweet potato, chili, red onion, tamari ponzu, wasabi mayo drizzle, umami nut crunch, and for an extra $1.50, I got an avocado on top because I just wanted this thing to be as decadent as possible. I also have some rice buried under here somewhere. I may get to it in the next hour. Now, I used to order all the time from the Sweet Green in Greenwich Village. This is like sweet green on crack, okay? That's the best I can say, but these actually look really good. But remember, we're also gonna be ranking this based on the price. That braised beef is a lot juicier than I was expecting.
Oh man, there is a lot going on with the salad. A lot of seaweed salad. That's like the dominant flavor that I taste in here because it's so strong, like chewy. And then you got that nice, juicy salmon. I can taste those beets, which is like very bold and earthy, and the avocado also. I'm tasting like everything from the earth in one bite here.
Sometimes you put too many ingredients into something and it just overpowers it, but in this case, I'm not getting that at all. For the money, how much sashimi do you have in there? Salmon sashimi.
Let's see, like 8 to 10 cubes in total.
My question is who would order this for lunch? Because you're gonna wanna take a huge nap after. Like,
you could split this with someone easily.
It actually might be a decent split. That may be the way to play this. I'm really torn because I'm enjoying this so much, but I also realize I almost spent $20 on a to-go salad.
I mean, you split it, it's $10. Too bad you can't order half a salad and pay half as much.
We're also filming this at a beautiful hidden Japanese garden in Greenwich Village that I used to come to all the time when I lived here. Let me know in the comments if you know where this is. The braised beef, it's got good flavor, little kick, little spicy. I'm a huge fan of sweet potatoes. These knocked it out of the park, the sweet potatoes here. Action could go first. I have my number, I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm giving this a 7.9. I really wanted to give it an 8, but the price doesn't justify this salad. Plus, I was counting the salmon cubes. I was like, nah, that's not enough for an 8. There's like...
You need like 5 more pieces for an 8.
I know, but on the other hand, very, very tasty. The ingredients are so fresh and they do give you a lot.
I'll say they're ahead of the game in pricing because I'm sure Sweet Green will be $18 in a few years anyway. That being said, by 2024 standards, factoring in the $18 price for this, I'm giving it almost the same as you, 7.8. The salad's great. Maybe not the best salad I've ever had in my entire life, but considering it's a to-go salad and they clearly put a lot of effort into this, it's amazing. If the price was lower, I think it'd be closer to a 9. I also think if we're just looking at presentation and how Instagrammable and unique it is, it would be like a 10.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you don't see salads that look like this. It's good.
If it wasn't for the price, this will easily be in the 8s for sure.
I finally found the sushi rice. It took me about 10 minutes. Lafayette Grand Cafe and Bakery has the most viral pastry in New York, which has been known to sell out fast. We're gonna check out DeVito food reviews to get hyped up for this.
$10 for a pastry like that.
But $10.
That thing's oozing out, look at that.
I know.
Pistachio.
Oh, he's opening it up now.
And that right there is
Oh, man.
That's why it's viral.
Oh.
That's why it's viral.
It just got all over his hands.
That's why it's viral.
Oh my God.
He looks like he's enjoying it.
It's almost like
He's having a moment.
pistachio gelato. I feel like
Like a
got the
pistachio
real
gelato.
taste.
All right. I'm pumped. You?
I think he's feeding the ground more than himself.
Hopefully we'll do a little better. Yeah. Love the presentation. It's like you're bringing a nice treat home for your significant other. And they told me that they make 800 or 900 a day of these because they were so popular and they still sell out on weekends. They said they have batches at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, but during the week it'd probably be okay. And I'm imagining this is gonna be extremely messy. That's like the theme of this video, isn't it? Just everything is super messy, super gooey, super Instagrammable, super TikTokable, whatever. All right, I'm going straight for the chocolate, like right here. I am a chocolate lover, and that glob of chocolate there was amazing. The croissant combined with the cream filling in the middle, it's just this soothing taste I can't explain. Like I know they're an upscale French bakery, and I know that it's a 3-day process to make each of these supreme croissants, but wow, this is really blowing me away. I have not had a dessert that's impressed me this much in a while.
So I already ripped mine open. It's got this glob of pistachio here with actual pistachio nuts, and we've got the cream. Let me try the glob first. Oh my gosh, it has premium pistachio there, and that croissant oven baked. I don't think there's gonna be a way for me to eat this cream without it getting all over my face.
I say just do it. I say just do it.
All right, we'll do it.
Oh yeah, man.
There's so much pistachio cream in here.
American indulgence meets a French bakery. Best way to describe it.
It's darn good.
There's about 4 tables outside. Like everybody here is just filming their food, eating these supreme croissants. They're geniuses the way they set this up. I got a number. You got a number too?
Yeah, I got a number.
I'm going with 9.3. I am a dessert person. You know, maybe I'm skewed a little bit by that. I'm a big sweets person, but you can impress me with a dessert like this. I could see why they were selling out. 100% coming back ASAP.
I'm giving this an 8.5. I mean, it is a really good croissant and the pistachio cream. I'm just really docking it on the price alone. If I could say anything also, perhaps the messiness of this thing.
Come on, you're really docking it for being messy?
Yeah.
Some of the best food in the world is messy.
That's true.
I knew we were going to disagree on something here. So we got to look back at our ratings. My scale today was gnocchi on 9th was last, 6.5. This bowl 7.8. Bell fries 8.1. Al Antico 8.7. And then Lafayette 9.3. And then Action Kids ratings, gnocchi on 9th, 6.8. This bowl 7.9. Lafayette 8.5. Bell fries 9. Al Antico 9.5. So you like the pistachio better in the Italian sandwich and on dessert, which is interesting.
That's right.
What do you think all these places have in common?
A lot of them are Instagrammable. They have a great presentation.
Yeah.
The foods that they do it differently than other places too. Like the Italian sandwich wasn't so salty. They don't use the usual condiments. This pistachio croissant they bake for 3 days.
Feast on dishes from around the globe for only $5 or $6 in New York City. Sounds too good to be true. We'll show you the ins and outs of the Queens Night Market, which could be the city's best kept secret. We've got Greg back on the channel, resident food guide and native New Yorker.
Sir.
70 food stalls here. What do we got going on?
Yeah, the Queens Night Market is in Flushing Meadow Park here in Queens. It's been here since 2015, but it's expanded a lot over the years. So I've seen it grow. I've seen it become the best night market in the city, the first. And excited to eat, really hungry right now.
We're gonna start with Joey Bat's Cafe. I've actually covered them on the channel before. They've got a few different locations, but there's something unique here that you can't find anywhere else.
Absolutely. So they actually started off here in the night market years ago, and they become a real success story. You know, their pastel de nata, the egg tarts are really delicious, but they have something special here called bifana. It's a traditional Portuguese sandwich. It's marinated strips of pork on a house-made Portuguese roll. Delicious.
This is a Portuguese roll. It's called pap seco. It's very soft, and I like to serve the bifana on it. It's really good.
The joy of the night market is this bifana is $6. You are not gonna find a sandwich this big anywhere in New York for $6.
Definitely not. Look how generously they pile these strips of marinated pork on here. She dipped it in the extra gravy too.
Yeah.
It's so saucy and juicy. It's like, I don't even want to talk about it anymore, but I gotta tell you what this is all about.
All right, let's just take a bite. Yeah, let's rock. I just cleanly bit through 4 different pieces of pork. That might be a personal record. It's so juicy. You just feel that gravy in every bite.
So this is marinated in a beer and wine sauce. I think I really tasted the wine on that first bite too. It's really complemented nicely by this house-made Portuguese roll. It's very light, fresh.
We're gonna tap out after one spot. This thing is so big. That's the great thing about the night market. Every stall you go to, you can try something you've never tried before because they've got stalls from all over the world.
Yeah, so what's cool about this is that you really can't find Portuguese food very easily in New York City. It's actually only really Joey Bat's, and he mostly is selling the egg tarts at other locations like Grand Central. This is the only spot he's selling the bifana for now. Keyword for now. I can see this really taking off one day.
Something we definitely need to discuss is how the night market has served as a springboard for a lot of really famous businesses to pop up. They start here, they gain a following, and then they're off to the races.
Absolutely. I would say Joey Bat's is probably the biggest example of that. Really started here. Now you can go to Grand Central before you hop on the Metro North. You can grab a pack of the pastel de nata, the egg tarts, which he's most famous for. I think Chelsea Market, a few other locations. He's really taken off. He's got like a mini empire based off just starting right here at Queens Night Market, which is incredible.
Speaking of pasta de natas, I mean, they saw us filming and they know us, so they decided to give us 6 of these bad boys. And I had some of these when I was in Spain recently, and I know they're Portuguese. They didn't even come close to this, I'm telling you. They didn't even come close. I was missing Joey Bats in Europe.
You can really just smell that cinnamon coming off this already.
Ready? Never too early for dessert, even the first style. So sweet, so crumbly.
Yeah, I like that it's not overly sweet, it's got the nice crunchiness, and I love the little bit of cinnamon on top. I think that's really what makes this extra special.
Has a real holiday vibe to it.
Yeah, cinnamon flavor really gets that. Always consistent, always delicious, I'll say.
This is tough because we've got like 68 more styles to eat at, so we better slow down.
Brought my appetite, but let's see.
You gotta fast all day for this.
We have 2 traditional too.
Yep. We have 2 coconut juices as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Greg, you know what my favorite thing about this market is? It's the community vibe, because people walk by, they see what's in your hand, and they say, where did you get that? What line is it? You start conversations very easily here.
You really do, yeah. Everyone's very opinionated too. And
for anyone who's not had a bonito before, including myself, what exactly is this?
Okay, so I've only had this one time at an Ecuadorian restaurant in Queens. So Ecuadorian food is very common here in Queens. We have a huge community, but these bolones, they're plantain balls, so it's mashed plantain. They actually add some chicharron, there's some cheese here. They top it off with their own sauce. It's like a green, I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Esmeralda sauce.
Esmeralda, yeah. Let's see what the Esmeralda sauce is, but it's really nice. You don't really see this on the streets very much, so it's actually pretty unique, even for a cuisine that's very popular here in Queens. So let's see what it's all about.
Really soft and chewy. And Esmeralda sauce doesn't overpower it at all to me. It just kind of complements it.
Definitely has like an herbal flavor. You get that crunch, you get a bit of smokiness from the chicharron and the bacon. And the plantains are more the green plantains, so not very sweet.
I can't forget that it is very hot coconut juice, and you can even taste the little pieces of coconut. You saw them like grinding it, right?
Yeah, so I'm adding grated coconut to the juice, so.
I've had plantains, I guess, like Colombian spots before.
I'll tell you, this reminds me of a little bit, not flavor-wise, but concept-wise, of mofongo. Like Dominican and Puerto Rican mofongo, but totally different flavor. This is nice, I like this. A little more subtle, more subdued. Like, part of the fun, too, is just watching them make it fresh. They're making this by hand, each one.
As we were saying, a lot of these businesses, this is their first real foray in public. So they're very friendly. They want to know your opinions on the food. It's a really cool experience.
Yeah, what's nice about it too is that when you set up here as a vendor, it's very affordable. The market is subsidized. That's why everything is capped at $5 or $6 per dish. So also in turn, the vendor fees are subsidized too. So it's, if you want to get started in the food business here, it's a nice place to get started.
It's really a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
Burmese bites. We are getting food that is not that easy to find in New York, right?
No. Yeah, Burmese food is rare to find. This is one of the few, actually. Look at the tray. That's so cool.
If you order for like 10 people, yeah.
Have 1 keema palata, please?
It's going for a run tonight. He's going to burn all this off. How many of these do you make a night?
About 500.
500.
Thank you.
That was quick.
Since we're in the park, you can actually set up a little picnic here.
Wait, is that supposed to be like a sushi roll? The glory of this market is that you can get a lot of shareable stuff for $5 or $6. Keema palata. This is, again, something I've never had before.
Yeah, this is from Burmese Bites. They're one of the most famous vendors here. They've been here for many years. Another one of the success stories. So it's hard to find Burmese food here in New York City. So they started here at the night market. They're still here, but they also have a stall in the Queens Center Mall, one of the busiest malls in the whole country, actually. So they're in the food court. You have your basic mall food and you have Burmese food there.
Only in Queens, right?
Yeah. So this is a keema palata. It's kind of like a roti, but inside there's minced chicken. And here is a little bit of raita. It's like a yogurt, cucumber sauce on the side.
Did I just get 2 at once? Did I?
I think you did, doubling up. Actually have it by itself first.
That is just packed with flavor right there.
Oh yeah.
This is what I'm looking for out of the market. That bite right there, experiencing flavors like that I'm not normally used to.
So nice about this is that it's kind of crunchy, kind of soft at the same time, and then inside you have that nicely spiced chicken. And then when you have another bite with the yogurt cucumber to kind of cool it all off and add a little bit of crunch to it as well. The yogurt sauce really enhances it.
I could down these in 1 bite.
Easily.
I don't know about sharing them. I think I would go back for more, personally, but if you're on a little food tour here.
You come for the food and you stay for like the overall experience. The vendors making it, the vibe here out in the grass, like
music playing.
Yeah.
So this is good for a big group of friends as well. And you guys can just like split up and share food from different countries. It's a lot easier than like running around Roosevelt Ave, especially in weather like this.
And we even saw a woman who brought her own big tray, like at a restaurant. She had a tray of like 10 dishes.
Sometimes you gotta lead with your nose. Our sense of scent brought us here.
Oh yeah, the aroma is incredible here.
Wet plates and 1 burrs.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Sega wet plate and no utensils because it's Ethiopian food.
Ethiopian food, traditionally eaten with your hands. So we have here the injera, that's a traditional Ethiopian bread. It's fermented, made with teff grain. It's got kind of a sourdough taste to it. Ethiopia is one of my favorite cuisines, like a real flavor bomb, flavor pack.
I've had it a couple times before. It's been a while, but this, again, is something I really wanted to try at the night market.
Here they give us a rolled up piece of the injera, so see, it's kind of like a spongy texture. You see all the holes there? So I like to just rip it like that. Then go with this. Try to get a little veggie in there. I'm gonna have to use it's gonna get on my fingers, but it's all right. I'll just go like this. Use the thumb to kind of shovel it down. That's a real flavor bomb. Underneath it all, like not only all the spices and that beef there, but you get that underlying tangy, sour flavor from the injera and that like spongy texture. Wonderful. And if you don't eat beef, they do have lentil as well.
We'll just do the beef. I saw them slow cooking this in the corner, and I knew that it would taste amazing, but I just practically melted in my mouth. And then some of the spices are coming up at the end there.
Yeah.
This thing's got some kick to it, and I like it. Now I'm gonna try to make Greg proud and get beef and some veggies in one.
Let's do it, John. Let's go.
That was a warm up.
I believe in you. I believe in you.
So try to get, I don't know.
Got it.
All right, ready? Okay, just don't try this at home. It was better though with the veggies. It was much better. So many flavors going on, you're absolutely right. Could that be the biggest flavor bomb of the whole market right there?
It's definitely up there. Usually when you go to Ethiopian restaurant, you get a big platter. Usually you share with a lot of people. Here is like one of the rare opportunities you can get more of an individual, smaller portion, which is rare. You can't really get that elsewhere.
If you're enjoying this street food adventure, consider booking Greg's street food tour of Queens. Many of my viewers have told me it was the highlight of their trip to New York. Link down below in the description. You won't regret spending an afternoon with this guy.
Yeah, I'd love to see you. Come book my tour. Skewers, the skewers are really good.
2 of the beef and chicken skewers, 2 orders. Thanks so much. Is there anything better than meat on a stick for street food? I mean, that's the classic.
You gotta do at least one at every market you go to, right? This is unique because Cambodian food is very, very hard to find in New York City. They're one of the only people selling Cambodian food in the whole city. It's pretty crazy to think, right?
Greg, I don't know what's more beautiful, this chicken on a stick or that sunset right there.
Why not both? That skewer in front of the sun.
Equally beautiful. That's why they call it the night market. We will be here after dark, but yeah, enough talking. Let's try this. Anybody can put meat in a stick. Not anybody can do it this well. So juicy and tender.
What I love about Cambodian barbecue sticks is that all the marinade you really taste. There's turmeric in here, there's lemongrass, there's so much flavor. Sometimes even a little bit of lime leaves too. And it's so hard to find this in New York. I wish there was more. All Cambodians in New York, if you can just start opening up some barbecue stalls, please, you will get a lot of people. It's so good.
How can you tell all the flavors? I've always been curious about that.
I like a lot of different spices in food, so over time I pick it up. Sometimes I don't cook very much, but when I do cook, I do use like turmeric, cumin, spices like that.
So it's from the cooking that you have that background, right?
A little, but it's like a mix of that, plus researching the food and trying it a lot.
Meanwhile, I'm like, this is good. Bold statement coming. It's maybe the best meat in a stick I've ever had in New York.
Probably wouldn't disagree with you there, actually, because the way it's marinated, no one else is doing this.
The marination here, that's what's standing out.
I think if you were just to walk by and you'd see it, you might overlook the stall, actually, because there's a few stalls here selling meat on a stick, but don't overlook this Cambodian one, do not.
So outside of being probably the most diverse street food market in the world, you also have the most diverse crowd in the world. Family friendly, a lot of tourists are watching. What would you tell them?
I would say, yeah, this is like the market for everybody. You know, you have everything's priced at $5 or $6 or less. You really get all walks of life here. And it's really not too far coming into the city on the 7 train. It's very family friendly. People come in here with their dogs. It's just a good vibe altogether. You can even get beers here for $6, which is pretty good value.
Beer and wine. We may do that later.
Yeah.
Could I get the cassava leaf with moringa leaf rice?
Thank you.
What friendly owners. This is what I'm talking about when you come to the night market. Getting that kind of hospitality.
Yeah, really sweet people, and I love it that we're not shy about saying they're the only people selling Sierra Leonean food in New York.
I think most people would be hard-pressed to even pinpoint Sierra Leone on a map, let alone having tried their food before. But here I am trying it for the first time. Very earthy, and of all the food we've had so far today, I would say this tastes the most homemade. Like they were just in their kitchen and brought it downstairs and served it to us. That's the vibe I get from it.
I couldn't agree more on that. The rice here is moringa leaf rice. You can see the bits of herb here, of the moringa leaf. And you have the stew. This is cassava leaf stew that already has a very earthy flavor. I think cassava is like a root vegetable, right? So these are leaves from it. It's slow cooked. You can tell they're very just proud of their food, just very friendly, and just, I love like you can't find Sierra Leonean food anywhere in New York. Yeah, just like you said, homemade and like healthy even.
This is kind of addicting, I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
And not just this food, just trying food from all over. It's like just close your eyes and point at a spot and you're probably gonna find something that you're not likely to find wherever you come from.
Yeah, it's a very nice portion, it's very hearty, and just $5. You really can't go wrong. Overall, it's April to the last weekend of October. They take about a 4 or 5 week break for the US Open. That's in like mid-August to about mid-September. Because this is in Flushing Meadow Park, this is where the US Open is. Literally the stadium is just right over there, so.
They got busy tonight too.
I think now because the weather's getting milder.
Cadet combo, right?
Yeah, cadet combo, yeah.
Do one of those.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Moon Man, I filmed here 7 years ago. They're a staple of the Queens Night Market.
They are. They've been here for over 7 years. Always a go-to. Literally every time I come to this market, which is almost every month, I always get the same thing. They're making Indonesian desserts that you can't really find in New York City, especially the coconut pancake.
Yeah.
It's got a funky name, Moon Man. It's kind of like a little creative too. It's not just like, it's good branding.
And it's fun to watch them make it too. You talked about how it's a whole little show here.
This is a cassava cake topped with a pandan jam. It's a little more subtle. They call this the cadet combo, you know, kind of a play on Moon Man. Make sure you get some of that pandan jam. So.
I need some, yeah. It's very spongy. All right.
Yeah, it's got an interesting texture.
All right. It's very soft, gooey almost, I would say.
Yeah, gooey is a perfect way to describe it, I would say. The cassava itself is pretty earthy. Cassava is a pretty earthy flavor. But you have it topped with that pandan jam. That pandan is a really interesting flavor, and I can't even describe it. It's very popular all over Southeast Asia. It's a little creamy as well. Yeah, sticky rice with ube jam. So.
Oh, ube Filipino.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, what can't you put ube on?
I'm a very trendy and hot these days for good reason. But I love the texture of the sticky rice there too. It's a bit of that coconut flavor too. And actually it's topped off a little bit of salt too. It adds a little bit of saltiness, a little savoriness to pair with the sweet.
Now you said we're gonna save this for the end. There's a little bit of a flavor explosion with, what's this?
So this is the coconut pancake. This is their best seller, their most famous dish. This is really the showstopper. Batter, it's made with rice flour and coconut milk. So they cook it there. Then they put palm sugar on top and blowtorch it. So it's like a brulee texture. Then add on some coconut and more balsamic.
It's got a little smoky flavor to
it. It is. It's a bit of smokiness, that crunchy texture, smokiness, and it's also soft and gooey inside too. I love it. And that little extra texture from the coconut on top as well. I get these all the time. I think it's, hot take, one of the best desserts in New York City.
Every time Greg says we can't find it anywhere else in the city, take a shot. You'd be very drunk by the end of this video.
I think so. At this market, that's how.
So definitely not your traditional American flavors for dessert. Simple as that.
It's not overly sweet. Even though there's like palm sugar and coconut, it's really not too sweet. None of these desserts are, which is great.
That's the problem growing up in the U.S. Okay. So used to everything being sugar, sugar, sugar. I was saying how unique this was. We want to tell people if they've never tried this before, why should they come here?
Well, I mean, these are street food that I grew up with. I started this business partly because last time I went back to Indonesia, it's hard to find this thing. Like I have to go deep into like the traditional market to find it, and well, it used to be like widely available on the street. And part of me just don't want this to disappear. That's why I kickstarted Queens Night Market and hopefully, share it with people in New York City.
This is an endangered species we're eating. More or less.
Endangered crab, more or less.
Today we're eating our way through Brooklyn's Chinatown, which may be New York's best kept food secret. From street eats to a dim sum feast, hope you brought your appetites. And we'll be joined by Ben and Ming from the Bing Buzz. For those who don't know about Brooklyn's Chinatown, this is in Sunset Park, and we could call it more under the radar.
Yeah, definitely. And this started as back as the 80s. Believe it or not, this was a Norwegian neighborhood before the Chinese moved in. 8th Avenue, the number 8 is significant because it means prosperous. And as you can see, the Chinese population definitely found success on 8th Avenue.
How is this different than the Manhattan and the Queens version?
It's definitely a lot of local Chinese people that just come out to shop, buy stuff, eat. You don't get a lot of tourists that come compared to Chinatown and Flushing.
Man, we're starting at Bamboo Garden, and dim sum on a weekend is a must-do experience, right?
It is. Chinese people love dim sum, and I'm so excited for dim sum today.
All right, let's check the spot out. I have to admit, I have not done a dim sum like this, where you have the rolling carts. These are pretty tough to find in New York these days, right?
It's getting rarer and rarer because labor is just so expensive.
For anyone who's not familiar with this kind of experience, could you explain it?
Iconic experience, and dim sum is when the old ladies like come and push the carts to you, and you get to see the dishes. I want that one, that one, that one, and then they stamp like the size of the dish you order. So small, medium, large, and special. And then the prices differ depending on what you order.
You're really just ordering with your eyes.
Full game of bingo.
It's really fun. I hope it doesn't disappear, but it is getting rarer. So whenever someone pours tea for you, you do the double finger tap to say thank you. So
All right, I'm learning a little today.
the young person pours for the old person.
We've got 4 grandmas trying to feed us at once.
Overwhelmed, John?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little intimidated right now. Don't feel intimidated, okay? Just have the cameras rolling, so there's a lot of attention on us right now. Now, normally on the dim sum experience, you pick and choose and you get a couple of plates here, a couple of plates there.
When we go with our families, this is very normal.
Okay.
But the thing that's different is that they don't all come to you all at once.
Lately, you have to like chase them down. It's like hard to get them now.
What do we start with? I don't even know where to begin here.
Definitely, we always start with the thing that's steaming. Shumai, the hagao, the paiguat.
We'll start with this shumai, and this is pretty much just grab and go, enjoy everything at once, right?
I like it a little spicy, don't mind me.
Yeah, look at this sauce spread in front of us. It's like we're ready for battle today.
There's shumai, there's shrimp, there's pork, and mushrooms wrapped around a little wonton.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in Chinese culture, especially on weekends, seafood's a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go to spots in Chinatown that specialize in rice rolls and dumplings, but here you get to sample a little bit of everything. So if you could only come to one spot in the video, it might make the most sense just to come here for a big feast.
Mm-hmm. But this is not all day, so make sure to come before 2 p.m. to be safe. This is the hot churn, which is shrimp rice roll. This is my favorite dish of all of dim sum.
Very silky. Ben, did you live here at some point?
Bensonhurst.
So you live pretty close. Do you think this area has expanded a lot since you were a kid?
Oh yeah. So the 8th Ave used to be just this area, and now it's like 3 neighborhoods. You have like parts of Sheepshead Bay, parts of Bensonhurst. So like definitely expanded a lot. This is still like the mecca of the Chinese neighborhood of Brooklyn.
So far we went after the shrimp, and it's all been delicious. But what do you think we should target next?
More shrimp. Just kidding. But there's a lot of shrimp and pork, 2 main ingredients in dim sum.
Go for the ribs.
Sure.
Ribs.
The ribs.
Here we go. Ribs nice and tender.
These are known to be very saucy and has a lot of black bean.
Could a vegetarian enjoy this?
There's vegetarians,
Dim
so.
sum, yeah.
I think it's just more fun if you eat meat. This is the
Stuffed jalapeno.
stuffed jalapeno.
It's not our usual at a dim sum, but it's
Okay.
good to have.
No, I get it with my family.
Oh.
Yeah, every family is like different. Like when I go with my mom, we always get the durian pastry. And these two, I don't think they like durian.
All right, let's try this. Man, one bite.
Mm-hmm.
I was concerned how hot the jalapeno was gonna be, but not hot.
Not too hot. Mm-hmm. They take the seeds out.
What would dim sum be like known for in like a Chinese family? Is it a special occasion, or is it every weekend?
It's not every weekend, but there's some families that's definitely every weekend. Depends on timing and also like finances, I guess.
Now you two just spent a couple of weeks in Asia, and you said the last time you had dim sum was in Hong Kong. How would you compare that to New York?
New York, dim sum is actually really authentic because a lot of people immigrate here. Hong Kong, I think just the space is tighter in general. Tables are smaller, a lot more people. They love dim sum there too. The food is just as good.
This restaurant is gigantic by New York standards. 20 feet between tables.
Yeah, if you stick around for a few more hours, it'll be probably like a whole wedding. And like,
Yeah?
Yeah.
They like to do weddings on weekdays.
I mean, that is kind of like the dim sum vibe, because you come in casual, but you're basically eating in an elegant environment.
Whole palace.
Yeah.
We are eating egg tarts later on in this video, Portuguese style. These are Hong Kong style.
The Hong Kong style egg tart uses full egg, while the Portuguese egg tart is only egg yolk. This is more of a thicker, denser crust, while the Portuguese one is more of a puff pastry. I went to Hong Kong. This is legit the size too. It's so cute.
You're definitely right. It tastes less like a dessert, maybe more like a breakfast.
This is exactly what people like to eat for breakfast. This Hong Kong style tea, dynamic duo. Durian, crispy puff pastry inside. Oh, so much durian. I love it.
Try to enjoy it, John.
Every time people warn me about stuff, I'm like, oh no. All right, let's do it. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
It's a monster of a fruit, man. Wait till you see what it actually looks like.
I have to say, this is about as bustling as Flushing, as bustling as Manhattan's Chinatown. Do you see more similarities here or differences?
I don't want to call it lawlessness, but it's a lot more chaotic. A lot more street vendors, a lot of Brooklyn attitude, I would say.
It's a good word. What do you think makes this Chinatown like special versus the other ones?
Here you speak Cantonese or Mandarin. Here 99% of the people are Asian, Russian, all mixed together. The restaurant food is more option. Here only like one street. So I have another job, and today is Sunday. It's kind of busy. I'm out to help him.
I was tempted to buy those Crocs, you know. Hard-working, locals making money here. I respect that a lot.
We learned that a lot of the street vendors actually have two jobs. Corporate job in the day and then weekends vendor.
Ming, is it really a trip to any Chinatown if you don't stop for some bubble tea?
Heck no, we need bubble tea, especially on a hot day like today.
Chunyang is the answer.
Yes, I love Chunyang because they make fresh fruit tea. So delicious.
Could I do a large passion fruit green tea?
The less sugar you put, the more sour it's gonna be because we use the real passion fruit seeds.
Regular. It's regular, yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
When you get bubble tea, remember to shake it up because there's a sugar, there's a boba inside, especially when you have brown sugar boba. I usually flip it upside down and then shake, yeah. Keep shaking until it's all uniform. Very important to shake it, especially when you have like a milky base.
I feel like I say this to you guys every time we have boba, but this has gone so mainstream. You see this like every neighborhood of New York, for great reasons, of course. Like every boba spot I ever walk by is always packed.
And the prices just keep going higher and higher.
But they're also good.
Yeah. I'll keep paying for this. One of the most refreshing drinks you can get. Ming, I'm always excited when I see a line basically out the door to a bakery.
This spot is one of my favorite spots to get Portuguese egg tarts. Some of the best here.
I was last here 4 years ago. I want to see if anything's changed.
Let's go. Oh, well, this spot is actually like extra big, or a little bit bigger than the other spots I've been to.
Yeah, you can see they know they're gonna sell out, or they're just prepared for us.
The turnover rate is really high, so it's like super fresh, super steamy, so good. Packaging is a lot nicer than the other bakeries I've been to.
I was gonna say actually, their steamed buns are almost sold out. So they just sold out, and we're gonna get a completely fresh batch in like 5 minutes.
Exciting! It comes out really quick, 5 to 6 minutes. Guys, this box is baked to perfection, fresh, hot. You could put your hands on here. It's like a hand warmer.
I think I would pay $10.50 just for this box and packaging alone, right?
Oh my gosh.
This is so nice.
No.
Bring this to a party.
If I'm paying $10.50, I better have the egg tart. Look at the jiggle.
Are you shaking that?
I'm shaking it. It's so jiggly.
You know, I thought Ming was playing around, but they actually are jiggling. It's like Jell-O. You know what impresses me the most about this? That it's $1.75. I filmed here almost 4 years ago, and it was only $1.50. So we got a 25-cent increase in 4 years. If this spot was in Manhattan, no way it would be this cheap, and no way they wouldn't have a super, super long line.
No way. All the same spot bakery lovers will rejoice. If it goes to Manhattan, the lines will be crazy.
It's like you're eating like a well-baked cake. best way for me to describe it. It's so gooey, so tasty.
So it's slightly crispy and buttery, and the inside is like dense, soft, creamy, silky, so delicious.
We talked about the differences between the Portuguese and the Hong Kong style, and this just being egg yolk, I think I prefer that.
It's super eggy, but you can see that it's not gonna fall apart on you because of this crust right here.
Excellent point.
Excellent.
An excellent point. With like seriously, how gooey this is and how it's not all falling out. Look, it was crazy. They had like 25, 30 in front of us. They were gone in 2 minutes.
I was like, John, don't worry, they're not gonna sell out. And then we got there, we're like, wait. But then they're like, oh, only 5-minute wait. Like, oh, nice.
They listen to their customers. They make a lot. 8th Ave feels a little more secluded compared to Flushing or Manhattan, Chinatown. So I think that's also a reason why the prices are lower too. You don't attract a lot of tourists, outsiders. It's really for the locals.
This has popped up a lot on social though.
That's true.
I wouldn't say it's completely unknown, but to your average person, it's definitely not in the conversation.
Yeah. Sooner or later. I feel like over here, and also you have Alberts and Queens. It's like eventually every place will be discovered. It's just a matter of time.
Normally when you think of pastries, you think you can just down them in a bite or two. This thing's massive and it's heavy too.
Yeah. I could probably down 2 of those egg tarts from the dim sum spot.
Yeah.
This I can't.
I love egg tarts, so I can down 2 of these, no problem.
Sinfa is worth the trip to 8th Ave alone. Just get a box of those egg tarts, take them home. Your significant other will thank you for it.
If you want to be the coolest person to a party, bring a box of egg tarts from Sinfa.
Ben, you once told me that the best dumpling spots have very simple names, and I think they qualify.
Great taste, you're 100% right. You got Super Taste in Chinatown, you got Taste Good in Elmhurst, they're all dumpling spots.
Yes.
And this qualifies. Hi, 你好，一份那个八个饺子，3块钱。
Thank you. These were ready to go. Like you could see that they sell so many of these that he just had the box.
8 dumplings for $3.
One of the best deals in the city.
He's scared right now.
Jalapeno scared me. That didn't scare me. I mean, I think after you've had so many fried dumplings, they start to look the same, but this looks a little bigger than normal.
It might be great tasting.
It might be great tasting. All right, we've got the sriracha, we've got the soy sauce. Let's see how these bad boys taste.
Ooh, spicy.
Oh, definitely has more of a kick than normal, but decent amount of pork inside, actually.
Yeah.
More than average, I would say.
I think the sauce definitely helped. Generous amount of pork and chives. Very doughy. You will get filled up with just the dough alone.
Value proposition is excellent. Is it the best dumpling of your life? I don't know. It does the job for me.
If I could feed myself for under $5, it's a win.
Yeah.
The thing with dumplings and these kind of spots is that you could customize the amount of soy sauce you put in, the spice level. So it's like you can have fun with it.
A little vinegary. Dumplings should always be in the 30-something cents. If they go to 40 cents, I'll be a little sad, but I'll be full from this, for sure.
Ming, I think it's important for people to know that in any Chinatown of the city, it's not just about Chinese food. You have a lot of great culinary stuff from all over the world.
Yes, just like this Vietnamese spot that we're going to next, Ba Xuan. They sell mung bean cakes here too. Number 1.
Thank you.
In this banh mi, we got a number 1. This is cilantro, pickled vegetables, so like the carrots, the daikon, the pate, all the Vietnamese cold cuts. They got a sauce in here that kind of tastes like ketchup, and cucumbers, peppers as well.
I'm never gonna say no to a good banh mi. I actually filmed here about 4 years ago. If my longtime viewers recall, Action Kid and I went to Sunset Park to eat this, where Action Kid spilled his entire Vietnamese coffee all over the park. That's what I'll always remember about this place. That, and it was an amazing banh mi. Maybe one of the best I've ever had, actually. A little under 4 years ago, it was $5. What is it now?
It is $8. A month ago, we came here, $7.50. So they're kind of, it's going up consistently.
Pretty steady with what's going on in New York. It's not just them, it's inflation in general. It's rock.
Oh, sorry. I'm like,
Oh. That is one balanced bite, I'm telling you. All the layers and textures just work so well together with this sandwich. Starting from the top, starting from the French baguette.
I don't know exactly, but it's like a special mayo type of sauce.
Even though the price has gone up, quality has stayed the same.
One of the best in Brooklyn.
It's even better when the wife's feeding you, huh?
Baguette is like really crunchy. $8 is expensive, but it's still on the cheaper end. I'm still waiting for the days that Subway become $5.
That's like the dollar menu coming back to McDonald's.
One
I think you just have to accept it.
Extra saucy just to bring the taste out, but these are very natural. Natural ingredients, super colorful, full of great taste, and it's naturally sweet.
Just hanging out with you guys at all these spots on 8th Ave. I don't live that far from here. I'm kind of ashamed that I go to the Manhattan Chinatown a lot more. There's so many quality spots here.
At one point, I actually grew up in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, not too far from here.
Yeah.
But it's rare for me to come here because I was in high school. Now that I'm older, I could drive, I love coming here.
If you're enjoying the food adventures that I am having with Ben and Ming, adventures like this, subscribe to their channel. If you want to see them eating their way across New York and around the world, they have some great content, trust me. Ben, we started with something super formal, dim sum. And now we're eating street food on sticks, skewers.
It doesn't get better than that. Perfect ending. 拿2个羊，然后2个牛肉。好的。How spicy you want it?
Medium. There's 2 lamb and 2 beef. We don't know what we're gonna get.
Oh, we got
We gotta, I don't know. I think it's beef.
I'll stick with a lamb. This is like s'mores over a fireplace. Is there a more elegant way to eat in New York City than sitting on a red plastic stool? I think not.
I think not. I'm so full, John, but I'm so excited for this.
We've got enough room for meat on a stick. All right, beef, lamb, lamb. Let's try these.
Excited.
Cumin gives us a real nice kick.
The spices in Chinese skewer carts, it's unlike any others.
I've only done this with you one other time in Flushing on a video. And there we were standing on top of a parking garage.
Oh, yeah.
And this is even more fun. There's so much to all of New York's Chinatowns, and like, you could spend years exploring and not even scratch the surface. It's crazy.
So true. Come out to Elmhurst with us next time. They'll whip out a whole table too.
Yeah?
Yeah. We have a night of skewers and beer.
Sounds perfect. Sign me up for that. There's great Chinese street food out there.
Yeah.
I think the stereotype is like it's like a noodle shop, dumpling shop, a restaurant, dim sum, but no, you can't sleep on street food either.
Right. The lamb is really lean and the beef is extra fatty. If you like that fatty street food taste, go for the beef.
We were not planning on covering 369 barbecue. This is a little hidden gem.
And right now we're early. Give it another 30 minutes, this street will be filled with street carts. It's gonna be a little 8th Ave night market of its own.
We were full, but I think I could easily do 2 or 3 more of these.
Yeah.
Easily, you know?
I'm like, yum. Did you get mild?
Medium.
Oh.
Look at you doing it.
You handled it.
Hanging out with these guys for so long. My spice tolerance has gone up a lot.
Lamb is good.
Making these food videos, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
A lot. They asked us how hot we wanted it. Would you say this is actually one of the most affordable meat skewer carts you've seen?
I would think so. I think $2 is a going rate right now for 2024. So these are 25 cents cheaper.
2020 rates.
2020 rates.
If you think about the value of this, $1.75 for a skewer, this is pure protein. Protein's usually expensive.
Yeah. And honestly, 8th Ave is a great place for food. Like one avenue has it all.
Make it real easy. Just take the R train right there, 8th Ave station. Start your adventure. Food prices are going up everywhere, but New York is the worst. That's why I'm working with an expert to find the best cheap meals in America. But here's the challenge. Every meal has to cost less than 10 bucks. Can we do it in one of the most expensive cities in the country? Let's find out. We are starting at Guy Kitchen. I've got my local expert, Andrew from the Fung Bros, and what is going on here?
This right here is one of my favorite recent Chinatown success stories. They moved from Mott Street Eatery. Now they got a storefront. Hi, can we get 1 fried chicken meal, a Hainan chicken, and then a roasted one? It's his first time having Hainan chicken.
It is my first time?
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of food, dude. I'm impressed.
It's just plated well.
We've got 3 distinct choices here. We got the Hainanese chicken, we got the roasted chicken, we got the fried chicken. What are the differences?
This one's poached, and I think this one visually, to a lot of people who are not used to having the dish, it looks a little bit unusual.
Okay.
It's tasty, I love it. Roasted, roasted, self-explanatory, deep fried, battered, all on a bed of ginger rice, and all have a different sauce.
Yes, that was really interesting. 3 different sauces, 3 different flavors coming up. All right, what do you think I should start with? I was thinking of the Hainanese chicken.
This is my all-time favorite. Like, I could eat this dish 3 times a week. It's like basic fuel for my body. I'll go with roasted.
All right, $6.50, one of the best deals in New York. Let's rock. Yeah, definitely got like a zesty flavor here, feeling the spice. Oh yeah.
This one's a sweet, slightly fish sauce flavor.
This is not some boring chicken at all. I mean, if you're looking for a little bit of a kick, generally speaking, Thai food would have that, right?
It's like a accessible kick.
Yeah.
You know, it's not too crazy. Chicken is so juicy. I'm like, where are you gonna get this quality of chicken? $6.50? You know it's good because there's no music. The restaurants that play no music, man.
I was thinking about that when I was sitting here. There's no music. Oh, dude, this chicken, as you said, so moist, so juicy, roasted, currently my favorite.
Okay.
And you got a little bit of a backstory on this spot. Now, this was $5.99 when it was at the mall near here, right?
Yeah, there's a Mott Street Eatery, which has some Has some pretty good gems, but this spot kind of graduated from there and has its own storefront now on, I would say, the most iconic street in Chinatown, Mott Street. I mean, this is prime real estate.
Prime real estate, and you're charging prices like this, $6.50 for practically what's a full lunch.
And I think chicken rice is such an accessible dish.
Yeah.
Nothing's crazy about it. It's healthy. Anybody can eat it.
It's not going to intimidate the tourists who are watching this video. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, try the fried.
This is your favorite. This is the one I could see your eyes were lighting up when we ordered it. Dude, I love the skin. The skin, the flavor of it, little spices, man. Oof. Of these three, I think the roasted was my favorite. What about you?
The all-time classic Hainanese chicken still for me, but I think everything's good.
It's funny because we were talking off camera about how like we can't possibly finish all this food today, and we're at the first stop, and I'm like, I don't know how I wouldn't be able to finish this right now, especially with chicken. I want to.
And then you're not gonna have space for all the other great cheap eats that we got.
You know, I'm thinking about this right now. Could this be the best cheap eats deal in all of Chinatown right now?
I don't know, we gotta go to the other spots, man. I think it's one of the top one though. I'm just saying that.
This is a contender.
Spoiler.
Right out of the gates. We weren't even planning on filming this spot, but Andrew stopped us as we walked by and he said they just opened. Let's put it on the video. $2 skewers. It doesn't get better than that.
You can get lamb, beef, chicken. What do you want? Gizzard, do you want chicken heart?
I don't know about chicken heart.
Yeah.
I'm thinking lamb maybe.
Yeah, let's just try a lamb and a chicken.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dude, look at, that's a lot of chicken.
That's a lot of food for the money.
So the name of the cart is Jin Mun, and it essentially means like Tianjin style skewers. Tianjin's a part of northern China.
These Chinatown skewer trucks are slept on by a lot of tourists. Don't sleep on this, and we'll show you why. Juicy, tender, love the cumin, the spices, everything combined on this. I mean, is this a lunch? No, but get 2 or 3 of these, heck yes.
To get nicely grilled lamb on the streets of New York City for this price, definitely a cheap eat.
And a quick eat too, man. Done in a minute. You said it, a guy off camera, that getting protein this cheap is just insane. Usually carbs are cheap, not protein.
That's probably 15 grams of protein right there.
So we're in a diet plan here. You got like the workout routine ready.
That's your macros.
I'm putting you on the spot. Ready?
Yeah.
$1 pizza or $2 skewer. What would you get? He's got to think about it.
You get more protein with the skewer.
Yeah.
But the pizza might be more filling. But oh man, if it skewers off this cart, I'm taking that chicken skewer.
Andrew, we're going from Thai to Chinese to Vietnamese. We've got pho ga vang.
Dude, I love this spot. I think this is the best chicken pho in the city. If you haven't had chicken pho, this is a great place to try it. And it also has some killer egg rolls, AKA jia yao.
We gotta see this, let's go. I'm John, how are you? This is a hearty meal, man. This one could take us down, I don't know. All right, so we broke the rules a little bit. The 2 phos are $14.99 each. This is our splurge of the video. Egg rolls here. A lot of my viewers are probably used to Chinese-style egg rolls. What makes a Vietnamese egg roll?
To not get too detailed, essentially the filling is different.
Yeah.
So here you're gonna have pork, you'll have vermicelli noodles, kind of like glass noodles, and then you have wood ear mushrooms, you have a little bit of carrots, a lot of pepper, maybe some fish sauce, other white pepper as well. Listen, I'm Chinese, I love Chinese food, but these egg rolls beat Chinese egg rolls. Like,
oh man, you said it, not me.
I've said it on my channel, I'll say it again. Viets have the best egg roll in the game. They do. Take a little bit of lettuce, and then we take a little bit of the carrots and daikon, the shredded ones, okay? A little lettuce wrap. Here you have the nook mom, mix it. It's like a little sweet fish sauce.
All right, first time trying this. Let's rock.
No, good. Thank you so much.
That is just a lot of textures and flavors that I'm not used to with like your standard egg roll.
Chinese may have invented the egg roll originally, but I think that they don't really focus on it. And I think the Viets perfected it.
All right, Andrew, I gotta admit, Vietnam is one of the top countries I want to visit. I haven't had pho in so long. I need a little bit of a refresher here.
Here at this spot, they're gonna give you the sides, basil, you have the lime, you have the sprouts, you have the jalapeno. You put in what you want, but I put a little bit of jalapeno. I put the basil here, as you can see. Okay. And then I love any extra onions I can get. For the chicken pho, they have this like salt and pepper lime dip, but here's a little trick, is mala sauce for your pho.
This is your brand.
It is my brand, yeah. It's our very own chili oil that we launched, and it's on Amazon, 4.7 out of 5 reviews. I gotta say it, and they're real reviews. But yeah,
they're real.
You can get them here at Pho Ga.
I mean, this is a life goal here, your own brand of chili oil at your favorite Vietnamese spot, like other restaurants. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So you get a lot of flavor of the noodles in this and the meat.
And then I would say you take a small piece of meat, a pinch of noodles, and a little bit of soup all at one time.
Let's do it, let's do it. That is good. That brisket, It just melts in my mouth, I gotta tell you. You know, I felt the chili oil. It's got a little umami kick. Feel that tingle on the tongue there.
Yeah.
You said look for like a mushroomy flavor as well, right?
It should have an after kick. So yeah, buy it on Amazon right now.
Link in the description. Link in the description.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him.
Thank you for letting me plug it, by the way.
I'm gonna give him 5 stars. How can you tell really good pho from the pretender? What do we look for?
You can kind of tell quality, and you know some broths I've had are good, but I can feel like the smack of like salt and MSG, which there's nothing wrong with. At the end of the day, it still does make everything taste good. But yeah, I mean, something where you can feel that deep, meaty flavor. And then the noodles, I think the noodles got to be cooked correctly. I think these noodles are great.
You know, something I think a lot of people don't realize about Chinatown, especially if they're visiting for the first time, is that it's not just Chinese food. I mean, you're seeing it in this video. Almost every Asian country, really.
Yeah, I think it's largely the Chinese diaspora. You know, a lot of Chinese people have left China over centuries and went to all different places and either maintain some Chinese identity or have mixed in with the locals, and therefore that's why you get like, there is such thing as Chinese Viet cuisine. There is such thing as Chinese Cambodian. There is Chinese Indo cuisine, Chinese Malaysian cuisine.
This actually might be the first time I've ever put pho on my channel now that I think about it in 8 years. What do you think about that?
What the fuck is up with that, man? I don't want to do that.
You did it. Andrew, we got North Dumpling here. This is that hole-in-the-wall mom and pop dumpling shop that everybody loves in Chinatown. I gotta see this. Let's go.
你好，要一份 1 and a 2.
Thank you. Look at that, man. $4.50 and $4. What do you prefer generally? I'll tell you right away. I'm team pan fried. All the way.
I'm kind of down the middle. I think it kind of depends
on the place or your mood. This is definitely a moment where I want to try that chili oil again, and I also like how it looks. We're not gonna go too crazy. They're both pork and chive, right?
Yeah, both pork and chive.
Yeah.
There we go. It's juicy. You got some cabbage, onion, green onion.
I'll go with steamed. You're gonna go with pan fried. These are fantastic. Soft and chewy, and chili oil adding a little extra kick to it.
What I do is a little bit of vinegar.
Okay.
A little bit of shmala. We ate so much food, I'm still going.
It's so easy here. This is definitely better than the run-of-the-mill dumpling spots I have been to.
I think that they're putting their name in the hat of the dollar dumpling game in New York City, which is such a competitive game.
I've talked this over with some Chinese American friends, and a theory they have is that they keep the prices low for the local community. They just don't care that much about getting crazy profits versus keeping the locals happy.
One quick fact about this spot is that it is a lady who was at China North Dumpling on Essex Street, which she was working there for many, many years. That's a staple cheap eat, of course, as well. But they recently opened up this spot, North Dumpling on Division Street.
Okay. It's hard to keep up with all the dumpling spots, to be honest with you.
I don't blame you. This lady is from northern China. A lot of the other dumpling spots, oftentimes from Fujian or the north, where dumplings are very common food.
I want to plug another really great Chinese American YouTube channel, Bing Buzz. We did a collaboration video about the best dumplings in New York. If you want to see that whole video, we have about 5 different spots right here. Check that out.
Shout out to Bing Buzz.
Andrew, we got West Rice Roll King, and this is one of the newer rice roll spots on the scene, right?
Yeah, man. I would say you look forward to ribbony, soft, flowy rice rolls, AKA Chung Fun in Cantonese.
Let's rock.
Dude, he's making the fresh. That machine right there, that's the traditional way to make the rice rolls right here. He's making the mixture. So can we get 1 mixed rice roll? Sure. And then can I get beef rice roll with gale udon on top? Sure, no problem.
We've had chicken, we've had pork, we've had beef today, so I'm feeling vegetarian here. Mixed sauce rice roll, and Andrew got the beef with the fish balls on top, which just made you happy like I haven't seen you all day.
I made it a combo. Thank you for letting me soup it up. But yeah, this is curry fish balls on my beef rice rolls. You got the non-meat one with the sweet kind of sesame peanut sauce in there.
Looking forward to it. Let's take a big bite. Smooth, velvety, just melted in my mouth. And I am somebody that loves peanut sauce of any kind, peanut butter, you name it. I knew I was gonna love this.
I've had like a pappardelle, like pasta, super thin pasta is kind of like this. I kind of made it a meal because I had beef in it. You can get curry fish balls on top.
No, mine is packing some serious punch, man, with the flavors.
Ooh. They have their own chili oil. Sprinkle some of this on there. Those is good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really glad we're here right now.
I was just appreciating the experience. We're eating at a counter right here. Amazing, delicious, cheap food in Manhattan. This is what you come to Chinatown for.
And the quality is crazy because you actually see him using that super old technology, that wheel that's liquefying it into that rice batter essentially.
Yeah.
And then he like is essentially screen printing a t-shirt full of rice roll sheets.
I love that analogy that it's like creating a t-shirt.
No,
I've
it
never
literally-
heard that before, but it is.
No, it looked like he was
Yeah.
putting the paint over the, And so the fact that he handcrafts every rice roll and it's only $4 or $5.
This is the cheapest dish we have had all day. $3.95 for this.
Chinatown, it's always gonna have its cheap eats. It's that immigrant work ethic that's never gonna stop, and basically it's always gonna provide cheap eats.
All right, bold statement coming here. Tell me if you agree. Chinatown is the best cheap eats neighborhood in the entire country. I can't even think of a competitor.
Did you say that was a crazy statement?
I don't know. Is that
I
just...
100% agree.
It's not crazy. There's no contest.
There's no contest of the amount of cheap food, so there's always something to enjoy about Chinatown. Don't be afraid to get the little add-ons. Like I just added the curry fish balls on top. That's not even a dish.
I want to take
right?
one. Curry fish ball add-on. Savory, completely different flavor profile going on. I see why you went for that. Today's been crazy, man. Discovering 5 spots I've never been to before that are some of the best values out there. And you're supporting a local business. Just checks every box.
Helps to have cash on you for some of the spots.
Including here.
All right, let's say you're a guy on a budget. You want to do something kind of cool, but doesn't cost a lot. Date night with a girl. You're like, oh yeah, it's cool. Check out some cheap eats in Chinatown.
I know some local spots.
Yeah, I know some local spots. That's how he does it.
That's how I do it.
That's how you did it.
Actually, yes. Our second date, I took her to some speakeasy bars, and she thought that I knew my stuff.
People love that phrase in New York. Hey, I know a spot.
But after watching this video, you know 5 good spots.
John, what's your favorite spot that we went to today? Guy Kitchen. We had, the skewer truck. We had North Dumpling. We had Pho Ga Vang. We had this spot.
All right, I have my answer, and this is not a cop-out, but it's a tie. Pho Ga Vang and West Rice Roll King. Tie, and I want to come back to both of them as soon as possible. What about you? Now you're on the spot.
Man, this was actually really good. So I'm gonna have to put this up there, but Guy Kitchen to me, always chicken and rice. Staple in my book. That's a staple meal for me. And it's super cheap. I'd say dollar per dollar, maybe I take the chicken rice.
Value-wise, I actually might go with this for $3.95. I'll be honest
That
with
is
you.
actually super cheap.
Crazy deal.
That's why I think Chinatown deserves its respect, to be honest.
Big time.
Come to Chinatown, spend your money, be nice, experience something cool.